Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Today guys, we are back with another King of the Hill Wheel of Doom edition. And yes, you guys did see the thumbnail had quite the unique wheel on it, which was made by Coda Total War. So I haven't figured out how to get that implemented quite yet because I got it right before the stream started. But for the future streams, we will have a very fancy wheel going on. But for today, it's going to be the OG wheel. Same old business. Should be quite a bit of fun. I know. Whenever anything's high production on my channel, you got to be suspicious. We try our best here. But yeah, it's going to be King of the Hill. Should be quite a bit of fun, a very casual stream. On Tuesday, we will be continuing our Eternal Challenger League. We're going to be having the big old finale of the 7th qualifier that we didn't quite get to finish last time. So, should be good. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome. So, let me go ahead and make sure everything is looking good on my end. Very fancy indeed, I know, things are out of control. All right, one sec here. Perfect. We got both players in here. I think we can go ahead and hang out for just a quick second. Probably chat for a couple minutes while we let some more folks gather so they don't miss the first game, and then we're good to go. Valendir's like, thank God, I thought I was going to have to read or something. Hey, Anno Domini. Happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday, brother. No, it's not my birthday, no. Despite the common conspiracy theories here in chat, it is not indeed my birthday. My birthday is in July 12th. Yeah, it was a good one. I had actually had surgery 3 days prior to my birthday, so it was pretty low-key. Took it easy. It was a good time. Montana, well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So we have 10 players, which is the usual amount. If it goes a little bit quicker, since we don't have a pick and ban phase, I found that these King of the Hills do go a little bit faster. We might go beyond 10 players. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, the wheel's fun. I like the wheel. It kind of takes away some of the stale elements of competitive play where you usually just see the players playing the same matchups over and over again, which I really enjoy actually. Eric says, hey, cheers for streaming, Turin. These streams have been a godsend in turbulent times. 10 out of 10 would charge a line of chaos chosen for you. That's awesome, man. That's some serious commitment for sure. Wheeling and dealing Saturday. Oh yeah, baby. I know. Well, my son Herbert Walker is streaming today, and I didn't want to stream at the same time. So he was just like, I'm pretty sure he's just wrapping up right now. So by the time we get started, he'll probably be finished with his stream, if I'm not mistaken. So he has a really awesome big tournament going on today. Yeah. Madsbo Anderson, hey, I'm recovering very well. Thank you, man. Yeah, all's well. It's a slow process. It's slow. It's going to be a while, but hopefully by the end of September, I'll be like back to normal-ish. And I could like start playing again and doing that sort of business. I mean, I played a couple quick battles the other day. It's still really difficult. Like I don't have the strength back in my hand to really be like on top of things, which kind of frustrates me. But I'm close. I'm getting there. Nate Garrett says, when your girlfriend gets mad because you turn on a Turin stream instead of a romantic comedy. Oh hell yeah, Nate knows what's up. That's the good life, man. Yeah, it's the good life. I am the romantic comedy. All right, so let's get this party started. No more games. All right, guys. I know whenever I say my son Herbert Walker, everyone assumes I'm actually talking about like an actual son I have. Yeah, it's a reference to There Will Be Blood. Pretty great movie for sure. All right, let us waste no more time. For Valkanos, who of course loves his vampire counts, we're going to be spinning the Wheel of Doom. And what does he get? Hey, Drew Atkins, everything's great, man. So Valkanos gets Empire. Okay, that's solid. Valko gets Empire. And Random Nix, so his name's Random, he should be very well suited for this format. Random Nix, what is he going to be getting? We will find out here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dwarfs for Rando. See, this is a matchup you never see. Look. Oh, no. Dwarfs for Random Nix. That's such a hard counter for the Empire. Valkanos is just like ... Improvise, bro. We believe. Oh, man. Random Nix says, dude, I'm going to lose the easiest matchup in the game right now. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'll probably watch UFC tonight for sure. Yeah, I watch it all the fight nights, especially since I have ESPN Plus, which is like $4 a month. So it's like basically free. Shallow Apache, just LOL. Called it. Being the big guy in the ring is always bad because everybody cheers for the other dude. Yeah, random. I mean, pretty much everyone's probably going to be cheering for Empire here. So this is a matchup for those of you guys who are new to multiplayer that is heavily favored for Dwarves. I would say a good 70-30 matchup. Like, it's heavy duty favored. Now, I have seen Empire be able to win it, and that's what's cool about this format. Like, we get to see bad matchups and see why they're bad or what can be done to potentially beat them. So, yeah, we'll see. Random Nix, I think, is already a good Dwarf player. I'm sure Valkanos is proficient at the Empire as well, but Random Nix is... if memory serves, he's very, very good at like Coast and Dwarves and that style of play. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Zachary in chat thought I was just plugging my son's channel every time I say that. That's so funny. Yeah, so this is going to be it. This is going to be it, my friends. Valkanosa says, Turin, you monster. Bro, it wasn't me. I didn't do this. You brought this on yourself by signing up. You know, this matchup actually can be won by the Empire. I have a couple builds, Valkanos, that I've been able to beat good Dwarf players with. It's doable. This is your punishment for playing Undead. You're being forced to play against the Dwarves as Empire. Oh yeah, Valkanos here in chat. Empire versus Dwarves is a jog. Volkmar isn't bad here for sure. Like, there's a couple ways you can do this matchup. I've seen Empire win it in tournaments. It's not impossible. It's just very difficult. But Valkanos, myself and chat have the greatest of faith in you, I'm sure. Are you a fan of, I haven't watched college football since I was like very in my like late teens. Like, I used to watch college football from like the ages of 18 to like 20, and then I just kind of lost interest in like team sports for the most part, just because like I said on previous streams, I don't like the mercenary element. Like I guess that's more for NFL. Yeah, for college it's different, I guess. But even college, like, all the athletes are from, they get recruited like professional athletes in a way. But yeah, no, I used to be a huge fan of football. Like, I used to follow the NFL pretty religiously, and when I was in high school, because I played football myself. Yeah, Samwise Thompson Evans for sure. I heard you ranting about how much you love Lord of the Rings on a previous stream, and I must say Samwise always manages to bring tears to my eyes, for sure. There's a couple scenes in Lord of the Rings that just like, it gets that like, yeah, no, I 100% agree, man. Lord of the Rings can get me pretty emotional. But I also get emotional when I watch some like Star Trek episodes every now and then. Like, I'm watching the Next Generation, and there's like some really sad like, moral conundrum or something, and it like, gets me all emotional. I was telling Lady Turin about that last night. She's like, really? What faction do you or the viewers hope to see in Warhammer 3? Well, let's see. I mean, yeah, obviously everyone wants to see Kislev, I'm sure. Kislev, Chaos Dwarves. I'm really excited for those two factions. Chaos Demons will be great. Ogre Kingdoms should be fun. I don't know what other like factions we may get, but they might go like, even further east. Maybe do like Cathay, Nippon, Ind. Like, I think those factions could be really interesting for sure. Who knows? Yeah, and obviously all the factions you do see that as the primary factions are going to be getting DLC themselves. So, you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You would never see this matchup in a tournament because players just wouldn't do it. But now we're getting to see a triple Hellstorm rocket battery in an attempt to beat the Dwarves. This is the spice of life right here. So for Valkanos, he's going to be coming in with triple Hellstorm rocket battery. Frontline is going to be Swordsman. They're not going to be winning too many beauty contests, but they certainly hold. They have decent melee defense, and their combat stats aren't bad for their point cost. We have Franz up in the air. Franz, no, Boros actually. Boros is probably a good choice against Dwarves. He's got good AP, but he's also more durable than Franz. So you don't really have to babysit him with the same kind of witchcraft there. Here on the ground, we got an Amber Wizard of Amber Spear and Manticore Summoning, and some handgunners in the back as well. So triple Hellstorm Rocket Battery against the Dwarves with a couple great swords in reserve. So 3 in total. I actually like this build. I think it's cool. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see an upset. I know, triple Hellstorm. It is time. It is time. I haven't looked at the latest experiment from the Neuralink. Yeah, I haven't, but it's very interesting, I'm sure. I'll take a look. Perhaps after this. So for the Dwarves, those Hellstorms are going to have a bad time. It seems like Random Nix was relatively well prepared for this. He's got quad cannon Dwarf Warriors here. So yeah, the Empire's going to have to advance super quick, like really, really fast here. So he's got quad cannon, longbeards, handgunners. In the back, he's got Quarreler, Slayers. And up in the sky, we have a Gyrocopter, and we do also have Belikar, Iron Hammer. So that is it for these two fine gentlemen. Should be quite a bit of fun. Wicked Z, how you doing, man? I was actually watching my son Herbert Walker stream all morning. I was just like laying in bed, half awake. Yeah, and I saw you in chat there. Hope you're doing well, man. Somebody in chat's like, I cried when the Witch King died. Yeah, well, that's quite a unique emotional response there. But hey, man, to each their own. Valkano says my rockets will blot out the sun. Oh yeah, you see, Valkanos, this is what's good, man. This is great. I'm very excited for this. The Dreadquake Mortar versus Queen Bess. Yeah, the Dreadquake Mortar. The model's really cool in tabletop too. The one that they sell in Forge World. So Empire here has to advance because basically the cannons are going to be sniping the Hellstorm rocket battery. So that gives you time to actually advance with your greatswords without having them get pounded. So I 100% think that if Valkanos tries to sit and trade artillery, he's going to lose this game like 90%. But if Valkanos does advance his army and, gets a move on it here and tries to get the greatswords into combat while the cannons are shooting the Hellstorms, I think he could potentially be okay. Yeah, triple Hellstorm rocket battery versus quad cannon. Looks like there's a wild gyrocopter as well. We have just a standard steam cannon. And now the first of the Hellstorm shoot. Hellstorm rocket batteries actually do a better range. You see what's cool about this too is that in advancing here, the cannons have to extend to reach the Hellstorm rocket batteries. Therefore, the Empire army is going to be able to potentially close the distance. But I don't think you want to shoot the cannons. I think the Hellstorm should be, right now it's fine. But generally, I think the Hellstorm rocket batteries should be shooting the Thunders and some of the infantry and Longbeards and things like that. Those are going to be the more choice targets for sure. There's an ECL stream on Tuesday. We have a bit of an odd schedule because in the last ECL, our two finalists couldn't quite finish the stream. They had some other stuff going on, so we had to cancel it then and reschedule the grand finals of that qualifier to Tuesday. So that's going to be Loopy facing off against Random Nicks. Random Nicks actually playing the Dwarves right now. So Empire's advancing, and yeah, the Hellstorms are taking a pretty heavy pounding, but they're also giving some damage back. This one Dwarven cannon certainly in bad shape, but man, look at the impact damage on those Dwarf Warriors. At this point, I think you got to switch all fire off and just start going after Slayers and Thunders. And honestly, the Dwarves are taking some pretty substantial damage. Will this Sunmaker break? It looks like it's holding for now. But so far, the damage is okay. It's not negligible for sure. Making good contact into Dragonback Slayers and the Dwarf Warriors here in the front line. Actually doing a little bit of damage to Belgar as well, which I've never really seen that. And here you can see Boris just going to be chasing down that gyrocopter. Probably not worth his time, to be completely honest. But now the forces of the Empire are going to be engaging here, and what's really good for the Empire is that the greatswords have taken no damage on the approach, and the Hellstorm rocket batteries are beat up, I think. Yeah, one of them got completely dunked on and shattered, but there's still two Hellstorms firing, and they've been able to do some good damage back. But now the Hellstorm rocket batteries need to probably switch onto the Thunders and start to really do what damage they can there. On top of that, there needs to be some sort of pressure in the back line to shut down the Thunders. And yeah, here comes the Hellstorm rocket battery, actually going after the Dragback Slayers and doing a pretty substantial amount of HP damage. And yeah, Empire has its own handgunner shooting here. A little bit of a micro lapse there from Valkanos. These handgunners do kind of overextend into the Dwarven lines and take a barrage of fire. And now Manticore Summon is active as well. So Greatswords engaging against Longbeards with great weapons. A bit of a mistake there. The Greatswords did not get their charge, and they actually have a decent charge bonus of 18. So not decent, but it's not negligible. It certainly can do its thing. But the Manticore Summon is active. Empire Swordsman fighting in the front line, and Handgunners buttering the bread there of one of the cannon crews. And how are the Hellstorms? Okay, they're both broken, but the Hellstorms could potentially come back and keep shooting, and they were able to use a fair amount of ammunition, so it's not like a complete loss there. Balance of Power, though, is definitely Dwarf favored at this point. It's just such a hard matchup for the Empire. I've seen a couple ways of doing it. I do think that, you need some mobility to really punish the Dwarves. I've seen Demogryph Knights with Lances do okay, but against quad cannons, it's so tough. Boris coming in and going after Belegar is pretty good. Belegar will probably lose that fight pretty handedly. Boris, of course, is a big monstrous duelist kind of lord, and here you can see Belegar's getting hammered pretty hard by those handgunners. Unfortunately for the Empire, the Dragonback Slayers have also torn into these handgunners over here on the flank. Belegar's taking a little bit of work, and yeah, the Greatswords are now being pushed back somehow. I don't know why they're wavering. They seem like they're in okay shape. I mean, I guess they're fighting two units of relatively elite troops here. Dwarves definitely pulling ahead in this Balance of Power, and, I don't know if we're going to be solving the equation today on how to beat Dwarves with Empire. It's certainly tough, and also, Valkanos is a very good tournament player who focuses, mostly explicitly on undead factions, so he's certainly out of his element right now. He probably doesn't really play much Empire. And he's facing off against Random Nicks, who's certainly a top-tier tournament player as well, who also probably does play Dwarves quite actively. So he's very familiar with how Dwarves function and everything, so he probably has a bit of an advantage there. But that's going to be it. Boris Todbringer going to be getting pounded by a barrage of Dwarven cannon fire. But in many ways, the Empire cannon line, or Hellstorm line, yeah, and looks like Toddy's going to be shattering right there. Army losses will follow relatively soon. The Manticores over here, we have some great swords as well. I like the idea for sure. If there hadn't been like a cannon heavy build, the Hellstorm rocket batteries could have been really, really good. But cannons are just such a hard counter, like at sniping enemy artillery pieces and things like that. What do we still have? We got Sigmar Sons fighting. Over here we have some great swords fighting. I think that's going to be it. Valkanos played a really good game, honestly. It's a very, very difficult matchup. So big props to Big Valkanos here. And I believe Valkanos actually has a YouTube channel. So Valkanos, if you do join chat afterwards, please feel free to link your channel. But yeah, he tried. It's a tough one. I mean, and Random Nix is a very good dwarf player also, so it's not going to be an easy scrap. GG. Hey, at least we got to see the quad or the triple Hellstorm rocket battery facing off against the dreaded quad cannon there. Ulrich's wolf is broken. The Goblobber discouraged. Oh, was there a Goblobber? I don't think there was a Goblobber. I think it was just 4 cannons. Oh, there was actually a Goblobber. Okay, so it was triple cannon and Goblobber. I did miss that. Thank you for pointing that out, brother. I'm just getting the brain going here early in the day. Oh, game sound. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I was recording a different video, so I had to turn off my game sound. Okay. Well played, bro. It was a nice... I'll turn my game sound on when I get in the game. Thank you guys for pointing that out. Damn it, that would have been good to hear the thunderous pounding of the Hellstorm rocket battery. All right, so let me go ahead here and get the wheel up. Next up in today's list, who do we have? All right. So it's going to be Bunta. He says he doesn't own all factions, but that's okay. Valkanos says I tried. Valkanos, you tried very well, man. It's a hard matchup. I've seen it won occasionally, but it's very, very tough, man. Hold that head up high. So Random Nix is going to take over the crown here. All right, there you go. His name is just all long and powerful here. All right, perfect. Well played, Valkanos. Yeah, the rockets can work. It's a really tough match of Valkanos. I actually have a very strange tech build, Valkanos, that I've been using against dwarves. So you go super wide with state troopers, just like Chaff. You get Volkmar the Grim, you get a Witch Hunter, and then you just get a Life Wizard. And then from there, you spam like a million archers, like just cheap archers and crossbowmen and handgunners, and you go like super missile heavy. And then if they go with cannons, the cannons are really inefficient against the mass missiles. Yeah, it's tricky. It's such a hard matchup, though. It's so favored for the dwarves. All right, so let me go ahead and get the next gentleman in here. See if he's having any problem seeing the lobby. Okay, send friend ID. Cool, so he's going to have to send me his friend ID. Random Nix will be waiting atop his throne of skulls at the moment. And I'll make sure to get the game sound on for the next game. Sorry about that, guys. I was recording some list video for you all of the worst lords of 2020. So I have the sound off so the background music doesn't interrupt with the edited part. Dark Elves vs. Chaos. That's your prediction, Wookie. That's not a bad one. DCA 665 Turin. Thanks to your streams, I started playing on multiplayer. I lose 8 out of 10, but those wins must have been very sweet, man. Those 2 wins. Hey, Xanier, what's up, man? Friendly reminder that Cetra is the one true ruler there. All right. Well, you know, you have a point. There's certainly some evidence to back that up, according to at least his own claims. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this going. Come on. Come on, Steam. Don't be slow. Great, it's not letting me add friends. I love it. Okay, one sec, guys. Is it going to work? Steam is being a difficult one right now. Oh, is it because I'm invisible? Maybe so. Okay, let me see. One sec, friends. Firing this bad boy up again. Yeah, it's really weird. Steam isn't allowing me to do this. So what we'll do, so I have to log into my profile. Bear with me, guys. Whoa, it just opened up like a million Steam windows when I tried to do that. Steam is having some problems right now, it would appear, but it's okay. Cool. Very good. So I've sent you an invite, man. Professor Pone, you are not on that list. You didn't even put your name on the random selection. Don't try and trick me. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Have you heard of the High Elves? High Elves could appear. They made a lot of appearances on the last one, for sure. Have you tried turning it on and off? Yes, the classic IT solution. I predict Coast versus Tomb Kings. Yeah, last time we had, like, I think the most selected faction was hands down Vampire Coast. We were just seeing them, like, nonstop. It was pretty wild. Okay. Cool. Should be good. Should be in our lobby in just a second. All right. So this is Abunta playing under the name #4Beverly. Perhaps someone in his life. So now let us go ahead and roll the wheel for Beverly. Beverly is going to be getting... Oh, what's it going to be? The Wheel of Doom? It approaches. Empire again. So Beverly gets the Empire. I don't know. You want me to call you Beverly? I'm not sure what to call you. Hopefully you don't mind. And now for random nicks. If it's dwarves again, oh my god, dude. That's Norska. All right. Norse for rando. All right. That's going to be that. We'll do Kelp and Coal Dust. Nice fun map. A little bit uncommon. Oh my god, dwarves versus dwarves. Please don't put that evil on us here, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it, Anakin. So it's going to be Norska versus Empire, which is actually a fun matchup. I like this one. So we'll see if #4Beverly is up to the task of taking on random nicks here. Yes. Empire's going to be the new Vampire Coast. It could be today. Who knows, guys? It's a wild world we live in. Pistol or Kite is pretty good for sure. There's a couple ways. I don't know how much tournament experience Beverly has, so it could potentially be an uphill fight against Random Nicks, who's obviously a very seasoned tournament player. But we'll see. I've been able to win this matchup with a couple different builds. I actually enjoy using Flagellants with Volkmar the Grim. So 2 Flagellants, Sigmar Suns for your front line with Volkmar, a couple Spears on the flanks, and then Handgunners with Knights of the Blazing Sun in support. That can do pretty well. And then use Nets of Mammoth on the Mammoths and things like that. Adam V, hope the Wheel of Doom gives us a mirror match. I hope it does it. And thank you so much for the $2 Canadian. Really appreciate it, man. I was born in the Dwarf vs. Dwarf. You merely adopted it. I know. The Dwarf vs. Dwarf matchup is horrible. Yeah. Mirror matches are allowed, yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna re-roll it if we get one. You don't mind, Beverly? Okay, perfect. I didn't wanna troll you unintentionally there. Dwarf versus Dwarf sounds like a grudge to me. That in itself is a grudge for sure. It does happen in lore. The dwarves occasionally have these little territorial disputes and things like that. Yeah, gyros are pretty trollish. So yeah, we got some pretty good players today, some newer players. It's going to be great to see all these faces. Perhaps some upsets are on the horizon here. The mighty Beverly going to be taking the wrath of Sigmar. I mean, honestly, you can sometimes surprise these Norskin players by just going crazy with a Volkmar type build. Because Volkmar is really good against Berserkers, Marauders, all that kind of stuff. He can wreck them with Soulfire bombardments and things like that. Granted, it's a bit more of a finesse matchup. The more traditional meta in this matchup is more of a kite build, so using Pistoliers to kite the Skin Wolves and all that sort of stuff. Kelp and Coal Dust, though, has some weird terrain features that you can really utilize to defend flanks. So, yeah. You will see. David the White Lizard, I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. Counts vs. Counts is another mirror match that is god-awful. Yeah, I agree. That one's terrible. I'm trying to think of the worst mirror match in the game. It might be Counts vs. Counts. Dwarves vs. Dwarves is pretty... I mean, it's Dwarves vs. Dwarves is playing a historical title. You have your infantry, you have your powder, you have your artillery, but Vampire Counts is just a mindless blob of trying to goon characters and heroes during that blob, Falcano saying Counts vs. Counts is the best matchup in the game. Don't put that evil on. Don't even put that evil on this stream today. Don't even suggest it to the dark gods because they'll do it. Yeah, grenade launchers aren't bad, Trogjar. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing one, just as a sweeper unit. Yeah. Coast vs. Coast isn't as bad because they kill quicker. They have more stopping power with their powder. Whereas Counts is a little bit more grindy and it's all melee focused, so you can't really yeah. Really? You guys don't mind it? I've always disliked the Vampire Count mirror. I felt like it's a grind. When you have 2 Mortis engines just draining each other and it's just Anakin, I'm too weak, please. Greenskin mirror is fun. It's fast, it's explosive, it's violent. Violence, speed, and momentum as who says that? Dr. Disrespect. I think that's his whole jam. All right, let's get the wheel out here. We're all set. And we are on the Kelp and Coal Dust, the second map in today's stream. The Chaos Gods do favor you, Valkanos, it depends on how you look at it, because they certainly gave you a pretty bad matchup. And now for the forces of Sigmar. Beverly up in the sky has Karl Franz. On the ground, Bev is coming in hot with the Jade Wizard. Spearman in the front with Sigmar Suns, Silver Bullets. Honestly, it's a solid build. 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun, 2 Empire Knights, and to the back he's got triple Pistoliers. So, yeah, this is a good build. I like it. It has many of the traditional elements you do need to win this matchup. Franz, of course, with a little bit of handgunner support and or some cav support can certainly bring down most of the monsters. So yeah, and it's a good map for the Empire too. They're still going to have to advance a little bit to take the engagement, but it's going to be trickier for Norsca to surround them based on this kind of terrain feature here. So yeah, it's a good build. So now for Random next. Random is coming in with Norscan Ice Wolves. He does also have the Skin Wolves with armor. Norscan Ice Wolves there on the far side. A Famir Balefiend with Shadows. Pendulum quite good against handgunners as well. And actually coming in with a couple of Famir. That's interesting. And he's going for a big old Vanguard as well. Check this out. So he's got Skin Wolves in the back. He's got Doggos in the back. A little bit risky. If the Empire reacts quickly and can pin those guys against the edge of the map, Beverly might come in with a steel chair. We'll see. Here we do have Throg. Throg Daddy is a big club in here. Certainly can fight Karl Franz in combat. A couple Condom Wolves. And it's going to be Norscan Ice Wolves as well. So yeah, I like this. A lot of Vanguard, a lot of monsters. Is there like any infantry in this build? Is this a meme build? Oh, okay. It's a little memey. Random Nick says the wind is howling, which is certainly true. There's Condom Wolves and various other assets all around the map here. There's literally no infantry in this build. It's just wolves. I think the entire build is wolves with a couple of Famir mixed in. Yeah, he's got like the Miststalkers and I think another unit and then Norscan Ice Wolves. So basically what's going to happen here is the wolves are going to try and, corral the Pistoliers. But Pistoliers are very good at kiting these type of units. And Beverly does have a couple Empire Knights riding up through the forest, which should be able to hammer those wolves down. In the meantime, it looks like the Condom Wolves and Throg are going to be engaging here. And the Ice Wolves are pushing into spears. Bit of a risky gambit, but there's going to be a fat pendulum going down, which should wreck those guys pretty good. And oh my god, that pendulum did so much freaking damage. But in the forest, Beverly does get the better engagement. Bev is able to jump in and take out those Norscan Ice Wolves. And they're going to be routed off the map. Norscan Ice Wolves fighting Spearmen here. Of course, you're going to be losing that engagement over time. Or actually, those are Beasts of Tashnar. But the Skin Wolves in the front are doing some okay damage. Where is the rest of the force? Oh, look at this. So here the Norskins actually get a really, really good engagement. They're able to get all the Miststalkers and the Wolves and actually ambush 2 of the Knights of the Blazing Sun. So that is a catastrophic loss for the Empire. Now, over here, the Bev is certainly doing very well in this battle. Many of the Norscan forces are being overwhelmed and outnumbered and brought down by, combined arms. But here, losing 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun, that's 2,000 gold lost almost instantly to the massive Condom Wolf rush. Yeah, Maws of Savagery, Miststalkers, all sorts of stuff like that. So that is a very, very painful engagement for the Empire. Because over here, things are actually going pretty well. You can see the Norscan Hounds are getting pushed off the map. The Pistoliers are mobile. The Empire still has many of its infantry left. And, Franz is still here. Reikland Runefang active. Some of the Condom Wolves, the Armored Skin Wolves taking a bit of damage. It's certainly not over yet. If Franz is able to get some good engagement, some good gooning, maybe there's potential for a comeback. That was a really, really catastrophic loss right there. But it's still a close-ish game. Random Nix is slightly ahead on the bounce of power, but I don't think it's the point of no return. So here the Skin Wolves are going to be taking a charge, but the Scroll of Shielding, I believe, is active. And the Winter Tooth Crown, so they're going to be unbreakable. Also getting Ward Save on top of their armor here. And yeah, the Empire Knights obviously do a little damage on the charge. They have a charge bonus of 48, but their AP values are relatively low. Sigmar Sons and all these other guys, they need to pile in here and fight. Support Karl Franz. Franz is one of those characters that can really hard carry games pretty effectively. He hits like a truck. He can really goon things out. What I would probably do in Franz's case right now, I would probably go in and try and just maybe nuke out the casters if I could. Maybe go after the Famir Balefiend of Shadows while they're entrenched amongst your spears. I think that's going to be your best bet. Here are the Empire Knights getting some good engagements, coming in to charge Throg in the back. Probably not the wisest of calls, as they do also get rear charged themselves by Skin Wolves, but it's going to force a big armored blob here. Bev is able to get the Pistoliers back. Beverly should pull in the Pistoliers and start shooting at some of the Skin Wolves here. He or she can, I'm not really sure. We have a donation from Melee Slon. Thank you for the tenor. He says, I don't think I've ever seen Throg survive a battle. Yeah, Throg tends to, he tends to be a bit of a magnet. Melee Slon, thank you for the tenor, dude. Really appreciate that. So Spearmen holding relatively well. Pistoliers getting a little bit of a poke and stroke here, but all the Empire Knights are, of course, unfortunately finished off by the Skin Wolves and some of the Hounds. Skin Wolves are anti-large. Empire Knights are not the best at fighting Skin Wolf type units, whereas Knights of the Blazing Sun with more damage output plus the fire can kind of burn through that regeneration. Now, Franz, he needs to be gooning more. Franz needs to be coming in, supporting the state troops, going after the Balefiend of Shadows, maybe getting some terror routes on some of these units. Obviously, the Miststalkers themselves cause terror, therefore they're immune to terror. And this is a really nice play by Random Nix. He's actually able to get the Hounds back here. He surrounds the Pistoliers, and it looks like he's also going to get these ones with the Beasts of Tashnar or just some Norscan Warhounds. So both units of Pistoliers are going to be crowds off the edge of the map, and I think it's kind of the death knell here for the Empire. I don't think they have too much stopping power left. Throg Daddy's here with his big old club, beating him down like 50 Cent here, and we'll see if the Franz, yep, karate kick from Throg right there, some Throg Jitsu as they call it. And yeah, Franz isn't going to be able to hold much longer. Runefang is certainly helping, you know, giving some of the Spearmen a little bit of a buff. Some Empire Knights are rallying back in, but that is going to be army losses. And Random Nyx with the massive Vanguard. Oh yeah, the sound. Oh, no. Yes. All right, we got it. We got it before the game was over. Thank you, guys. I saw that because you tagged my name, so it appeared in orange. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about those first 2 games, guys. Damn it. I always forget things like that. I'm just so hyped in the commentary. But nonetheless, it was a good game. And, you know, Beverly played a good game. And Beverly's build was also very good. But losing the 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun was just too much to come back from. That was a catastrophic loss of like 2 of your most high-value assets in your army. But Beverly, you played well aside from that. You were able to bait some of the Skin Wolves into the forest and had some good engagements. With Franz, you need to be a little bit more aggressive too. I would say go after like the Bale Fiend of Shadows. Go after some of the higher value assets that he can really nuke. You know, that's really what you need. So, yeah. So that's it. That is that. Throg Jitsu, yeah, no. When you start eating too much and puking. Yes. I know, another one for the great book. And we have a donation from Don Mongoose. Keep being you. Looking forward to seeing you back at it once your hand is fixed. Me too, dude. Me too. Holy shit, man. I have such a bad itch to play. Like every day I'm like, oh, I must resist and let my hand rest. Hey, Wyman as well. Is this like a tongue twister? I slit the sheet I slit. On the slitted sheet I sit. Dude, I nailed that, man. I nailed that tongue twister. Thank you for that. All right. At least it wasn't a screen blocker, all right? At least you guys could see the game, you know? Come on now. You got to look at the bright side of things. All right, so next we have Aneurysm Sauce. Cool. Hey, Green, no worries. I get your message. Not a problem. Not a problem. So the sauce is here. Let's, I want to do some, like, funky maps. That was it. That was a good tongue twister. I think so. It was good. A high pass. The Battle of Helm Fen. Let's do this. This map can make for some funky situations for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get the wheel ready to party. No, wrong one. Yes. Let's do it to it. So he's like, well done. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we got the wheel for Aneurysm Sauce. The Sauce Man. Bringing the sauce to the stream. What do we get for you, bud? It's got to be Vampire Counts. So the sauce counts. And now for Random Nyx. Watch him get like Dwarves here again. Oh my god. And now for Random Nyx, let's do it to it. What does the random one get? Greenskins. Oh, this is a good matchup actually. I like this one. Random Nyx is like, the filthy scum. Oh, so Random Nyx is going to be getting Greenskins. This is a good matchup. I actually like this one. It's quite a bit of fun to watch. So let's see how this unfolds, shall we? Let's see how this unfolds. Yes, we got to update the scoreboard. So Random, I think, is now at... How many has he won? Come on, Brain. Let me go back and check. So 1, 2, and yeah, he's got 2. Cool. Very good. Greenskins are totally fine in this matchup now. It's not bad. Yeah. The Count's Mirror, no. Oh, dude, guys. Okay, if somebody were to bring Debiggen, it would be Random Nyx. Like, 100%. He tends to meme quite a bit. Both these players are very solid. Could be a good scrap. For Aneurysm Sauce, I mean, Mortis Engine, Blood Knights usually can do the trick. You know, there's a bunch of ways to go about it in this matchup. But Double Banshee, for sure. The Double Banshee is super oppressive in this matchup. It's really, really strong. Dead things don't stay dead. They don't, apparently. Yeah, I wouldn't bring Debiggen. I mean, you can get away with a Rogue Idol in this matchup, but I wouldn't bring Debiggen. Like, the boulder throws aren't going to be that useful. Because oftentimes vampires won't bring good infantry. So you're just, like, throwing boulders at, like, friggin' skeletons and zombies and stuff. It could have been a Count's Mirror. It very well could have, yeah. A mirror tourney. Dude, don't wish that evil on me. You don't want to put me through that suffering, do you? You don't really want to hurt me. Yeah, I think Dethicken was the better way to talk about that particular character. Dethicken. Hey, what's up, Ice Power? I think you're coming up soon as well. You were on the list today. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think the Rogue Idol has some teeth against vampire counts. I mean, big armored beasts have always been good against counts. But the build that I've used against counts that was given to me by Aerocrastic is basically just Savage Orc Biggins, Savage Orc Arrow Boys, a couple trolls in the back with goblins to deal with cavalry, and Grom the Paunch so they can't really snipe your lord. And it's really, really strong. Because Savage Orc Biggins are just so gnarly. They're so powerful. How many people are in this King of the Hill? Usually I do 10. If it goes really quick, depending on our pacing, I might bump it up past 10, but typically we do 10. Yeah, that's the jam. I don't like mirror matches because like it's kind of annoying to cast because yeah, there's a little difference with the flags, but it's harder to catch. It's harder to catch things because like the factions obviously look the exact same, and you have to like. It's just not as fun to do commentary on. And I think the big strength of this game is the diversity of factions. That's why it's so cool. So honestly, Nexus 808, I have no predictions. I don't know too much about either fighter. I mean, I've seen Anthony Smith fight quite a bit, but I don't know too much about his opponent, Rakic. Probably mangled his name, but yeah. Yeah, Fist of Gork plus big monsters can be quite good against the Banshees, viewing the magic damage. Their Banshees are slippery, though. Like, if your opponent's paying attention, they can usually get away quick. Yeah. Today is not a tournament in the traditional sense. It's King of the Hill. So basically, it's just we just go down a list of players who are randomly selected, and we just play. So, and the individual who has the most at the end wins, and that's that. So, yeah, EMAC, I could do that. I could do that. All right. So let's get rid of the Wheel of Doom. We now officially have sound in the year 2020 in Total War Warhammer. It is the Battle of Helm Fen. A great battle between the Empire and the Vampire Counts took place here. Oh, it's Big Chungus himself. It is the dreaded Biggin. I knew he was going to do this. Ephraim Voss says, Turin, let me get a hell yeah, brother. Is that what you wanted? Was that good enough? Thank you so much for the $4.99. Oh man, I would love to do like WWE commentary or UFC. God, that would be like a dream come true. Maybe someday I'll like find a way to try and get my way in there, but Ephraim, thank you so much, dude, for the donation. Poirier is fighting Ferguson. Yeah, not this weekend, but I think sometime in the next like 3 or 4 weeks. Who knows, man? A lot of people have underestimated Dustin Poirier, but however you say his name, but he's really, really solid. Anyways, for the counts, we got a little bit of lag as the players load in, so I'll wait till that resolves and we'll take a look. All right, looks like we're good. Yeah, we'll start with the greenskins. So it's going to be... Let's hope it settles. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit laggy, but hopefully it'll settle here, and we'll be good. Random Nix really is one of the men of the people. Yeah, he usually brings very fun builds. I actually have a new graphic for the wheel that was sent to me today. Ephraim Voss says yes. Thank you for that, dude. Go Apprentice under Joe. I don't think it's quite as easy to just like get in there and have that experience. Yeah, unfortunately it's a little bit frozen up right now. I think one of the players, I don't think it's random because we didn't have any lag, so it's probably Mr. Sauce. What we could do if it is Aneurysm Sauce is we could just move to the next player and move him down the list, and hopefully his internet will have resolved by then. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, the idol is like decent here because, like you guys are saying in chat, you have to come fight the idol on its terms. Typically, the vampire counts aren't a ranged faction, so you have to come and go fisticuffs here. Okay, is it resolving at all? Random was fine last game, so it may be you, Sauce. Let's see. Hope it stables. Yeah, seems better now. Yeah, okay. It more or less seems stable now. So for the forces of the greenskins, Savage Orc Biggins are one of the staples in this matchup. They're incredibly good. They buzzsaw through all the chaff infantry. They also have anti-large against Vargulfs and some of the monsters as well. So yeah, should be fun. So it's going to be a dreaded greenskin box with the Biggin. And the Biggin does have ranged attacks, so it's not often you see what's, I guess you would call a greenskin box here. But yeah, the Biggin's going to be holding it a box with nasty skulkers. We have the Arachnarok Queen as well, a Black Orc Big Boss to give immune to psych to everything around, and it's going to be Azag on foot with Spirit Leech and Soul Blight. and Slag is Slashes to give AoE buffs. This is just like the most haggard of haggard builds. It is a glorious greenskin box backed up by Debiggen. Aneurysm Sauce says, goodness, it's my connection. I'm sorry the hurricane recently has my internet all wacky. Nappy. Hopefully it will stable. Hurricane, goodness gracious. Hope you're doing well over there, man. That's scary stuff. So for the undead, it's going to be zombies, it's going to be Graveguard in the secondary. Graveguard are the standard counter against Savage Orc Biggins. They're relatively decent at it. We got a Spirit Leech Vampire up in the sky, and on the ground it's going to be Heinrich Kemmler, Corpse Cart, some doggos in the back, and that is pretty much it. So really just expecting Savage Orcs, but were they expecting De Thicken? I don't know. We'll find out. I do not know. Yeah, Sebastian, I can show you the list of players later. Yeah, no problem. The legendary Greenskin Box of Doom. Great. Random says it's good now. Seems like the lag has more or less subsided, so just a temporary spike there. No problem. How are you with do you win the counts? How are you win versus this with counts? Oh, there's a number of ways to do it. I mean, basically, if you can just kill the Savage Orc Biggins with Graveguard and some of your magic and things like that, you can then isolate the big monsters using Terrorgeists, Blood Knights, Crypt Horrors can do an okay job. There's a number of ways to do it, but I don't know if this build has the monster stopping power to kill that. I'm looking around, like I don't see any Blood Knights. It's like a super Graveguard heavy build. He does have Heinrich Kemmler, so he's going to be able to summon Krell. Krell, of course, is an anti-large armor-piercing monster, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. Aneurysm Sauce says, I hate you. Look at Random Mix. Like, you know that meme where it has, like, the two women, like, who are at dinner and they're, like, pointing angrily at the cat that's sitting behind the table? I feel like in this situation, Random Nix is, like, the cat just sitting here with his, like, greenskin box pointing at, like, the angry vampire counts, you know? And Debiggen actually made some contact with the Sternsman, able to do some damage here. I had to bring the big boy. The stream demanded it, says Random. The big rock man is a nightmare. Oh my god, this is so funny. Unfortunately, guys, a little bit laggy. Could have been a real show, but we'll have to just push through the lag and hope for the best. Jack DeLuke. Oh boy, I sure hope for some Azrai action today. Well, statistically speaking, you're likely to get some. And you can see the Biggin gets another fat rock drop right there. Oh, man, the lag is so bad. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Sternsman here. How low do you go? All right, Invocation on the Heck. That's great for the Greenskins, though, being able to get out an Invocation that early. And what's really funny about the Biggin is he can replenish his own ammunition. So if he wants to, he can just, like, sit here all day. Like, he's never going to be waited out. Yeah, the big rock. Yep. Sorry about the lag, guys. We'll be able to resolve it after this game, though. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. And yeah, we'll play it by ear. So it looks like there's going to be a Spirit Leech going down, trying to goon out Azag. Azag does have a Spirit Leech of his own, so if he wants to respond, he can. But I would imagine he's just going to chill and take it like a champ. Azag isn't super squishy. I mean, he does have 70 armor, so against some of the other attacks he may be taking this game, he should be okay. Another rock going in, nuking a bunch of Graveguard models. This is just such a meme. Just the big thick in here with Bob, and this is just... like, I would not expect this. Speed up the game by 0.15. Yeah, it should be all right. We know what your next thumbnail is going to be. I know. That would be good. Here comes another boulder. Was it going after the corpse cart? Yeah, there's no Mortis engine either. A Mortis engine would be super solid here. Like, a single Mortis engine would wreck this build for sure. I mean, not wreck it, but it would kill all the Savage Orcs. Yeah, my concern is that there's not enough to kill the big monsters, like the Spider plus the Biggin in this vampire build. I mean, Krell could probably take like 30-40% off one of them if he's able to sit. Lag for the better micro, I know. It's your first time seeing an Orc noob box. Yeah, Spirit Leech reminds you of Harry Potter duels. Well, the Savage Orc Biggins missed the charge. Random Nix opts to just let the zombies charge. Not that it matters, because they have like pretty much no charge impact. So Savage Orcs will start to buzzsaw through those guys pretty effectively. Oh, and look at the Biggin with this Space Jam! He comes right over the top, like just right down and up. I've never seen that before. And oh, baby, the Thicken is coming. Yes, yes, clap the cheeks. Come on, give us a good attack animation. The people are waiting for it. Oh, yes. So he jumps and does the atomic body slam, and look how much damage he does to the frickin' Sternsman. The Arachnarok Spider also is going to be attacking some of the Graveguard with its AP values, and in the center, Azag is being gooned out pretty well here by the Vampire of Death, but the Biggin is certainly pimp slapping here, doing some good damage where it can. And the Savage Orcs, you know, baseline Savage Orcs actually do trade okay against Graveguard, which is really funny. And look at that, really, really good tech here actually by the Greenskins, using a Soul Blight to make the Graveguard only 60 armor, which makes it so that the Savage Orc Biggins, who are getting Azag's Ard Armor, suddenly they're not only high offensive output, they're also quite tanky with 46 melee defense and a whopping 30 armor for Savage Orcs, something they've never experienced in their life. So yeah, really cool combination of Soul Blight, Azag's Ard Armor, and Slag of Slash. Has a ton of AoE buffs here from Azag. Certainly it's going to be very tough for the vampires. Big Thicken here is dropping some beats. You can see he's punching down against the Sternsmen, I believe, and the Spider is also in perfect health. I just really feel like the build here for the sauce doesn't have enough anti-monster. I'm looking around. I mean, yeah, Graveguard, like, the Graveguard are not going to put a dent into Biggin. It's, especially with Azag's Ard Armor puts this thing up to 180 freaking armor on this beast, this big Chungus. He is a meaty boy. On top of that, the Black Orc Big Boss giving some nearby buffs with the Brass Cleaver as well, so he gives melee attack buffs. The Rogue Idol's up to 92 melee attack right now, and the Savage Orcs are just racking in the kills here. Some of them actually able to burn through Graveguard pretty effectively with the Soul Blight. So the Vampire of Death actually lands here for a second. A little bit risky. Bob is able to get in there, and also, I don't know if he saw the nasty Skulkers, because suddenly the Vampire of Death is afflicted by a smoke bomb and is getting beaten down by Bob. So if we really go down into the pits here, you can see the little goblins with their prison shanks, and Bob is able to get in there with his big old cleaver. Savage Orc Biggins are piling in as well, and the Vampire might be in some trouble. Granted, she does have the Immortal Will, which is a free heal ability, which gives, I believe, 600 and something. Yeah, I think it was 624 is what it said. They're slow going down. Looks like, yeah, Smoke Bomb's still active. Anyways, the Rogue Idol's coming back as well. The Rogue Idol looking to get in there and maybe slap the Vampire, but I think it's going to be turning around now. Krell should have been summoned by now. The Arachnaut Queen actually taking some damage, so I think at this point you probably want to pull back the Queen and go over here and maybe fight on one of the weaker sides of the formation. Stay away from some of the big O's here like Krell. And Krell, yeah, Krell is about halfway through its duration, almost, give or take. Space Jam 2 is official. Michael Jordan playing to Biggin here, as he does continue to clap on those Sternsmen. They're taking a ton of damage. Biggin is up to 135 kills. That is fat, considering he's mostly been hitting Graveguard. Heinrich Kemmler is in the wrong neighborhood. Soul Blight is active once again, and the Biggin's going to be turning around and going after the old cackling Necromancer. And he is not going to have a good time if that Biggin is able to connect. On top of that, Azag is more or less stable. He's going to be giving some fat buffs to all these nearby units. So with the, or debuffs, I should say. Soul Blight is really effective combination with Savage Orc Biggins. I actually like that quite a bit, but yeah, the Biggin there, able to smash pretty good. It looks like Heinrich Kemmler is able to get away. The Black Orc Big Boss moving in, trying to chase him down, but certainly not going to be able to catch him. And Krell just gets pimp slapped into another dimension there. The atomic backhand from the Biggin, able to push him back. What's really funny too is that the Biggin could potentially get more rock ammunition and start throwing boulders at Heinrich Kemmler if it so chooses. Although it's probably not worth doing because it does do about 600 or 700 worth of HP damage. And yeah, the Black Orc Big Boss still in good shape. The Savage Orc's up to 120 kills, and all the leadership buffs they're getting here from, I believe the Biggin has one as well. So if you're going for a dreaded greenskin box, there is the Spirit of Gork or Mork, which does give a leadership buff to all nearby units map wide. So I mean, that leadership can help those Savage Orc Biggins hold a little bit longer. And honestly, they've been holding really well against things that normally beat them quite soundly. So balance of power is a little bit favored here for the greenskins. Both their monsters are still in good shape. The Black Orc Big Boss is in good shape. Azag is okay. We have some Savage Orcs over here, which are still grinding, but there are a lot of Graveguard here, and it really goes to show a good tech piece here by your boy Aneurysm Sauce. Graveguard are a very good answer against the Savage Orc Biggins, who typically don't have the best AP, but the Soul Blight certainly has helped them trade much more effectively here. They're shaken. Still rocking 60 melee attack and 42 weapon strength. The Frenzy's now gone. Yeah, they must have so many kills. And now Krell is just getting punched in the face here by the big old Biggin. And Krell does collapse before the might of the Rogue Idol, but that was not because of death. It was because of the unsummoning timer. And now the Rogue Idol's coming in for the atomic flop, absolutely squashing the corpse cart. Wouldn't it be funny if the corpse cart actually got smashed by the Rogue Idol, like flattened into the earth? God, that'd be so funny. And down goes the corpse cart, and it looks like the greenskin just monster box of doom is slowly just eviscerating this army, just one by one going after its high value assets. Oh my god, if this Rogue Idol turns and drops the base here on these Graveguard, that is going to be so much pain. And you know, the Spider's in great shape as well. Azag's Ard Armor plus Slag of Slashes plus the Brass Cleaver. It's a ton of buffs. And Bob is also nearby, giving the immune to Psych. Not that it matters. I mean, I guess it does, because Savage Orc Biggins could potentially rout once their Frenzy wears off. They could be susceptible to Terror Routing. But I do think the big weakness of this Count's army, there was like no Blood Knights, no Terror Gooses, no Vargulfs. You need those kind of things. Like Vargulf actually is very effective against the Rogue Idol. And Azag will certainly beat Heinrich Kemmler in combat. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, the Idol does not skip back day. He is certainly working on those delts, the traps, all that sort of good stuff. And there's no way the vampires can come back at this point. There's this goblin still alive, there's savage orcs still fighting, but really cool combination here by Random Nix, using savage orcs with soul blight to really punch through their usual counter. Now Heinrich Kemmler getting tag teamed over here by the rogue idol as well as the spider. Big Chungus appears to be stuck on a tree. He's going to be coming out here now. Should be able to get it going. Oh, there's the rogue idol. Just going to be slapping his way through some of these. God, the rogue idol is such a cool monster. Like, look at that frickin' thing. It is so badass. And that's going to be it. Vampires are crumbling. They're going to be hitting army losses here in a moment. Heinrich Kemmler can cackle and run back to the hills. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Heinrich Kemmler not immortal? Like, shouldn't he have, like, the same effect as Aranis' Assault Spite, in the fact that he doesn't crumble? Like, he just, like, routes? I think that would actually be, like, more lore-friendly, or, yeah. Just something to think about. Not that it really is needed on... It wouldn't make him, like, any worse or better, really. It's just, like, he would play differently, but... Yeah, here, the Rogue Idol slapping away, beating down the remnants here of this vampire army. We have a couple Graveguard left. Very, very durable troops, so obviously they're going to take some time to kill. Heinrich Kemmler getting in there with his Chaos Tomb Blade, but he's a little bit overmatched here, as he is going to be fighting the Arachnaut Queen. And the Rogue Idol is going to be slapping up the last of these Graveguard units, with the support of a couple goblins and spiders on the ground, and that is going to be a victory for Random Nix, a man of the people, bringing an awesome build. That was really, really cool. Oh, man. Well played. Random Nix saying wah in chat. Yeah, you need some Blood Knights. You need some like hard-hitting, hard-punching units. The Graveguard-only army wasn't enough to get through the big Chungus monsters. So there you have it. There you have it. Random Nix advances on to the next round of the King of the Hill, and now his next opponent. Hey, no worries. No worries, brother. Okay. So next we have Ice Power Total War. Get in here, brother. I know you're watching. I know you're here. I sense your presence. And I just can't type your name right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Cool. That was a really fun game. Oh, is he here already? Damn. Random Nix on a tear today. And for those of you guys who don't remember, Random Nix is in the finals of the current qualifier for the ECL. So certainly has been performing very well. What does this map look like? The Abbey? I have a feeling it's bad. Let's try this map. Let's try this map. No idea what it looks like. I have no idea what this map looks like. But let's find out. Let's find out together, guys. We have a donation coming in from the Mean Opossum. Dude, I've always secretly wanted a pet opossum. I think they're really cool. Watching from the start, so I'm sending money from the past for your future. Keep on crumping some gits. Dude, I will. I will. Thank you, Mean Opossum, for the very generous donation of the $20. Yes, I will check the list, but first let us get the wheel up. Opossums seem like really cool creatures. All right, spinning the wheel. And they eat ticks, too. I hate ticks. So that's a good thing. So this is for Ice Power. He's getting the Vampire Counts again. Ice Power says, I am Garen. I used to play Garen. Counts for Ice. We had no Vampire Counts last stream. And now for Random Nix. If he gets Greenskins again, we'll re-roll for him. So we can get a different matchup. Oh, Skaven. Skaven Rando. All right, and Random Nix gets the Skaven. So it's going to be Skaven versus Counts. This is a fun matchup. It's a fun one. There's a couple ways it can go. I hope Turin does a Greenskin campaign like a Greenskin would and attack any non-aggression just for the fun of it. I did have a Greenskin campaign going, but I had to kind of abandon it because of my surgery. So I don't know if the file is still good. Sometimes if you wait too long with campaigns, like the files... Random Nick says this triggers my PTSD from Qualifier 4. Well, here you go, Rando. Vengeance. You can get Vengeance now. Poison Wind Mortars for sure. Bringing one isn't necessarily bad. Yeah. We'll see. All right, so you wanted the list of the players who are going to be playing today. So let me go ahead and get that for you. So I'll link it in chat for you. Oh, damn it, I put all their names together. Okay, sorry. Yeah, oh wait, no, you're good. So those are all the players on today's King of the Hill list, in order. We've already gone through a couple. I'm going to go up to 10, and if it goes fast enough, we'll keep going. But if it takes forever, then we'll just end at 10. We'll play it by ear. Velcon is not playing today. He's playing in my son Herbert Walker's grand finals right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the chap, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yay, another counts round. Yeah. I think when I play Skaven in this matchup, I usually use Council Guard, the Censor Bearer RORs, a Plague Furnace, a Hell Pit Abomination. I play Death Star against vampires because you can actually play that game pretty well. The Rod of Corruption's really good. Lieber is really good. Like, Skaven have some good tools for countering the Death Star with their own really powerful Death Star. They both have Mortis Engine effects. Skaven have really good crowd clearing with some of their AoE abilities. So, yeah. Gregory Frank says, yo, Turin, I just got into the 40K and picked up the Indomitus box, and I'm turning my Marines into Dark Angels. Thoughts? Dark Angels are one of the ones who haven't gotten... Like, I feel like Dark Angels haven't gotten their big update. Like, they've gotten some things, but they're certainly more niche. And if you like the lore of the Dark Angels, just play it. Because Space Marines are so damn strong that even if Dark Angels aren't the strongest of them, you're still going to be able to compete with almost anyone. And Plasma is really fun to use, too. Plasma weaponry is awesome. Like the weapons from the Dark Ages stratagems and all that stuff. So just play your Dark Angels. They're going to be fun. But yeah, I don't know much about their armies now. I knew how they played in 8th edition, but that's completely different now. Toaster! The mighty Toaster, the herald of the toast, has donated $2. Love your content. What's your favorite faction? My favorite faction is Empire Dwarves. Empire and Dwarves are probably my favorite from a lore perspective. Yeah. Let's see. Empire and Dwarves. I used to really like playing Vampire Coast. I like Skaven quite a bit. But Empire is my favorite faction nowadays. Empire and Dowie. From a lore perspective. But if you're talking about in tournament play, my tournament factions are Greenskins, Empire, and I can play Counts pretty good. I can play Tomb King's all right. But yeah, Empire and Greenskins are like my two go-tos in tournaments, and then I kind of counterpick with the third choice. Yeah. Double Scab's Wraith, Winds of Death destroys the Death Star. Yeah, sure, Legion. I'm sure it does. But it does not look like that's what he's going to be bringing. Remember, the players don't necessarily play all the factions they're getting today, so they're being forced into, factions they don't normally play. So, Ice Power Total War, Double Banshee. Not quite as good against Skaven, because Skaven do have a bit of magic damage. Liber Bubonicus is a big problem for these Banshees. Like, it can just, almost one-shot them. So yeah, Heinrich Kemmler, Double Banshee. In the front line here, it is going to be Konigstein Stalkers, a bunch of zombies, and the dreaded Triple Blood Knight. So, Blood Knights are really good. I mean, against Skaven. Anti-large against ogres, anti-large against hell pits, enough shock damage to wreck the infantry, missile resist as well. They certainly bring a lot to the table for sure. So yeah, we'll see. Triple Blood Knight, Double Banshee is really going to be the core of the build. And now for, oh my god, look at this. Oh, this is so haggard. The Storm Vermin box. Random Nick's just going with all the janky boxes today. All right. So he's got quad Storm Vermin halberds, Censor Bearers, Warp Grinders, double Hell Pit, and a Grey Seer of Plague on a Furnace. Oh my god. This build is just so haggard. But it's probably going to win. Like, I don't see how the Blood Knights are going to crack this box. Like, no way. And plus, Censor Bearers will kill the Banshees. Like, oh my god. Yeah, Blood Knights aren't great against a star. They can be good against traditional Skaven, but against the box. I mean, okay. So if you have Blood Knights, I would only bring one probably in this Skaven matchup because you need stuff to kill the support and then you can isolate the monsters with the Blood Knights. But in this case, oh my god. I think Random Nix is just kind of like doing these boxes to conserve his energy since he thinks he's going to be playing for a while. Random Nix says, well, I'm ready with my mega skillful army. Good luck, have fun. Skaven. So Random Nix is showing us that you can do a box with every single faction apparently. Yeah, Council Guard, I believe, are in the front. Yeah, Council Guard right here. All hail the box. This is like, I've seen boxes before, but with all the Halberd Storm Vermin. Oh my god. What is Ice Power Total War going to do? I mean, the Banshees could be okay. Banshees can cut through some of the Council Guard and these different troops, but you also have to remember that the entire Skaven box is immune to Psychology because of the Blight Scab's Plague Pack, who give Demagoguery. So the entire box is going to be getting that, which is crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, I would agree with you, Legion. I think Black Knights are a little bit more effective against gun lines. Yeah, 100%. Blood Knights are more of a hybrid unit in that sense. The double Hell Pits, I mean, the Blood Knights, if they can isolate Hell Pits, will kill them very quickly. Random is the box master. I mean, the Rats are a cheese faction, so it would make sense. I wonder what Ice Power is thinking right now. He's like, how the hell am I going to crack this box? Scab's Graith is very good. So, like some folks in chat were saying, I think Legion mentioned it. Using White Kings with Scab's Graith is really good against such boxes. Mortis Engines are also quite good here. Because obviously gunlines counter Mortis Engines, but Mortis Engines counter enemy Death Stars. So there's a couple ways to go about that. But wowza, this is going to be an interesting one. I do not know if he's going to be able to get in there. Yeah, the Warp Grinders also do magic damage, so they can, you know, kind of get in there and fight the Banshees if they need to. The Storm Vermin, I know. Look at this. I love how random is like inching up like 1 inch at a time, you know. Oh no, look at this. There's going to be a Warp Lightning going down, I think. Is that Seer of Ruin? No, it's Plague. Oh, did he just use the dreaded 13th spell? He did. Look at Random Nix. He pops the dreaded 13th spell, forces back the Blood Knights, and actually does a ton of damage against the Sternsmen because people don't know that that spell actually does do damage. So Council Guard are going to be fighting Sternsmen here. I know how this will go. Council Guard will probably win it. It's hard to say. Hellpit Abominations will definitely make them win that fight. And now the Stormvermin Halberd Summon is going to be surrounding the Graveguard with great weapons, or excuse me, the Sternsmen. And the Sternsmen are going to be fully surrounded here, so it's going to be a little bit of a tricky pickle. And look at that, the Warp Grinders now are doing big AoE damage. They lock down everything with the Warp Quake, so the entire Count's army, as it advances, is locked down and taking magic damage, which is just obscene. Oh, that is so funny. Oh my god. And you can see the zombies in the back. There is a zombie summoned to the back line, but it's going to probably be relatively ineffective. The dreaded 13th spell, man. The trap. Yeah, a lot of people don't actually know that the dreaded 13th spell actually does massive damage. When you use the spell, there's a little circle that appears, and yeah, like look at the Blood Knights. They're having to charge through trees, like into halberds, and they'll do some okay shock damage considering those rats weren't braced, but honestly, it's not going to be great. Seismic Snare is active now, so again, locking down those Blood Knights there, that is a very, very painful engagement for them. There are 2 Warp Grinders, so now they're locked down amongst halberds. There's just AoE damage going down. The Sternsmen get 100% melted. The Banshees, as well as Heinrich Kemmler, just haven't even gotten into combat yet. And, yeah, I honestly don't know. I have no idea how this is going to go, man. The grinder value, for sure. it's doing work. And, like, the thing is, as long as the Hellpits don't get isolated out in open field, I think the rats should be okay. But, oh, look at this! Ice Power Total War able to get one of the Hellpits kind of away from the box. But no, the Big Chungus is able to sneak away and fall back to his halberds, which are pretty much in perfect health. Another thing to consider, oh, the dreaded 13th spell once again! Right behind these guys, and now it's going to be rear charging into the lines here of the Counts, most certainly forcing back all those Blood Knights with the damage it's done. And yeah, look at this, all these Blood Knights are trapped amongst the halberds. The dreaded 13th spell is doing so much damage here on the tree line. Oh, it's so foul. But honestly, though it is a box, and I know a lot of people want to make fun of the boxes, Random Nix's timing has been impeccable with his Warp Grinders. His spell targeting has been impeccable, and he's been doing a lot of things really well. So Blight Scab's Plague Pack still fighting away here, grinding through some of the zombies and some of these other assets here. And yeah, the halberds on the flanks doing their thing. Of course, in a glorious Mortal Kombat duel here with the Graveguard. And, you know, they have the AP advantage and also do have really high armor. Blood Knights at the back charging back in, but, like, the trees are just screwing them. Like, look at how, like, just... I don't think this is even a word, but look at how haggardly trapped these guys are here. Just, like, pinned into the trees, being spanked by Hellpit Abominations and halberds. It's a very unfortunate situation for those bad boys. Now, Krell is summoned, but he's trapped by the Warp Grinders once again. The halberds, pretty much safe on all angles. Like, the halberds have barely taken any damage. 110 models here, 100 models right here, 99 models right there. Also, the halberd summons are doing a good job cutting through Graveguard here on the flanks. And, yeah, oh man, and another Seismic Snare coming down, just wrecking the Blood Knights as they charge in a big, ugly blob. And now the Hellpits of Clan Mulder going to be coming out here and just absolutely slapping the base here and just doming these Blood Knights. They're going to be taking a ton of casualties as those double Hellpits swing in there. So, Ice Power does pull back. Bounce of Power is not point of no return, but honestly, I don't see much of a chance here that the Vampires have. The Skaven army is more or less intact. They have their Warp Grinders. All their halberds are still in good shape. The Blood Knights are cycle charging where they can, but the Hellpit Abominations are also healing. The Rat Boxes are going to revolutionize KFC. What? I guess so, yeah, in a way. But yeah, Vampires have plenty of ways of dealing with the box. But like I said, in this format today, you know, Ice Power may not play the Undead, so he might not be used to playing Vampire counts. So, you know, it's the Wild West. So Random Nix's halberd box doing its thing. Over here, the halberds are finishing off the Graveguard. The Graveguard are slowly losing. You can see the rats. And it's really rare you actually see Storm Vermin, too. A very, very off-meta pick, to say the least, but these proud rats doing their thing as the Grey Seer rings the bell, inspiring the hordes of Skaven. Yeah, the Unholy Clamor gives a leadership buff and vigor buff to the entire army. So you can actually see, Look at this, guys. The Council Guard are fresh. The Storm Vermin are only tired, like the vigor of the Skaven army. And look at these guys were just active after fighting for 6 minutes. So the Skaven schemes here are certainly very, very powerful. And yeah, Council Guard are piling in. The double Banshees are still a factor. Going to be a little bit tricky to bring down, but it's getting dangerously close to army losses here. Is another Warp Grinder. Oh my god. And the Seismic Snare going down with the Warp Quake. AoE damage here onto the Blood Knights as they're just beaten down by the Hell Pits once again. Because Blood Knights are very, not dependent, but they love their charge bonus. They're not getting their charges here, and they're getting countercharged every single time by these Hell Pit Abominations. Every single time. And every time they come in, I mean, yeah, they're getting overcasted invos and things like that, but they're having to charge into halberds in a forest, which is just like the worst possible situation they could be in. We have a $20 or €20 donation from Jacob Reiner. The minds of the gods are not for us mortals to know or judge, except that Tzeentch has a place for all of us in his grand scheme, and be happy of the part you have to play in it. Cheers, man. Thank you for the donation, and, you know, I like my Tzeentch in 40k. I play a little Thousand Suns, but, yeah, that's probably going to be game. I don't see the vampires going on too much longer here. The Blood Knights will be able to do some topical damage, but every time they charge in, they're taking bad trades. The Hell Pits just, like, charge apparently through the trees, and come in and, you know, take out like 4 or 5 Blood Knights per charge. I mean, yes, the Skaven are eating well tonight, somebody in chat says, but also the Undead probably don't provide much sustenance since everything is like rotten, so yeah, probably not eating too well in retrospect. Maybe the vampires provide a little bit of sustenance to the rats, but I doubt it. Yeah, another Warp Grinder going down. The Seismic Snare is brutal. Oh my god. The wheel is merciless. Yeah, Ice Power says the wheel is merciless. Double grinders, oof. Yeah. I mean, this build can be beaten by vampire counts, but he certainly didn't bring the right build for doing it. But he played well with what he had. Ice Power certainly did. But Random Nyx is about to get the army losses here. He's not even going to have to kill the Banshees. He's just going to kill the Blood Knights to the point of army losses, and that'll be it. Over here, what do we have? Yeah, Sensor Bearers fighting against Banshees, a couple summons. There's no way they're going to hold. Again, should be army losses soon. A little bit more grinding. Hell Pits charging out. At this point, the Blood Knights are so damaged that I don't think you really have to be careful. You could just go out and do your thing and do it to it. And do it to it. The Blood Knights will taste yummy for these kind of rodents, you say? Oh, interesting hypothesis you have there, my friend. The Warpquake active. Army losses should kick in just a second as the Blood Knights do disappear. 1 Blood Knight here, 4 right there. The Hell Pits are able to take him down. Now it's just Heinrich Kemmler and his harem of Banshees here. Going to be making their last stand. Oh, the hands are doing okay. Yeah, they're getting better. Like, I'm able to do more and more. Like, I can open things now, and I can, like, drive with my right hand. I can, like, turn on my car with my right hand. There's a lot of things I wasn't able to do up until, like, this week. So, yeah, it's getting better, which is really exciting. Really, really exciting. I just have to re-strengthen it and wait for the swelling to go down completely. Yeah, the Banshees are full health, but the Warp Grinders here are going to do some magic damage, and then, yeah, it's only a matter of time. Ice Power says, do you have a shred of honor? And Random Nick says, not today. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh my god. And the Banshee's just getting disintegrated. Or, no, those were some zombies, actually. Yeah, just kill Heinrich Kemmler. That'll equate to army losses. I love the ringing of the Skaven Bell. It is such a cool mechanic. Like, it's so badass. Hellman Gorst would have been really good here. Like, a Mortis Engine would have been so punishing against this this box build. But there was one. There wasn't one, so... yeah. Well played, dude. Well played. That is that. And there you have it. Random Nyx with the Dreadlord of the boxes will be advancing on. Hiya! 4 wins. Very, very solid run so far. So now, who do we have next? We have... Zablaski. All right. I don't think we've seen Zablaski in one of these in a while. He signed up for quite a few, but the RNG gods did not select him until today. So Zablaski, happy to have you back, man. Let's do it. Maxwell Samuelson, he says, hey, Turin, just got the positive test from Mono today. Keep up the streams as I battle through Nurgle's plagues. Hey, man, I hope you recover. I had a lot of friends who went through that, so you'll be fine, man. Just take it easy, rest. Listen to your doctors. All is well. I got your back, man. I'll keep you entertained. That's all I can do from here. So it's going to be Zablaski. Yeah, that map wasn't bad. The Abbey. I actually like that one. I might mix that into some of my multiplayer maps. You know, we haven't done an MP Crossroads in quite some time. Let's just do this big Haggard Crossroad battle. Yeah, Random Nyx is a good cosplayer for sure. All right, so now we're going to spin the wheel. Let's go ahead and summon it. It is time. Spin it. This is for Zablasky, who is an elf player. Zablasky is very good at elves and coast, if my memory serves. And Zablasky gets Lizardmen. So Zablasky gets Lizardmen. And now for Random Nix. Let's see what he gets. The wheel has spoken. High Elves. Okay. Are we going to see another box? You know, Random Nix could go with a Halberd box here. It's very, very possible. Yeah. He could do it. All right, so it's going to be High Elves versus Lizardmen. This is a fun matchup. I enjoy this one. Let's do it to it. We have a donation of 200 SEK from Maleficent. I believe I got that. Hey man, just became a fan. Love your stuff. Can't help but wonder why isn't the pro scene bigger? At least I find like the official tournament last year. So yeah, I mean it's for how niche of a community and game it is in terms of its multiplayer. It's certainly pretty active, I would say. We have a very healthy, pro scene. I would say, but yeah, it's tricky because RTS games, like if you go to any viewing platform, whether it be YouTube or Twitch, the RTS genre, like to have a big esports scene, you need to have an audience, right? And though there is an audience for Total War Warhammer esports, it's like a really hard one to go mainstream with because it's very hard to pick up. And that's kind of the issue with RTS games in general. It's a complex question, man, but I hope it'll grow in time. Random Nick says he doesn't really play elves. I'll tell him here. Halberd box. Go. I just told him to go Halberd box. Oh my god. Zablasky is going to be so prepared for that. He is going to be ready, dude. Oh man. Maleficent, yeah. Engine of the Gods would be so good here. Phoenix Guard, Larry, and Ned. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean that works, Random. Hang on guys, I'll be right back. But Me Too Little says, any advice for Bretonia playing against an elite Halberd box? Yeah, use the Fey Enchantress. Fey Enchantress has a Mort Ascension effect, and she can drain the health of an entire box by herself if she's supported by, some chaff infantry. Fey Enchantress is the way to go. Hey, I was getting smarter. Be right back, guys. 1 second. I return, my friends. It is I. Oh, yeah. Here we go, baby. So Zablasky saying, it did not go well for the High Elves in the previous ECL qualifier, though. I think he meant ECL. ESL is actually a whole different organization. Is there a Blood Knights Regiment of Renown? No, there's not. Not in the game. There might be in lore. I'm sure there is. Like in some book or something. Yeah, Larry, for anyone who's wondering, Larry is a Lariel. People call her Larry. I mean, Random Nix could go for a box, but he's been doing it, and Zablasky might counter with the Engine of the Gods or something. Oh my god. Yeah, we will see. We will see, my friends. We will see. Random Nick says, I need 200 gold. Can I borrow it from you, Zablasky? What could he be scheming? I mean, Random likes to meme, but he also has competitive builds. I don't know if he plays High Elves, really. I don't think he does play Elves in general. I've seen Random play Dwarves, Vampire Coast, a lot of those type of factions. So it could be quite interesting. You can't see the box hidden by a unit of birds. Hey, you're welcome, Me Too Little. Yeah, but Fey Enchantress is really good against boxes. Like, what you do is you just get Fey Enchantress, a bunch of Men-at-Arms, and just, like, drain them down. Also, if you're playing against halberd boxes and you know your opponent's going to be doing it, like let's say you have a friend who's playing a halberd box, Fey Enchantress, Peasant Mobs, Men-at-Arms, and Field Trebuchets. Field Trebuchets will actually be pretty good there. Yeah. What do you call a young wood elf, says Christian Bender? A tree-nager. That's pretty good. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. Random Nick says, not even a zero-spend army. You have no chance, noob. Some friendly banter going back and forth. I know, it's going to be confusing if they add aerial to the game. Yeah. Timo in chat saying Random Nix doesn't play High Elves and Zablasky is a High Elf main. Well, it depends on how good Zablasky is with Lizardmen, which I would imagine he's pretty good at them. I think I've seen him play Lizards before. So we'll see. But, you know, regardless of that, Random Nix has won many games in a row. So it's still, even if he loses this, it's going to be hard to catch up to him. Like, you're going to have to get some solid runs. Yeah. Random Nix with the pregame BM, a bold strategy. I know. I know, it's a wild world we live in. It's a wild world we live in. We haven't had a battle on the MP Crossroads, the dreaded, the most balanced map in the entire game, as it's just perfectly flat with no terrain. Again, a little bit boring to fight on, if you ask me. It doesn't allow for ambushes, though. That's the only thing. It is literally just a giant crossroad, probably in the Badlands somewhere, by the look of the architecture, and, well, not architecture, but landscape. Yeah, it looks like that's like an orc idol right there. Yeah, you can see. This is definitely the Badlands. It is the crossroads of the Badlands. Just Paul, will you fight my AdMech if I come to California? Someday, yes. Not right now, because obviously the Rona. But, you know, obviously if we communicated and we planned it out, yeah, for sure I would. You just have to message me on Discord and all that good stuff. The Lizards of Doom. You want to see the Norskin box? The thing is, Norska doesn't have any artillery, I guess, but they could do like a mammoth box with like a bunch of spears. Everyone's like, wheel! I see it! I see it, guys! Don't worry! I see it. And the battle is soon to be underway. Let's look at the army here. Alright, so, for Random Nix, it's going to be Lothern Seaguard and archers. Okay, so not going for a box. Random Nix changing up his strategy against Zablasky. So what he's doing, he's going for an archer box with Lord Metal. So you get Lord Metal, you Plague of Rust, a high value target, like a Bastillodon, whatever you want to shoot down, and you focus them with archers. So suddenly, you know, minus 60 armor, it's going to be at, you know, 40 to 60 armor depending on the target, and the archers can kill the big dinosaurs. He's got a Beastcaster for Manticore summoning, and he's got Bird Teclis up in the sky with Regrowth Nets and Enfeebling Foe. That is a ton of Winds of Magic. A ton of Winds of Magic usage potentially across these three characters, so we'll see if it works out for him. He's got the Fireborn in the back, and the front line is going to be Silver and Guard. Nice little army here for the High Elves. Now, for the forces of Zablasky, he's going to be going for the dreaded double Bastillodon with the Solar Engine. Very much a decent choice against archers. And, you know, they can outrange the archers. They can blast them pretty safely. I dig it, man. Pretty cool stuff. He's got Sacred Croxagores, so he has the Power Fist Croxagores. I think I saw Wicked D earlier call them the Mike Tyson Croxagores, which is a very accurate description for sure. These guys pack a mean uppercut. Their big old box fists. Yeah, look at those things. Those big club and fists. They look straight out of 40k, which is pretty funny. Feral Cold Ones. We got Saurus Warriors. We have Lord Jabba the Hutt here. And that is going to be it with a little bit of Skink and Saurus support here in the middle. So Teclis is nasty for sure. He is nasty. Yeah. And here comes the battle of battles, my friends. The Lizards advance. Random Nix against Zablasky. Perhaps on factions that they're not used to playing. But I can tell you from experience, Bird Teclis is an absolute pain in the ass to kill. This bad boy is rocking, 5,000 plus HP. You know, it's like you look at his stats and you're like, oh, he's not that tanky, but he has like all these weird ward saves, like physical, ward save, and he also has the Potion of Koroi. Croxifisters is really good. Boxagores. I think Boxagores is probably one of the more classic ones that a lot of people use. Solar Engines are good against boxes for sure. Yeah, like any artillery is good against a box. Oh, baby, look at this. So he overcasts a net, and now he's going to be using the Fiery Convocation on the Saurus here. Oh, man. Here it comes. Oh, baby, look at that. Now, it didn't do the most damage in the world because the Shield of the Old Ones and the Shield of Chaqua came down, although I don't think Shield of Chaqua helps against that. But style points for sure. He baited out abilities. He did some good damage. That was some mad style points for sure there from random. Now on the other side of the coin, the High Elf Archers are getting wrecked by the Solar Engines. They're doing a ton of damage here in the back line, but yeah, man, I love those kind of plays. Just styling on your opponent. And here you can see Teclis just kind of harassing on the flanks, going after the Skink cohort. And now the Archers are here. So the Archer is going to start shooting into the Sacred Croxagores, I would imagine. Silver and Guard almost walking into a banishment, but Random Nick's paying attention and is able to avoid most of that damage. And yeah, now the Archers are just advancing, though they are taking some heavy damage, like I said. These baseline Archers here in relatively bad shape. Silver and Guard just going to be holding here, and I'm not sure where the Fireborn are. Fireborn here on the flank of the formation. Maybe going to be coming in. Fireborn could cycle charge the Skink cohort, for example, pull back, try and bait the Sacred Croxagores out in open field, and then really prosper from there. So we'll see how that goes. A pretty stylish play, though. Silver and Guard getting ready to advance, as are the High Elf Archers. It looks like they're chasing the Solar Engines, which are now pulling back. How is he going to stop the Croxagores? That's my concern. Because the Fireborn are busy on the flank over here. You can see they're going to be riding down some Skinks. Doing some okay damage, but like the Croxagores can easily move past these spears here and go after all the Archers. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. I got the hiccups now. Oh, got to get out of this one for sure. Nonetheless, a really good play here by Zablaski. He's able to get a net of Amnitok here on the Fireborn, and now they're engaged in combat here by the Sacred Croxagores, which are a very good counter. They do magic damage, which surpasses the physical resist of the Fireborn and Dragon Princess in general. And on top of that, man, look how badly beaten down these Fireborn are getting here by the Sacred Croxagores, who are currently buffed up by the Harmonic Convergence. Some pretty solid stuff for sure. Now, the High Elf Archers are shooting, but if you're going to be going with the Plague of Rust style of play, you really have to make sure you're focusing down single targets. And at least here, it's going okay. You can see there's a Plague of Rust overcasted here on the Sacred Croxagores. They're at 40 armor, and, you know, the High Elf Archers here are actually able to do some good damage here against these Sacred Croxagores. And, of course, Silver and Guard are Silver and Guard. Those bad boys are going to be holding into the 4th dimension and should be completely okay at doing that for quite some time. So here comes the Fireborn pulling back. At this point, I think pulling the Fireborn back to your main formation would probably be the right play. I don't agree about charging into the Croxagores with the support of the Skinks nearby. Granted, you know, damage is damage, and there are some Lothar and Seaguard shooting into the back here of these Croxagores. And, you know, the Sacred Croxagores are a very expensive unit, so we'll see how that pans out. But it looks like a Harmonic Convergence once again is going down here. Now on the far side, Archers were able to fully melt here against the Sacred Croxagores, and a Fiery Convocation going down. A little bit of a miss there. Zablaski is able to dodge that, but now Bird Teclis is going in balls deep, attacking Lord Mazdamundi and getting some okay damage, but Mazdamundi is a thick lad. He should be more than okay. And I don't think we've seen any Manticore summons yet. Looks like in the back line we do have Feral Cold Ones, as well as Skink cohorts jumping on the Lothar and Seaguard. And the Fireborn have been forced to pull back. Obviously, they don't want to be fighting 2v1 versus Croxagores as well as these Skink cohorts. And yeah, going over here for the Fireborn and cleaning up the Feral Cold Ones as well as these Skinks here could be a very, very good play. Oh man, a big old banishment coming down here. This could be really nasty. That's a healthy group of Silver and Guard. Oh no! Brutal, brutal banishment coming down. Takes those guys down to like 15-20%. That was a masterful banishment there by Zablaski. And what is currently a relatively even game. So here these Boxagores in the back are taken out by the Fireborn as well as Bird Teclis. Some of the Archers are still shooting quite happily. Ammunition here for the Solar Engines is okay. Still enough to last another probably 2 or 3 minutes worth of firepower there. Yeah, the Fireborn doing a good job. And remember, guys, Bird Teclis is still here. And anytime Bird Teclis is still fighting, you're going to have a true scrap on your hands. I don't know about the Winds of Magic situation. He might have enough for some Witchcraft. It looks like a regrowth going down to the back here against the Fireborn. Certainly a good call. Teclis can heal himself using the Potion of Koroi, so you don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, using the Fireborn here to clean up this formation would free up a bunch of these Archers to start shooting again, which would be quite huge. And yeah, honestly, the Boxagores are starting to get worn down. You know, I really thought that they would be able to push in, but it looks like as this game does grind on, Bird Teclis and those Fireborn are, despite being caught in nets and a couple bad situations, are able to kind of keep going here. And also, I think a large part of that is due to the durability of Silver and Guard. I mean, 106 kills in those ones. Fireborn here able to probably clean up these Saurus quite happily. And Bird Teclis is just a raid boss. Like, he's just being attacked by spears, by Saurus, by Croxagores, and he's tanking it very, very well and buying time for the rest of this High Elf army to win other engagements, right? So Silver and Guard piling in. Bird Teclis uses the Potion of Koroi, which it does heal for 400 damage. Also gives him ward save. And, you know, he potentially has enough for, you know, a big regrowth as well as this game does progress. But the Boxagores here are broken. Solar Engines still shooting in. It looks like both Solar Engines are in good shape. And Bird Teclis going over here to try and Peckless to try and finish off the Skink cohorts on the flank. Ruination of Cities, still bugged, unfortunately. It's bugged because it always shoots the same projectiles, like, in every single direction. The same. You guys saw what happens. It's just basically, it's broken right now, which is unfortunate. High Elf Archers, a little bit low on ammo. Yeah, pretty much empty, actually. These ones are empty, more or less. These ones are empty, but Bird Teclis might be able to carry this game with the spears, because, like, the Bastiladons are really going to struggle against Bird Teclis, and what does Zablaski and the Dinos still have? If we really look around, I mean, he's got skink cohorts on the periphery, which Fireborn can ride down if they so choose, although it's only 14 Fireborn at this point. He's got the Legion of Chaqua. I guess the 2 Solar Engines are going to have to come into melee combat, but I don't know. Yeah, the Fireborn have been doing very, very well this game. I mean, despite being caught a couple times, they've still been able to really clean up a lot of the threats as they do progress. And now they charge down the skinks here. Some good damage. They do lose a model to the skinks, actually, which is pretty funny, but should be able to clean them up. And the Legion of Chaqua does have the Harmonic Convergence to give them a nice little leadership buff, but there's still 2 mages as well. The mages aren't bad in combat. And they're not great, but 38 and 40 for combat stats isn't really that bad, so still something to kind of poke away and work on the Legion of Chaqua, which has been afflicted by the Plague of Rust. Elf Archer still shooting in. Fireborn did lose a couple models to those skinks, but brought them down quite a peg here, and now he's going to be using the Fireborn to just kind of chase down routing units and make sure things don't come back. Looks like we have some Leathered Sea Guard returning from the Shadow Realm here, going to be shooting into the Sacred Croxagores of Zablaski. Man, this is a incredibly tight game. Like, really, really well played to both these players here. And you know, Jabba and the Bastillodons might be able to do it. It's hard to say. Legion of Chaqua is still healthy too. That's a pretty substantial issue, but Bird Teclis is just such a nightmare to kill. God, he is annoying to kill. I'm sure you guys remember the dreaded FFA we had a couple days ago, where we had like Bird Teclis and another Arcane Phoenix were the only picks for the whole army. Like how gross that was. Oh man. So Birdless is going over here. He's going after the skink cohorts. And yeah, gonna break those guys for sure with the support of the Fireborn coming in. Those little skinks will probably be terror routed here in a second, but the Cold Blood might keep him fighting for a second. Not a bad play by Zablaski. Might be able to get a couple of those Fireborn dragged down as Bird Teclis does his thing. High Elves have some loose archer pockets. Terror Rout's certainly still a factor. The Legion of Chaqua is not immune to psychology, so Birdless could potentially do it. Balance of power is a little bit in Zablaski's favor, though. The Bastillodons might be able to carry this. I mean, the Legion of Chaqua still being alive at this point in the game is a pretty big deal. Those guys are nasty. They're nasty indeed. Yeah, but really, really well played to both guys. This is really a top-level match here between these folks. And, you know, again, with factions that they might not be good at. Like, I don't even know if Random Nix plays Elves. I don't really think he does. And Zablaski obviously seems to have some familiarity with Lizards, but he's more of an Elf player as well, so maybe he doesn't play Lizards that much. So here, Bird Teclis and his mage, Harem, are going to be going over here and going after the Saurus warriors with shields. And you can see the mages, they got their pimp canes out. They're both running a little bit of an anime run going on from those characters there as they do pursue the Legion of Chaqua. Oh no, those are just Saurus actually. That was not the Legion. Legion is over here by these guys. So we have some Silver and Guard. Definitely the Silver and Guard are going to be a huge staple. Archers are out of ammunition, so both players kind of being forced into the final stages of this game. The mages are going to have to come help as well. That is a shit ton of HP to get through, though. You can see the Bastillodon with the Solar Engine has 5k plus. This guy's balls deep with 5.5. Jabba the Hutt is 4.3. That is so much meat to get through. Cap, yes, the ECL quarterfinals, the ECL Grand Final, the qualifier finals is scheduled for Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to write it down on your calendars, that's when it's going to be. So here you have Teclis pecking away here at the Legion of Chaqua, getting a couple kills here and there. I don't think Teclis can solo all of this, though. Like, he's tanky, but his damage output isn't ludicrous. Like, Teclis only has weapon strength in the 300s, I think. Maybe, like, just over 400. I think he's poisoned right now, so it's a little bit hard to tell. See when he pulls back, because, yeah, the Bastillodons actually do... I believe the little guys who throw the spears off the side actually do apply poison. So the archers are engaging, Lothern Seaguard engaging, mages engaging. It looks like Random Nix is going to be committing to the final engagement here. I mean, maybe if he can kill the Legion of Chaqua, but a nice Apotheosis right there. Apotheosis is going to keep those bad boys healthy, shield the old ones, and now Peckless is going to be going after the lone Bastillodon here. But Fireborn coming in as well, which is quite nice, actually getting some good damage right there. But yeah, the Legion is here. Fireborn are here. I think the mages are coming into combat. That's going to be tricky because eventually Peckless will be stuck and forced into combat. I don't know if he could still fall back at this point. Let's see. Let's look around. I think maybe this might be the... He just had that... Oh, that mage just got... He done been halved. That mage literally got halved, guys. If you see that mage right there. Been halved. Certainly not fun for that character. So if we look around, Peckless, I think it's only single entities. So SE must engage now. All right, cool. So the single entities must engage. I just gave him a warning. I'm pretty sure both these guys know the rules. The last of the melee combatants have been deleted, and a Manticore Summon is also here. So a 4th quarter Manticore Summon could do it. Yep, Random Nick says yep, no problem. And now it's the battle for Middle Earth. The Manticore Summon could be a factor here. But Peklis is taking a lot of damage, and I would imagine he's out of Winds of Magic. A nice charge from the Fireborn here in the back. Yeah, the Fireborn is still around, still fighting. The Manticore is able to get Lord Mazda money pretty low, but Peklis is getting ramrodded there. You can see he's very, very low. He's just going to waddle around and attack. Going after the mage there. What does he have? 531. 494. 457. -6 leadership. It looks like Zablaski is going to be taking the win in a very contested game. Well played to both players. Pretty cool to see them on factions they don't normally play. That was certainly quite a scrap. With the double solar engine able to carry out the day, I really actually thought Random Nix might pull that game back towards the end there. But yeah, man, well played. Well played indeed. The Bastillodons, yeah. I mean, Bastillodons are still meaty boys. Yeah. The dreaded melee slon, yeah, he's dreaded for sure. So, the current King of the Hill is now going to be... Or the current leader is going to be Random with, I believe, 4 wins. And then we have Zablaski, who will be taking over here. I'm sure Random Nix is happy because he probably wants to go to sleep. I know it's very late in Poland right now. All right, so Zablaski, you are the King of the Hill. I'm excited for all the new factions, to be honest, all of them. I am super hyped. All right, who's next? So we have Park Map. All right, let's see if Park Map is online. Should be all good. We'll get the Wheel of Doom out, the Doom Wheel. Hey, Master Betty, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, for sure, it's interesting. I think the next King of the Hill we do, though, we'll let the players pick and ban. You know, I'm sure as much as we enjoy it, I'm sure they want to play factions they enjoy also. So I'll take a little bit of a break from the wheel for like this next week, but we'll get back to it. Don't worry, it's going to be a format for sure on the channel. Yeah, yeah. Random Nix, that was really good, man. Well played. And Random, do you even you don't really play elves, do you? It was a good match, man. Birdless was quite nasty. All right. So let's see what horrors the wheel will usher onto us. All right, so Zablaski. Let's spin that bad boy. Let's do it to it. And Zablaski's going to be getting Chaos. Okay. So Zablaski gets Chaos, and Park Map is going to be getting Wood Elves. All right. All right, so Park Map's going to be playing the Wood people. Ah. Zablaski says sigh. Oh, the pain. Well, you know, Chaos has heavy cav, dude. Come on now. You'll be fine. Kane Gillette, great content and streams. Thanks for the content. You're welcome, dude. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the $5. Yes, typically, if you guys are asking about prizes for like ECL, so how it works is for faction wars and bigger streams, there'll be like a big prize pool of between $300 to $500 for bigger like faction wars, and for ECL Grand Finals, it's $300 to $500. For baseline qualifiers, like ECL qualifiers, it's just you get $25 for qualifying, and then obviously you get a chance to win the big money from the end of the season. So that's pretty normal. But yeah, I actually have a couple sponsors for the ECL Grand Final, so the prize pool is actually going to be even bigger this time around. Usually for casual streams, people are just playing for fun. There's not usually any prize structure, but it depends. Yeah, so for the map, let's see. Thank you, Hadries, for pointing that out. Park Map says, "Ah, yes, the faction I play." Appreciate it, Hadries. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Zachary, you're very welcome, man. I haven't read the Champions of Chaos book. I took a break from Warhammer. I read up until Vampire Slayer on Gotrek and Felix, and then I started reading some 40k books again, so I'm currently reading the Black Legion series by Aaron Dembski-Bowden. I'm on Black Legion. I finished the Talon of Horus, so I kind of go back and forth. Marcus, hey, cheers, man. Yeah. You know, I think the tournament scene and competitive scene for Total War Warhammer is only going to get better as Game 3 approaches. I think we're going to be pulling in a lot of new people, and I do think that Creative Assembly is aware of the popularity of multiplayer, and I think there's going to be changes in Game 3 that probably will help the multiplayer community. So I'm very excited for what the future holds. Very excited. Yeah. A raw and powerful full Sigvald build? Well, Zablaski could bring Sigvald. Zablaski's not a bad Chaos player. I've seen him play Chaos. He's actually pretty good at them. He might lead you on to think he's not, but he's good. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of people who main Wood Elves. Yeah, Zyphos, Lotus Moon, both are really, Wood Elf mains more or less. Yeah, Damaz Kron, you should read the Gotrek and Felix series. It's really good. I'm on Vampire Slayer right now in that series. You know what's the hardest thing about multiplayer in Total War Warhammer? Is that the nature of the game forces the tournament organizers and casters to and the players to have to make community-based rules. Okay, you go play StarCraft. There's no way your opponent can really cheat you in a StarCraft game. There's no way. How are they going to cheat you in StarCraft? Yeah, they can lift off their buildings and go hide in the corner, but then you can build flyers and go kill them, right? It's very self-contained. Same with Warcraft 3. But in this game, there's a lot of issues, draw kiting. There's obviously no bases, and there's people can hide stalking units around the map. There's a lot of potential for abuse in this game with single entities as well. So it's that's the biggest thing holding back, all those factors that make it so we have to have so many rules just to have a fair multiplayer scene. Now, I love the rules, but again, it's a tricky thing to enforce, especially if in League of Legends, you can go or any other game, you can go practice on ladder, and it'll correlate to your tournament success more or less. Whereas here, it's hard because the rule sets vary from tournament to tournament. There's no unified rule set. It's the same problem that MMA used to have in the early 2000s before it had a unified rule set from John McCarthy and all that sort of stuff. But obviously we do our best to push through it, but that's just kind of my 2 cents. Pre-lock, beer or liquor? I prefer beer. Yeah. I like a good brew every now and then. Yeah. Although I've been going on runs and trying to lose weight and things like that, so I haven't been drinking beers or anything. I saw myself on my webcam and I was like, holy shit, I need to lose some weight. I went back and looked at a video from 2017 and I was like, damn it, that's a different person. Yeah. We'll see. Zablaski versus Park map, Wood Elves versus Chaos. It's always a fun matchup. The pursuit. I wish we could find a way to make it so Total War Warhammer multiplayer, you didn't need to enforce all these rules, the attacking rule, the line camping rule, the all that kind of stuff. Yeah, one of the ideas I was running around was after 10 minutes of battle, if somebody because single entity abuse is really a big problem, but the rules cover it. They fix that more or less. They do a good job dealing with it, but yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe you could make it so if let's say there's a trigger that Creative Assembly put in the game that if you have no infantry models left or no multi-model units, all of your single entities rampage and just attack, right? You could do stuff like that. It's to make it so we don't have to enforce that. Yeah. Yeah, how do you guys think that would work? Let's say you're in a quick battle and you lose every infantry model in your army, every cav unit, every archer. And if you do that, all your single entities get a debuff, they rampage and just attack, right? Yeah, Nick Orr, it's not the best card, but honestly, I just like watching fights, so I'm going to watch UFC tonight. I don't mind. Turin, if you could get any RTS pro to play Total War Warhammer, who would it be? Grubby for sure, because he likes the meme a little. I would want to get Grubby to play. I would really want to get Happy. Dude, I would love to see Happy train in Total War Warhammer for a year and then have a duel with Felcon. That would just be the duel of duels. Oh man. Yeah, it's tricky, Shion. It's a complex issue. Yeah, for sure. And banner rules are I hope that banner rules and or a unified rule set like banner rules starts to really become a widespread thing so everyone plays on the same platform with the same rules and everything. Yeah. Yeah, you could take penalties for being too close to the edge of the map, but the problem is you do take a leadership penalty for having only flyers, but like it doesn't do much. Part of me is like wants to like try and work at Creative Assembly just to like get in there and like really hammer the multiplayer stuff, like really make it really, really good, you know? But again, like I don't want to, I love doing what I do now. So like, it's like, you know, yeah. Yeah, no, none of the multiplayer balance stuff I'm talking about would affect campaign. Like in campaign, I'm all for running circles around the map with your single entity and trying to goon the AI. Like I'm all for that. The changes I'm proposing would have no effect on campaign. Campaign is fine. Like you're playing against AI, who cares? You know, it's not a competitive situation. It's just for fun, more or less. In a best of series, 7 series, who wins on average, Falcon or Tlaxelan? Well, I'm not sure, actually. It probably goes back and forth. But they're actually playing, I think, a best of 7 right. Today they played one on Herbert Walker's stream, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, but they have a good history. I mean, Falcon has defeated him. Sooth's defeated him. I mean, like, it goes back and forth. They're definitely 2 of the best players out there. Yeah. All right, guys, and now it is time. Zablasky on his... No hell cannons! I didn't sign up for this shit. Where are my hell cannons? Come on now. Oh, man. Mr. Turin, sir, I'm a good Chaos boy if I prefer Undivided. Dude, I like Chaos Undivided too. My 40k army I'm working on now is Chaos Undivided Black Legion. Like, I agree with you. I think they're really cool to get a little taste from all the different Chaos gods. So, Sartorial the Everwatcher is going to be the Lord. He's very, very good against the hard woodies because if you take a look here, he does have a heavy missile resist of 50%. So, you know, Waywatchers, sniping, not so good against him. A Forsaken Rush from Zablasky, backed up by Chaos Knights into the Sunset with Hounds. This is an OG heavy metal Chaos Bum Rush. Forsaken, Chaos Knights, Shaggy, Big Bird. Awesome stuff. I'm very, very excited for this. And now for the forces. Hell Cannons are not a good idea against Wood Elves in reality because the Arrow of Kernus can simply just snipe it. It's just not viable, and Breath Attacks just kill it. So for the forces of the Wood Elves, Park Map has his Hagbane tips. He's got 2 Hawk Riders up in the sky, a big old thick dragon with Prey of Anathrema, a Great Eagle, Dryads, and some infantry. But you know what? In this army, there's not really any Waywatchers, no heavy AP. I'm a little bit concerned about how he's going to deal with those Chaos Knights effectively, but we will certainly see. As Park Map did say that he is a Wood Elf player, so I'm sure he's got some schemes. The dragon can certainly kill them with breath attacks and with its melee, so it's not like he's ill-equipped to deal with them in terms of his leadership, at least. So, yeah, we'll see. I do play 40k, but I do not play Kill Team or AOS Skirmish. No, I don't. I just play 40k. Yeah. Someday I'll get into those. Someday, yeah. I would make like a Warcry team or something, or yeah, I think it'd be fun. All right, so the battle is on. The big Warp Chicken's going to be leading the charge. I love the Forsaken Rush. Forsaken will be very, very powerful against these infantry. Like, they'll tear apart the Eternal Guards and these other assets here. And the big Shaggy is going to be taking some damage as well. I think the Forces of Chaos really need to advance very, very quickly here. Get the Chaos Knights up, get a full surround. We also have some Hounds in the back, but there's no Archers here for this Wood Elf army, so the Hounds are probably going to be used to pin in the Glade Riders. And it looks like 1 unit of Hounds is going to be going in. Park Map, though, opting to countercharge, which he, of course, will win this with his numbers, but the question is Chaos going to be able to catch up in time before the Chaos Warhounds break? Probably not. 3 units of Cav just going in there deep, but another unit of Chaos Warhounds is coming in. It's becoming a little bit scary for the Wood Elves. If these Warhounds are able to poison some of them and the Chaos Knights are able to collapse, ooh, that could be bad. Yeah, and you can see actually some of these guys are trapped up, and the Hounds are able to catch them. Now, I think pull the Shaggoth, pull the Marauders, maybe just send the Chaos Knights. And oh, look at this. The Chaos Knights are going up and around to trap them in here. Are they going to get that angle of pursuit? A little bit risky, but now back to the main engagement. Forsaken are going to be slamming into the Winterheart Guards and some of these other assets here. So let us go ahead and see how this bad boy will unfold. Forsaken need to make sure they're getting the right charges, though, because their charge bonus is huge at 39. So they need to be slamming into the Dryads here. I think they might have missed their charge. Yeah, they were charging into the wrong unit. So a bit of a misplay there from Zablasky, missing the charges on the Forsaken, but they'll still be relatively good in combat. And some Forsaken will come around the back and run into these Wardens of Sithril, and yeah, they're going to take a lot of damage. They're very lightly armored. Now, as far as the skirmishing game goes, it looks like Park Map was able to stabilize over here, getting his missile units back, but how is this engagement going? Right here, the Forsaken actually losing because of the Dragon. The Dragon did get a big breath attack right down the pipe. Forsaken should be able to win this fight against Wardens of Sithral, although hard to say, and to stay in combat, the Wardens might actually win. On the charge, Forsaken will obviously do very well, but we'll see how that goes. Chaos Knights coming into the Dryads, certainly going to punish them pretty badly. Dryads will do almost nothing against Chaos Knights, who have 120 armor and really, really good melee defense. And yeah, the Forsaken, no surprise, are able to tear through the Dryads here, and now they're going to be surging into the back line onto the Winterheart Guards. And it looks like Park Map is more or less just trying to snipe the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, so just kind of poking this bad boy down where he can, and kiting backwards here with the Glade Riders, which are being screened out by some Chaos Marauders in the backfield. So it's a pretty even fight so far. Warp Chicken, I think, is still around somewhere. Yeah, Final Transmutation could be quite good. And basically what you want to do here for Zablaski is just kill all the ground forces. You know, just take out all the spears and infantry, and then eventually the Wood Elves will have to land when they run out of ammo. So that's kind of the game you play. Dragon Ogre Shaggoth still dropping the base here, clubbing down these Winterheart Guards. Definitely for the Wood Elves, sniping the Shaggoth here is a really good idea, because it's one of the few things that's going to be effective against the Dragon. And it looks like the Dragon is going to be opting to land. Chaos Knights could come in for a surround here if they want to, but no, it looks like they're going to be charging into the Winterheart Guards. And the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is going to be gooned out. But on that same note, a couple units of Poison Hounds are able to catch the Glade Riders with the Hagbane Tips, and they're going to be taking some heavy casualties from that engagement as well. But the Shaggy certainly takes quite a bit of damage, but not before it gives actually about half HP back to that Great Eagle right there. So yeah, this is a spicy one for sure. Here we have the Wardens of Sithral still battling, finally pulling the battle away from the Forsaken, but now that they're fully surrounded by the Marauders, they're probably going to end up losing that one. This battle's pretty close. I would say Chaos is maybe in a slight state of advantage. The fact that they have the Chaos Knights and the Hounds are also right on top of these guys is very, very powerful. But Hawk Riders aren't bad also. Hawk Riders do have good AP and melee. They have 45 weapon strength with good AP, 27 melee attack. You know, with a good surround on the Chaos Knights and a good charge, maybe they could drag them down with the support of the Dragon. It's hard to say. Warp Chicken's going to be a pain to kill, though, for sure. So, Wardens of Sithral here, still fighting. Yeah, they're going strong, but it looks like Chaos is coming in. Yeah, another group of Chaos Knights on the flank. There are a lot of armored thick boys on this map. That is most certainly the case. Over here, we have these Skirmishers. Park Map's Cav still being hunted down. The Hound play here from Zablaski has been very good. Zablaski obviously is a Wood Elf main, so if anyone's going to know how to play against Wood Elves, it's going to be Zablaski. So here are the Chaos Warhounds chasing down these Skirmishers of Park Map. A Pravenoth Rama going down. Ooh, Breath Attack coming in here from Park Map. This could be huge. Right down the pipe, baby. Hitting those guys and taking out a few models. That was a good one. Not the best Breath Attack in the world, but certainly not terrible. The Withering has been used as well. And are the Hawk Riders going to be engaging in melee? Because pretty much the entire Wood Elf ground force has been karate chopped. The Eternal Guard and the Wardens and all those other assets are gone. Wood Elves are about to lose their caster to the Warp Chicken. The Dark Lord of KFC is going to be getting in there and doing it. David Airy, thank you so much for the donation. Anybody suggested a wheel autogen? Yeah, it's been suggested. I think we're going to take a break from the wheel for a week, and then next time I come back with it, we'll do an autogen too. I think that could be fun, David. So thank you for your donation and the suggestion as well, brother. So the Chaos Knights are broken. Like I said, the Hawk Riders have good enough AP, or at least they're terrified, and some of them are still stuck on the ground, and the big old dragon trying its best, but ammunition is running very low for Park Map. So at this point, you know, Zablaski just kind of has to wait it out. Just march, wait out this ammunition, and from there... Ooh, the Shaggoth getting chased off the battlefield too. 163 HP, that Great Eagle doing a very, very good job. Yeah, some of the Hawk Riders actually get stuck amongst Chaos Knights, which is going to be bad for them. They are no match for a Knight of Chaos. And it looks like a Final Transmutation going down. Poison Hound swooping in. Ooh, this is going to be really, really bad here, guys. And the Wood Elves are going to definitely get dragged down. You can see the Hawk Riders all but broken. Pretty much all they have left is the Glade Lord and, you know, some very tattered Hagbane Tips, which the Poison Hounds could simply go chase if they want to, and I would imagine they're probably going to do that. Followed up by Chaos Knights, you could probably corral them relatively effectively. So yeah, Chaos just kind of plays a waiting game right now. Lets the last of the ammunition come out. There's some Dryads that are shaken, returning to battle here. So the attack orders have been given. Autogen tournaments are fun, but I think there's an issue with autogen where the armies aren't actually autogened. I think they're pre-autogened by Creative Assembly, and they just give one to you. So the problem is you get like the same armies quite often in autogen tournaments, which is a big issue, in my opinion. It kind of takes away from it. Anyways, Warp Chicken and Chaos Knights pushing in here. They're able to get some damage on the big old bird, and Balance of Power is getting nasty close to army losses here. And the Hordes of Chaos appear to have won this game. I don't think there's anything the Wood Elves can do. Army losses shall strike, and the KFC Master shall pour gravy all over this dragon's face and throw him into the fire. All right, that is it. Warp Chicken victory. Zablaski carrying on his King of the Hill streak here. So let's go ahead and jump into the next game and see what these fine gentlemen have to offer. All right, so Zablaski up to 2. Currently, Random Nick still our leader at 4. And now, here, what do we have? It's going to be F-Pod. The dreaded F-Pod. All right, F-Pod, let's get you in here. Great, everything looks good. All right. So let me get the Wheel of Fortune up. GG, well played. A spot has been opened up. Zablaski saying, let's see what they're saying. Man, I hope Wood Elves get some melee Hawk Riders. They'd be so useful. Well, those that we have are still quite amazing. Nice surprise with Forsaken. Yeah, hadn't accounted for the Forsaken. So F-Pod is here. So let's get the Wheel of Doom set up and ready to party. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to get this going, and then I'll take a look at chat. So, Turin, what about people have to draft the army? Every unit will cost points. So you're saying like a preset army is kind of like what tabletop tournaments, what Sotek does? Yeah. Crowdsourced army builds. That could be fun, too. There's so many ideas. All right. So let us go. Stir River. Let's do Stir River. We haven't done this. No, actually that map's kind of unfair, to be honest. All right, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. This is going to be for Zablaski. And what does he get? Okay, he got Chaos again. Chaos for Zablaski. Chaos Zablaski. Oh my god, all right. And now for F-Pod. Let's spin the wheel. If we get the same matchup, we'll re-roll both of them. We don't have any rules for this format, so... Oh my god! Oh god, no! Not a mirror match! It's double chaos, baby! The gods have spoken! Oh my god. Guys, we got a double chaos. I think a mirror match is fine. Zablaski's like, how do you even... the odds are so low of that happening. They're so low. No, guys, we have to. The Chaos Gods have spoken. They want the mirror match. I have no idea how this is going to go. The Haggard Mirror, guys. We have to do it. We have to do it. We've come this far. Everyone knows that Zablaski is a Chaos main, including the wheel. So if Zablaski wins this game and is to get Chaos again, we'll let him reroll. F-Pod says my body is ready. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. The Dark Gods command it. Yeah. Dude, I hope there's like 6 Hell Cannons in this game. What's my favorite Chaos God? Probably Nurgle. Yeah. And then Khorne would be my second. Yeah. The Wheel of Chaos Gods. Blood for the insert god here. My plan's going to be not to think at all. Pure instinct. Oh yeah. F-Pod just... with the alpha plays there. Sigvald versus Sigvald. Oh my god. The odds are so freaking low to get that. This is very lore friendly. This is very lore friendly. Chaos, actually, the biggest reason why they never conquer the whole world is because they always fight each other. They just can't handle themselves. Well, we'll see what gods they fight for. Perhaps their builds will tell us. Tzeentch is really cool, too. I mean, the only one I don't care that much for is Slaanesh, but, yeah, I don't know. That's generally how you play Chaos, says Zablaski. Glad to hear, Sainier. Yeah, I like Nurgle models a lot. Like, and Khorne models are really cool from Age of Sigmar, so, yeah. These guys are basically fighting for the favor of the Chaos Gods right now. And what's really cool is I would imagine when Game 3 comes out, you're going to be able to like have actual Chaos duels that are different, you know? Marcus Wallace, both players must take Mirror Guard. So it must be, I'm sure they're reading and watching chat right now before the game starts. So if you guys are watching, it's time for the Mirror Guard duel. This is a very strange mirror match. I don't think I've like ever seen a Chaos mirror match, or at least it's been a couple years. Yeah. Chaos mirrors in Game 3 will be badass for sure, dude. I 100% agree, Hadries. We could see 2 Archons. I think we're going to see a Kolek. Like, he doesn't have too much ranged pressure to worry about. I think Kolek would be really good in the mirror. Like, he's good against, like, elite infantry. He's good against, like, heavy cav. He's good against monsters. Like, Kolek seems like a good choice. Warp Chicken could also be good for, like, final transmutation, disruption. 2 Sigvalds, 1 Shag. Lich 109. The odds of getting chaos 3 times in a row is 0.024%. Yeah, and we did it, man. We did it. There's no weight on chaos, I promise you. I looked at the wheel beforehand. Lich 109, thanks again for the donation, bud. Appreciate your support. Taking a surprising, you know, I hope one of them goes for like a chosen box, just like chosen with great weapons, just marching, dude. I hope one of them just goes metal as hell. Although I do think I would be willing to wager we're going to see 2 hell cannons at least between both of them. Maybe one of them will bring 2, but I think we're going to see some hell cannons. Yeah. You kind of want to see Chaos Dragons. That could be an interesting one. Maybe very unexpected, right? All hell cannons, but the crews have to go into melee. The Unbreakable, the Chaos Dwarf DLC. Yeah. The Chaos Dwarf DLC has arrived. And now, before I forget, let's go ahead and turn off the dreaded Wheel of Doom here. Here we go. The Wheel of Doom hath been canceled. Yeah, it has been canceled. Yeah, actually, in the Talon of Horus, what's really cool about Black Legion in 40k is like the Black Legion, all the Legionnaires are from different legions. So you have like guys from Emperor's Children, you have guys from Thousand Sons, you know, you name it, Death Guard even. So you get a really eclectic bunch of troops in the lore and stuff. It's really, really neat. Like Telemachon is a really cool Emperor's Children character who's like just this masterful duelist. And then you have Iskander Khayan from Thousand Sons. Those books are great, man. If you're looking to read a good 40k book, read the Talon of Horus by Aaron Dembski-Bowden. It's so goddamn good. It's like, it puts a different perspective on chaos. Like, when you portray chaos, it's just like these mouth-breathing, haggard villains who just get dispatched every time. It like really kind of ruins the narrative for me. Like, I really like when you flesh out chaos and explain their motives and like the way they think and like everything. It's pretty interesting. Especially Chaos Undivided, because they're not like, oh yeah, we're going to spread plague for Nurgle. They like have their own agendas that aren't like God-driven per se, which is really, really cool. All right, so the player is still picking their armies here. No rush. No rush indeed. So, you know, surprisingly, a lot of the Black Legion like are not Luna Wolves anymore. Like, obviously, some of the founding members were. Like, so when the Black Legion is first formed, you have Abaddon, Ezekiel Abaddon, who was the first captain of the Luna Wolves, and then the Sons of Horus, and then becomes the War Master of Chaos and basically the Black Legion. He's their leader. But like when he comes in, there's like a handful of Justaeran Terminators who are Sons of Horus. Like there's not that many left of the Sons of Horus. Yeah. Could you write the name of the book? Yeah, sure. $40K lore is much harder to get into for sure. Honestly, what I did, Toaster, is I watched a bunch of lore videos on YouTube from different creators, and then once I got like a baseline of like the Horus Heresy and then like the 40k universe, like from watching lore videos, I started reading books of the factions that seemed interesting to me. Yeah. But that's the whole thing, because what happens in 40k lore is after the Horus Heresy fails, you know, and Horus is killed by the Emperor, and after he mortally wounds the Emperor and he's killed himself, all the Chaos Legions retreat to the Eye of Terror. So they all fall back to the Eye of Terror, which is a Terran real space. It's kind of like a dimensional portal sort of to the warp, which is like this realm that lives just beyond the reality. So basically the Chaos Legions fall back to the Eye of Terror because they're being like chased and harried by the Loyalist Marines after they lose. And they reside in the warp, in the Eye of Terror. And there's planets in there, and each of them kind of like claims a planet, but what happens is all of the Chaos Legions, more or less, actually blame the Sons of Horus for losing the war. Which, if anyone's to blame, it's probably the Emperor's Children, honestly, because when they get to Terra, the Emperor's Children just abandon the fight and just go kill civilians, basically. They're just useless. But the Sons of Horus get blamed, so all the Chaos Legions start like just ganging up and killing the Sons of Horus. So they pretty much almost get wiped out to extinction, but then Abaddon like summons like the A-team of all these different people from different legions, and Abaddon is like the great liberator. He like liberates all these different people from different legions and creates the Black Legion, which isn't necessarily Sons of Horus. As a matter of fact, he discards the Sons of Horus like mantle. He's not about his past. He's about like the future. Yeah. It's a great book. So yeah, like Abaddon kind of like gathers together like all the legions who are kind of aimless and they all want a purpose, and Abaddon like gives them a purpose. He's like, hey, let's unite and just go like stomp our enemies instead of fighting each other. And he's like so charismatic and powerful and ruthless too that he's able to use his charisma and his ruthlessness to like unite the traitor legions. Yeah, but because many of the Chaos Warbands in 40k are just kind of like pirates basically. Like if you look at like the Night Lords in 40k, they're kind of like just like corsairs, like pirates. They don't really have like a huge unified structure. Some of them join Black Legion though too. Yeah. Anyways, I could go on for a long time about 40k lore. All right, guys. So here we are with a Chaos Duel of Duels. Zablaski coming in with Archaon the Ever-Chosen and a full wall of Chosen with halberds backed up by Chaos Trolls. Dude, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Chaos Trolls, halberds, and Archaon. That is some metal shit right there. And a little bit of skirmishing here with Marauder Horsemen. So, should be okay. Now for the forces of the F-Pod. F-Pod coming in with Chaos Warriors with great weapons backed up by Trolls as well. So, a little bit less quality on the infantry department. But he does have Archaon as well. Summoners of Rage. Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes could be an X factor as well. Their ability to kill armored Trolls and Chosen could be very, very good for sure. Yeah. And that is that. That is that indeed. We'll see who wins, guys. What's your predictions in chat? Are you pulling for Zablaski, the Dark Lord of the Chosen? Or are you going for a little bit more of a, dynamic army here in F-Pod, where he has a wider force with more skirmishing, and also in the back, it looks like he has a couple hounds as well. Yeah. Hey, Roger Bloxham, you don't have to be torn. Why don't you have both open? And, when we're in the downtime between games, you can watch his stream, and when the battles are happening here, you watch these. It's perfect. Campaign is relatively slow-paced anyway, so it works out perfectly for you, bud. Chaos God's having some fun for sure. I really do love the Chosen with halberds. They're such a cool unit. Yeah, I was completely wrong. Like, I just got owned in my prediction. I really thought there would be a Hell Cannon. Hell Cannon are so good against Chosen and Chaos Warriors that... I was kind of thinking, yeah, everybody's like, Chaos will win. Yes, Chaos is going to be the ultimate winner. It is Archaon and Archaon, so double Archaon pick here. Oh, they're just saying ready. Yeah, pretty good. But honestly, the halberd stacking with the armored Chaos Troll is a really cool, really, really cool idea here. I think it's neat. Because, like, Chosen with halberds probably are strong enough to compete with the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, simply because they're Chosen and their stats are just so crazy. A little bit of kiting here. The Marauder Horsemen pulling back. Summoners of Rage and Trolls pushing forward here for F-Pod. And it looks like we're about to have a battle as the Chaos Trolls do advance. Chosen with halberds need to make sure to brace to absorb the charge here of these Chaos Trolls, and they are certainly braced. Oh no, don't move! Okay, looks like they're braced for that. So the Chosen with halberds absorb that charge, and some of the Trolls of F-Pod do heavily overextend into the halberds, and you can see they're getting melted so quickly by the Chosen. Look at the damage coming in, brutal stuff. So far the Chosen box appears to be doing pretty well. However, on the far side here, you can see the Chaos Trolls and the Summoners of Rage of F-Pod are able to collapse some Marauder formation, but the Chosen appear to be hanging pretty well. Now, the Archaon of F-Pod is going to be dropping piercing bolts right here, which could be very, very good. And here it comes. Looks like Cascading Fire Cloak is going down. Piercing bolts rains some hot fire right there. But it looks like Zablaski more or less was able to dodge some of that. He certainly did take some damage from that, but was able to get away. Now, on this flank, it's a complete massacre. Chaos Marauders being beaten down by Chosen and Trolls. Right here, the Chosen plus the armored Trolls. So the Trolls actually for F-Pod are not armored. Seem to be doing okay, but yeah, I think Archaon and his forces here are winning. The forces of Zablaski. Double the end times, I know. It's crazy. Summoners of Rage, though, are going to be a big X factor as well. If they're able to isolate the armored Trolls of Chaos away from their halberds, that could be a really big play as well. But yeah, more or less as expected, F-Pod used his throwing axes to secure this position. And his throwing axes plus all the cheap great weapons here with the Chaos Marauders are actually cutting through these Chosen pretty effectively. So Zablaski, I think, needs to get some magic, some witchcraft back here. But oh no! Is F-Pod going to see this? This could be some fat erect damage coming down. It's going to be a piercing bolts. And F-Pod does not dodge it. Oh, that's a bunch of damage, I would imagine. What? That did not do that much damage. I mean, I guess it killed a lot of models. It didn't do a lot of HP damage. It was more pinpointed. But I really expected that to really just nuke those guys. But yeah, we'll see. You put Disposable Heroes on in a different tab. I'm a huge fan of Metallica. Yeah, those were some good albums, man. But yeah, the Chosen are holding okay. Right here, they're being beaten down by some of the great weapons. Currently, the battle's very even. Armored Trolls are okay. Archaon's in decent shape. And there's still pretty much a full batch of Chosen here, which are going to be piling in. The throwing axes are a huge advantage, too. The fact that they're so efficient against the armored Trolls And also it gives the mobile advantage to FPod. Like if FPod is able to break anything, especially the armored trolls, he's going to be able to chase those bad boys off the battlefield. So, whereas Zablasky doesn't really have that option. Zablasky is going to be kind of forced to, just be more reactionary and just kind of have to like hold tight, because if anything, if his formation gets peeled away, it's going to be lost forever, more or less. Granted, Zablasky does have some Marauder Horsemen. And actually, after the piercing bolts, it looks like he is able to get some value back here. So Zablasky with the Master Micro, able to kind of peel behind that back line and cause some disruption. But now this is actually really bad for FPod, because the Summoners of Rage are getting stuck in combat here. The Chosen with Halberds are proving to be the breadwinners. Just grinding and just dragging down these Dragon Ogres with their fat Halberds. And, honestly, that probably is going to be what wins the game. Yeah. You can see the bounce of power actually massively pulling into Zablasky's favor, as FPod's Archeon is being beaten down by Halberds. And yeah, look at that. All three Chosen with Halberds are still functional and still fighting at this point in the game. Nice Searing Doom going down, but Zablasky once again really on top of dodging those bad boys. FPod with the throwing axes is getting good damage in here. And, doing his thing. Are we going to have the Archeon duel? Perhaps we will. Maybe so. It could happen. We'll find out here on the next episode. But I do think it's almost point of no return. I mean, I know the bounce power is still kind of close. Okay, so maybe if FPod is able to kill Zablasky's Archeon. So here we have Cascading Fire Cloak versus Slayer of Kings. So we have the Duel of Duels. The Lord of the End Times, the mirror match. They're just kind of braying at one another, just having a stare down, swinging into the air, casting force fireballs at one another, I'm sure. But it looks like Zablasky's Archeon is getting the upper hand. He does have the support of some Chaos Armored Trolls nearby, and also the Chosen with Halberds are going to be piling in. And yeah, I just don't see how FPod's going to bring this back. He's got some Marauder Horsemen. I mean, he does have the mobile advantage with, but some of his Horsemen are on the edge of the map here. Aren't going to be able to do too much. And Zablasky's Archeon is able to win that fight with the support of the Trolls and the Chosen. And I think that's going to be GG. I don't think there's going to be any way to deal with the Chosen with Halberd. So, just like we kind of talked about before the game, the Chosen really were the breadwinners. Like, when you don't have to worry about, like, handgunners and artillery pounding you per se, like the Chosen, when you're forced to fight them in melee, those boys do some work. The Chosen stacked with the Trolls pretty much covers all your bases, right? Cool build by Zablasky. That was really fun to watch. Both builds were good, honestly. If maybe the Marauder Horsemen had been a little bit more effective in the skirmish game, perhaps. But yeah, it was a good one. So Zeba is going to go up to 3, chasing the score here of Random Nicks. All right, guys. So let's get the Wheel of Doom going. Zablasky, let's see if he gets Chaos again. Maybe the gods smile upon him this day. Maybe not. Maybe so. Who's next? All right, so one sec. Country roads, take me home. We have, oh, so green actually dropped out. So Hadries, you're up next. Cool. We're making some good progress, so we might be able to go past 10 people today. So Hadries, you're up next. Because green did drop out. The Pit of Thorns. Oh my god, make them fight on one of those freaking maps. The Broken Hills. Let's do the Heartlands. Let's see what this map looks like. Best of luck for Chaos in your next game. Hey, FPod, you played a great game, man. Turin, are you going to do some top units or lords for factions? I did do that. There's my lords one is pretty recent, but my units one probably needs to be... I don't know. I'll take a look. Yeah, maybe I will. All right, guys. So for Zablasky, is he going to get Chaos once again? Let us find out. The Dark Gods call Zablasky. Oh my god, do they do it? No. Vampire Coast for Zeba. All right, so Zablasky gets Coast. Finally, he gets a reprieve from playing Chaos. And Hadries. Let's see what Hadries gets. He's probably going to get, like, just some dwarves or something. And now this is for Hadries, the Skaven Lord. Skaven? Oh my god, he got Skaven. This is an even matchup, actually. Hadries, Skaven. All right, here we go. So it's going to be Coast for Skaven. I don't know what this map looks like, but let's try it. All right, guys, we got Coast for Skaven. This is actually an even matchup. I'm happy that this came out. This is going to be like Zablasky's main faction is probably Coast for one of them, and Hadri's main faction is Skaven. So this actually is like a very feel-good situation here. I'm just talking to them about the maps real quick. But you can move through the lake. Cool. Chaos Dwarves. Yeah, the Chaos Dwarves will be really fun. I'm excited for that. All right, so it's going to be Skaven versus Coast. The map certainly could throw a wrench in their tactics. Oh, there's nothing wrong with maining Vampire Coast. Come on, guys. I know they're very strong. People often hate on the strongest faction, which is probably Vampire Coast, to be honest, but... yeah. The great state of West Virginia is the real world troll country, large and in charge. Large and in charge everywhere. What? Oh, my God. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I don't know. The last time I actually played this matchup in a tournament, I played against Exploding Hamster, and we had a really good one. I think I was on Skaven that time, and he was Coast. I was able to get it with some mortars and Giselles and assassins. They were able to do very well. It definitely can be a pew-pew match, but I don't remember what this map looks like. I'm just trying to like try unorthodox matches. Since it's a casual format, we're just having some fun, so... yeah. So we'll see, my friends. We will see. Yeah, Tomb Kings are definitely a top-tier faction also. Yeah, I think Tomb Kings are very good. I mean, all the undead factions are very strong. Probably the weakest of the undead factions is maybe Counts. But they're not weak. They're still good. They just have some, like... they're a little bit more limited in their playstyle. But they don't have Invocation, so the Tomb Kings don't. Yeah, so we'll see what the players pick. I really hope when Warhammer Old World comes back, I hope they give Vampire Coast a faction. I would love to play Vampire Coast on tabletop. That'd be so much fun. Dude, if they like released an expensive like Vampire Coast set, I would not be able to refuse. Like, I would just go for it. Immediately, I would drop like $300 just to buy the starter box for them. Like, imagine getting a Luther Harkin model with like zombie deckhand mobs and like, oh, that'd be so rad. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, though. I hope it's an option. Yeah. I hope they do the characters from Total War Warhammer and don't do a different time period. That would actually trigger me. If like Old World is like a different time period, I'd be so sad. Don't just do this time period. All right. Zablasky says, well then. Good luck. Have fun. Ready when you are. So Zablasky, the current king of the hill. Doing very well for himself. Making quite a run. Yeah, you know, actually, you know, the chap, actually, undead units are very easy to paint. Like, you can be very lazy with, like, a lot of things. Yeah, because you kind of paint them like Nurgle models. Oh, just doing some stretches, guys. Bear with me. Deckhand mobs with actual mops and buckets. That'd be so funny. I don't know if it's confirmed yet that it's a different time period. I really hope it's not. That would really just bum me out. Like, screw that. Everyone wants these characters back. We don't want, like... no. Stop it. Oh. It's going to be 3 Emperors period? Why? Why would they do that? There's so many cool defined characters, like, they would sell, you know? It's set in the... yeah, that's such a disappointment if that's true. Like... you're going to lose out on so many cool characters. Like, I would immediately buy armies simply because I want those characters, you know? Like, I would be like, you know, that, like, because of my attachment from this game, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably still play it, but I'll be grumpy about it for sure. Like, I want my Karl Franz. 1,000 years before Fantasy, huh? Yeah. Yeah, an alternate timeline would be cool. Like, it continues the events of Warhammer Fantasy, but, like, without... yeah, I don't know. An updated Metal cinematic. You know what was really weird about the Metal cinematic is I was playing it, and YouTube, like, flagged it as copyright for some reason. Like, but then sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it did. So it would actually shut down my stream. That's why I don't do it anymore. Yeah, Old World is going to be tabletop. Yeah. So we get to see both these players on their main factions, which will be fun. Dude, I just want to have Karl Franz again, man. Just give me the Franz. I have his model in the living room. Great Grandpa Franz will be there. Yeah. Well, I'll take it, I guess. I also hope it's not Forge World. Please, no. It probably will be. Ugh. It'll probably be like Horus Heresy. I really hope they make plastic models for it, but it's probably not going to happen. It's just going to be stupid. Like, oh, get that. I hate resin. Resin models are so annoying to work with. Like, it's so... they're so awful. God, they just, like, bend and warp and just, like, the paint doesn't go as well on them. It's just... Oh, God, I hate resin models. Well, no, the Doom video game soundtracks typically aren't copyrighted, because if they were, if you play their games on YouTube, you would get flagged and torn down. So that's why most YouTubers will use like game soundtracks for their background music while they're streaming and stuff. Yeah. So you're typically allowed to use those. I don't remember what this map looks like. I remember I think I played it in a tournament once and it wasn't bad. Oh yeah, this one. This is actually kind of a fun map. You have this like weird little hill and yeah, okay. This is a cool one. It's very much like a shooting gallery. Because of your streams, I've started collecting Warhammer. Cheers, man. Welcome to the addiction. How many packs of Cowboy Killers have you chiefed with that mullet? A lot, bro. Oh, the Wheel of Doom is still here. Yes. I have painted resin. I have 3 Contemptor Dreadnoughts from Forge World that I painted, and yeah, I do not like working with resin. It's so annoying. Plastic is so much better, in my opinion. Don't worry, guys. We got it. Oh, that's really cool. Alin's even making Vampire Coast minis. You should join our Discord and send people some pictures. Come on, you guys. You know you love it when I leave the wheel up. It wouldn't be the normal stream without it. You know you like it. All right, guys. If you had to be a citizen under any faction, probably like Dwarves or Empire. I mean, I'd like to be a dwarf because you get to live a long time, and also I appreciate the dwarven culture. Yeah, I did wash the resin, yes. I followed all the appropriate steps. Okay, I see some varying opinions on the resin. Oh, man, and Forge World is so overpriced. It's insane. Yeah. Some people dig it. So for the forces of Hadri's, let's go ahead and take a look. He's got Clan Rats in the front line with Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers backed up by Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, the Blight Scab's Plague Pack. He's got Warp Fire Throwers. And for the rest of his army, it looks like it's going to be the Council Guard with a bunch of Skaven Slave Slingers. Vixtrin's Death Squad. Skaven Slaves. For his leadership kit, he's got a Plague Priest and Assassin. And Deathmaster Snitch. Oh man, this is going to be cool. I actually really like this map. I think it's quite neat. Yeah. Dwarf culture is being killed by Skaven. Not always. But yeah, unfortunately it does often end that way. Drinking and bearing grudges, yes. Alright. So for Zablaski, he's got a bunch of mortars up here on the high ground. The double gunnery white, which is the Zablaski special. Aside from that, he's got a bunch of zombie pirate deckhand mobs and halberds. Double sirens as well, which the Plague Monks will certainly be good against. A vampire with pistols, with invocation. And it's also going to be deck choppers. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I know, like, there's like this drill I want to buy. It's called like a something Dreadclaw drill or just for my Death Guard army. And I'm like, on Forge World, it's like this shitty like tube of plastic, and you pay like $130 for it. It's like, what? What are you doing, Forge World? Yeah, it's silly. And they wonder why people pirate their stuff, you know? It's like, come on. So yeah, it's more or less for Hadri's army. It's going to be a big old Skaven Clan Rat wall, actually. Clan Rats with shields, believe it or not. Here on the far side, we have a little bit of a skirmishing corps. Deathmaster is certainly going to be good against those crabs. If Deathmaster is able to get his rat paws onto the gunnery whites, he'll definitely kill them very, very quickly. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, a lot of people 3D print their own models, but if you plan on playing in like tournaments or at Games Workshop events, you won't be able to get away with that. Yeah. So it depends on what you're looking. If you're just playing with your friends, yeah, I mean, people do it. They're ready. What are they saying? Honestly, Zablaski, your army is totally fine for this map. Like, I don't think you're going to have any issues. The mortars will be able to draw a line of sight everywhere. Oh, yeah, doing some stretching. Yeah, Deathmaster Snitch is really good, though. Hadri's actually often uses him in tournament play as well. It's a great effect. He's really good at killing like Noctilus, trapping Luther occasionally. He can do some good work. So the Skaven are going to be advancing. They certainly will have a tough pickle because the coast does have the high ground, but that gives the Skaven the opportunity to get a full surround. Here in the back, we do have the Vixren's Death Squad, so you can see these Assassin Rats are going to be running through here, and they will be very efficient at cutting through mortar teams and things like that. So Deck Droppers come over and try and harass, but they're going to be taking some firepower here from the Night Runners. And the Mortars have now made their first contact here into the Council Guard in the front line, so getting a little bit of damage there, but yeah, we'll see how it unfolds. More Mortars coming in, targeting Council Guard. There's really not too many good targets. I'm really excited to actually see the Warpfire Throwers in action. The other Mortars are probably going after the Blightscap's Plague Pack. These guys are really nasty, and one of the better answers here that the Skaven have against the Sirens. And yeah, they've taken almost half damage. Mortars can be really devastating against tightly packed infantry, and Rats, of course, like to tightly pack, as you well know. So both the Council Guard as well as the Censor Bearers are taking some pretty heavy damage, but now Hadries is going to be getting in the frontline engagement. Clan Rats do have better stat lines than zombies, but backed up by Sirens, the terror route could be a bit of an issue. Look at this enhanced ballistics gun line that Zablaski has up here on this hill. Man, one Poison Wind Mortar from Hadries would have destroyed this army. Like, this whole position would have been just annihilated right there. Nonetheless, the Vixren's Death Squad is creeping around the back, and now they're going to be going in for their Alpha Strike. So what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and attack these Deckhand mobs, kill them super quickly, and yeah, just get into the cookie jar and start causing problems. Clan Rats have engaged in the front line. It's, like I said, a bit of a wash, but Clan Rats, typically in a vacuum without any terror or other elements, will be able to defeat the Deckhand mobs in combat. But now the Vixren's Death Squad emerges from the trees, and they're going to be tearing into these halberds with their bonus first infantry. And Vixren's Death Squad are very, very good at killing infantry. These Deckhand mobs are going to begin to get cut down very, very quickly by these Death Runners here. On top of that, the Night Runners have also jumped back here. Deathmaster Snitch has gotten on top of the Gunnery Wight, and the Gunnery Wight has been afflicted here by the Deathmaster Sigil and the Assassin's Trophy. And man, look how badly Snitch is beating this guy down. He is doing so much damage. This Gunnery Wight down to half health during the duration of a 7-second snare. And now he's going to be running for the hill. So very good engagement for the Skaven. Here you can see the Skaven have also collapsed the Deckhand mobs in the flanks. And I mean, that back line is in some serious trouble here for the coast. And the Warpfire Throwers roasting the Deckhand mobs up in the sky here. Pretty glorious looking stuff. Now, Skaven are losing a couple engagements in the front with Skaven Slaves, no surprises there. But in the back line, this mortar is probably going to die here. I would imagine this is going to be a rat summon from a Plague Priest. Yeah, you can see some Clan Rats are being summoned in the back line as well. Council Guard are now piling in as well. There's an Assassin, there's Deathmaster, so much stopping power here for the Skaven. And the Vixren's Death Squad was able to tear apart their target pretty well. You can see the halberds going down, and now mucked up here by the Sirens, but Deathmaster, man, he is just going balls deep on this guy, and a little bit overextended. You know, he's got to watch out. He's unsupported right now, but Deathmaster is going after this Gunnery Wight, and the thing about Deathmaster is the more health you're missing, the more damage he does, so he's really good at executing these type of characters with his massive AP values. And, oh, look at that, doing the Whirl of Blades right there. Maybe should have tried to use that on some of the Banshees here, but I think he wants to keep pressuring here against the Gunnery Wight. I would imagine that Skaven Assassin is going to be doing the same thing, but all of the mortars here are crumbling down. This mortar, although, no, this one's okay. And it looks like Zablaski was able to get his Vampire Fleet Admiral with the Sirens and secure this position, also forcing back the Vixren's Death Squad, which is quite nice. And the Skaven Assassin of Clan Eshin doing his thing. And yeah, he's certainly going to be able to probably kill this this Gunnery Wight. The Assassins are quite proficient in combat, doing their anime moves and flying around. 60 melee attack is certainly no joke. 600 HP, it looks like the Assassin's Trophy is active. Will the Assassin finish off the Gunnery Wight? Probably. And it looks like Deathmaster using his Sigil here. Nice, helping out his buddy. Going to be locking down this Gunnery Wight while Deathmaster himself goes after the other Gunnery Wight. And there isn't like some big Luther Harkin character to really bully these guys off. However, it looks like some Deck Droppers are dropping some nice fire here on these Skaven Assassin characters. The one Gunnery Wight is down for the count, and it looks like here Deathmaster is now going to be hunting the other one, while these Skaven Slingers do finish off the bats up in the sky. So what do the Coast have that's really a threat here? The big thing for Coast is the Sirens, and a really nice thing here for Zablaski. Zablaski is able to get the Sirens and finish off this Plague Priest, and not finish him off, but probably tear out him, maybe do enough damage to potentially break him. Other Sirens here are going to be a big problem. I don't see too much damage left in the Skaven army. I'm pretty sure the Blightscap's Plague Pack is dead or broken off the battlefield, perhaps. And here you can see, man, these Skaven Assassins are just so clutch. Deathmaster and that Assassin just going balls deep, hunting down the Gunnery Wight. They're pretty quick. I mean, Deathmaster himself has 54 speed, so does the Assassin. And the Gunnery Wight, I think, on his crab is like somewhere in the 40s when he's not poisoned or slowed down. So, yeah, Deathmaster a little bit mucked up by some summons, though. So good play there by Zablaski, dropping a summon to temporarily save this character. which is no longer crumbling. It looks like it's going back and forth. Okay, negative 16. This bad boy is now crumbling, but Invocation, nice. He's able to catch that Gunnery Wight there, and also the Sirens. Sirens are going to be a big factor. Like, even though it looks like this game more or less is going like super dominant for Skaven, it's actually a really, really close match. The fact that Noctilus is still, not Noctilus, but the Vampire Fleet Admiral, and, you know, these big blobs of Sirens are still functional is quite scary. Plague Priest, I think, does magic damage, though. The Plague Priest actually getting in there with the remnants of the Council Guard and doing some magic damage here against the Sirens, which is very nice. And Deathmaster Snitch and his assassin are able to topple that other character. And now the two Skaven assassins are going to be running through the tree line, and they're going to be going after the leadership. The Skaven are going to be cutting the head off the snake as they hunt down this Vampire Fleet Admiral. And it looks like the Deathmaster Sigil is active. The Skaven are a little bit surrounded by some Sirens. It's not going to be as easy of a kill, but man, those two assassins are just going deep in this Vampire Coast army. And you can see here the Vampire Fleet Admiral is just getting eviscerated by Deathmaster Snickage as well as that assassin. And the Sirens are able to muck it up, but Deathmaster is a persistent hunter, and he is just on the tail of this vampire character. He's getting so many attacks. He's so fast. Look at him like flying around the map. And that vampire captain is destroyed by Deathmaster, and that is going to be game. Yeah. That is nuts. That is nuts. Well played. The Skaven Assassins carried that game so hard. They were just hunting down all those single entities, like no mercy. That was really cool. All right, well played. So, Hadri's is going to be taking over. The current king is still... Hadri's will go 3. Nope, I don't need to do that. I can just have it be 3. Skaven Assassins, man. They don't mess around. All right, next up. Wicked, you were up next, but it looks like I will skip you as per your request. So next we have Grombrundle, if you're still up. And he's on his way. Perfect. Oh. I need to do better infantry corps. Well, good luck in the next games. Assassination contract complete. Says Hadri's. Yeah, man, those Skaven Assassins were going ham that game. All right, so that map actually isn't bad. I think I might be willing to mix that one into some of my tournaments. It's like a little odd, but, you know, I think it has some teeth. All right. Here we have it. The pirates got crumped. Yes, they did. Yeah, Piotr, I'll probably make some modded maps myself someday. So once I'm fully recovered, yeah, and I have the ability to click happily. I'm the Rolex wearing. Oh, you going about some old WW stuff there? Just Paul, you just have to be in the Discord when I announce it. Today, the signups are already concluded, but in general, you just need to be in the Discord when I announce it. So, all right, let's go ahead and spin the wheel of doom, and this is going to be for Gromby. Here it comes. Oh, and he gets the dwarves. Oh, man, that's pretty lucky. He's a dwarf main. And now, for Hadri's, there's a lot of good factions against dwarves. You just got to ask, hope he doesn't get Empire. Oh, my God, no. No! I have to respect the wheel. The odds of that happening are so freaking low. Oh, no. Why? Why? The one matchup we get is double dwarves. That's so painful. God. No. All right, well, for those of you guys who wanted a dwarf mirror match, here it is. Merry Christmas. That's so freaking trollish. God, the prophecy has come to pass. Please, please. Oh my God. This is so horrible. God. Hadri says, I don't feel good about this. So Hadri's is having to play a dwarf main as the dwarves. What do you want me to type, chap? Double the grudge, double the trouble. I know. Zablaski says this wheel's broken. Get us a new one. Bless the Lord of the Wheel. Double Dowie boxes. Dude, please don't do a double box. Please don't. Oh my God, don't do that. No, don't do it. I'm too weak. all Ironbreakers turn this into a podcast, yeah, we just like stop talking about the game and just like oh my god, this is terrible. Not like this. The blessed wheel, no. It is not blessed, Lepa. It is cursed. Turin, your wheel is cursed. I know. Damn it. I like hate casting mirror matches. These guys probably hate playing this mirror match. It's just literally trolling everyone, but you guys seem to be enjoying it, so we'll keep it going strong. All right, so one sec, guys. Checking something here. How long are we? About 2.5 hours? Okay. Doing good on time. Yeah, we're making pretty good time, actually. Yeah, see how this goes. So at this point, what we'll do is we'll have Hadri's play until he loses. Well, actually, that's not true. We can go a little bit longer. We're only 2.5 hours in. I just don't want it to go 4 hours, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, we can keep going down the list. Dead Adventurer, thank you for the $20, dude. Hopefully your adventures are going well, despite the fact that you appear to be dead. Thank you so much for the 20. You called it. Yes, you did, man. You're the prophet. You're the chosen one, dude. Chosen one. Just double dwarf poundage. Set to unlimited time. Oh yeah, probably a good idea. There you go. Just in case it goes past the 60-minute mark, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah. Seems like you joined at the right time. Yeah, yes and no. You joined at the right time for the sake of humor. But for the viewing experience, I don't know how fun it's going to be to watch a dwarf versus dwarf mirror. You know what would be really funny is if one of them went with like a mass Slayer rush. Just like a balls deep Slayer rush to the wall. You just put on The Trooper by Iron Maiden. That's good because that song's very long. So it should perhaps last the duration of this battle. So Grombrindle is ready. Okay, it looks like he's speaking dwarf. He's speaking Khazalid. Oh my god. Yeah, definitely I would probably bring Gotrek and Felix here. They're both really good. And then like a ton of Thunders and like just Dwarf Warriors. I don't know, something like that. Well, so let's say Hadri's were to never lose. The stream would stop once he beat the current winner, right? So once he beats Random Nick's score, he would then go. You're saying 4 Iron Drakes, Zablasky? Like with the Trollheimer Torpedoes or the Flamethrowers? Perfect Saturday. Oh no. Oh no, connection to Steam was lost. What a tragedy. Okay, so Steam is just being a troll. So it usually takes like a little bit less than 5 minutes. So we'll just get back in there and the players can do their armies again. But yeah, we just gotta hang tight for a second. May the boxiest box win. I know. So now we just gotta hang tight. Gotta see what's cracking. Should be up in a couple minutes here. We'll see. It must be the maintenance. Let me see. What day is today? That doesn't make sense. Today's Saturday. Usually isn't the maintenance on like Tuesdays or things like that? So Grombrindle and Hadri's, it's Steam right now. Should be back soon. Hey, we got a donation from the Emperor himself. Let me pull that up, man. Carl Franz with a $20 donation. Summon the elector counts, register to vote, check your state's rules for mail-in voting, and answer the nation's call. Participation is the lifeblood of democracy and community cast streams. Sounds good, Franz. Way to hype up the people, man. While also staying neutral. I like that, man. Solid stuff. Carl Franz, thank you for the fat 20, dude. Thank you, thank you. What's cooking, good looking? My grandpa used to say that. Oh. What? How's this happening? Are they in here already? There's no way they're in here. Okay, I guess they are. Hey. I am back. Now I am merely a spectator. Are they here? Is this just some witchcraft? Like, why is that the only lobby I saw? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Huh. Okay, well, the army's visible now. I wasn't prepared for a screen blocker, so it's okay. Hadri's is not one to do some screen sniping, so I don't have any. I guess I could pull the wheel up. Yeah, the wheel's going to be the army blocker for now, just in case. Oh, Dark Hardline, dude, please don't feel obliged to donate, like, at all. I really only donate if it's, like, no stress off your back. All right, guys, we're back in business. Here we go. The democracy is a lie. The Slan rule all. All right. Streamers lost it. The Cackling Necromancer is my title for today. Yes, that's. I was playing some quick battles with that. All right, so let's get the wheel out of here. Boom. So now it is time for the dreaded match of doom. It's going to be Hadri's versus Grombrindle, dwarf on dwarf action. Summon the Electoral College. Yeah, don't worry, I got the wheel off, I'm pretty sure. I think we're good. How stealth and stock work in this game? So yeah, it's more or less the same thing. Stock makes it so your opponent cannot see that unit until it's within a certain meter, a certain range of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you're able to creep up on people. The Castaway, no, don't worry about it, man. You're good. Leave the wheel, please. Curses. That was a really weird Steam, like, down. Sarav Kamath, can I borrow $2 off you? Yes, if I meet you in person, I'll happily return your $2. Although, technically, after I pay taxes on the $2, it'll be like a dollar something. The grudges divide the Jawi. Honor must be satisfied. Well, apparently so. Apparently so. Some of the electoral colleges. That's really funny. Dude, this is not going to be a short match. Oh, this is going to be just a balls deep grind here. Anakin, why? Why must you do this to us? Looks like we're loading in. Players obviously connecting from USA and Poland and USA as well. The Dwarf Mirror match has wronged us. This is a wheel stream. It still is. The Wheel of Doom has doomed us many times today. Perhaps one of these, probably Grombrindle here, may have a potato computer. No, please, God. You know what would be the worst thing in the world, as it pertains to this match, is if they both brought mass Ironbreakers and just collided in the middle of this forest. That would be the most miserable shit possible, in my opinion. Oh my God, that'd be horrible. Slayers with great weapons are actually really good here. Interesting random nicks. You know, you wouldn't think about it, but I guess they have good AP values and are very mobile, so there's something to be said about that. Players are still loading in, but hopefully they won't disconnect. Steam might be having some issues here, so we'll see. We can push through it, though. Hopefully it'll all stabilize in time. You hate sand, it's coarse, and it gets everywhere. Anakin would share that sentiment with you. It's finally starting to cool down here a little bit in California. It's finally starting to cool down, which is good. Just this wretched weather, man. This accursed weather. A laggy Dawi mirror? No. No. I don't... Yeah, the slow starting time has to do with one player and hard... Yeah, SSD versus HDDs. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, honestly, I love the ocean and the beach. I used to go ocean kayaking. I used to do junior lifeguards. But I'm not... I mean, I don't love sand. Like, sand is the one downside of the beach, right? Because it does get everywhere, you know? Especially when you leave and, like, bring it home with you and then you find it in your bed later and, like... Dude, it gets out of control. I grew up on the beach, like, here in California. We were at the ocean, like, every weekend. Lots of reports of Steam being currently down. Yeah, you know, honestly, someone could have crashed. Let me check. Yeah, I will rehost once it times out. Okay, so they're asking me to rehost it. One of the players, I'm a little bit hesitant to try and force quit it because sometimes that like freezes it. So we'll get this bad boy going here in a second. Yeah, both players. I don't think it's either player's fault. I think Steam is just being a troll today. All right, so we get the wheel going. Hold on. Yeah, probably some problem with the lobby. Okay, so let me go ahead and screw it. We're going deep for the force quit. Wish me luck. Total War Warhammer does not like to be force end tasked or slain in this manner. It is done. Gonna host myself. Stand by. All right, so let's see if Steam is working. Okay, it looks like my friends list is repopulating. We're okay. You know, YouTube is like trying its hardest to stop the Dawi mirror match from happening, but they're not going to succeed. They're not going to succeed. It's not happening. Sarmed Alwan says, watch this match right before I sleep, and now I'm being kept up out of curiosity. The ancestor gods are crashing the stream. They're crashing the games just to keep their children from fighting, I guess. All right, so we're back in. Let's host that lobby. The dreaded password of passwords is here. I see that game is playing. Okay, so now we got this. Hadries, and I don't know what name Grombrindle's playing under. Oh, here it is. Okay. I know, even Steam doesn't want the Dawi matchup. Don't worry, guys. It'll be back soon. Should be back now, actually. Yeah, looks good. All right, so I've rehosted the lobby. Let's see if it works. Give it a couple minutes, guys. We got time to kill. Yeah, we'll just have them do the same armies. You were making food and heard about the Old World tabletop game. Yeah, Games Workshop is bringing back the Old World in some rendition in tabletop, probably in like 2022, I would imagine. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they'll be able to get into my lobby in the first place. That's going to be the great conundrum. Steam has wronged us. All right, so I think I see them both in Warhammer, which is good. See people repopulating here. Yeah, I guess in the meantime, we just hang out and chat. Excellent. My hands are doing okay. They're recovering slowly. Yeah. It's a slow process, man. It's like I don't know how many weeks out from surgery I am now. I think like quite a few, like 8 or 9. 7 or 8, 9, somewhere in that range. Yeah, it's a long process. Like my range of motion's coming back slowly, my strength is coming back slowly. It's I'm gonna have to do a lot of physical therapy, like to get it back to normal. But it's better than it was before. Like I don't have the same dexterity, but like I don't have the nerve compression issues anymore. So like I'm on the path to glory, you know. The only annoying part is I'm gonna have to get my left hand done too at some point because it had developed those same problems. But yeah, we'll see. See if they have any problems. Okay, Grombrindle's here. That's good. So I guess it doesn't matter what side. Yeah, because I'm not doing scoreboard, so. Now we just got to wait for Hadries. I forget what map I had them on. What was map? I forget. I forget what the map was. Oh, it was Tower of Hoth. That's what it was. Tower of Hoth. I think it's the Tower of Hoth. Oh no, it's just Tower of Hoth. Okay. Tower of Hoth. It looks like Grombrindle may have left the lobby. Yeah, Steam might be acting a little funky right now. Let me see what he said. Oh no, never mind. He accidentally turned off the game. Damn it, Grombrindle! It's fine. He accidentally hit escape, apparently. Grombrindle's wronged us. It's okay. Just rejoin, brother. No stress. I heard from another streamer that you can't drink milk. Is that true? I mean, I can drink it, but it basically just makes my nose like congested. Yeah, so I just don't drink it. Who told you that? Was it Italian Spartacus? Probably was. Yeah. No Peace Just War says, I work on a farm and develop the same problems. Dude, I can tell you, man, don't rest on it. Get that shit taken care of. Otherwise, it's going to get worse. Because how it works with carpal tunnel is the longer it goes untreated, the longer it's going to take to recover once you get the procedure. So, like, as soon as you're diagnosed, the carpal tunnel procedure isn't that bad, actually. Like, if you just get carpal tunnel and ulnar tunnel, so most people who have carpal tunnel usually have ulnar tunnel too, which is nerve compression in your elbow. No, I actually do have strong bones. I've never broken a bone before. Like, never. My biggest problem has been like muscle tears and joints and like things like that. But yeah, I have pretty strong bones. Yeah, I've taken some pretty big blows in football and other things like that. You can't drink milk after midnight. I drank milk my whole life up until I was like 21 years old, and then I stopped. Yeah. Turin, please tell us, how do you keep a woman emotionally satisfied? Dude, you know what the key to like professional life, social life, everything is to freaking just listen. Like, listening is like the most valuable skill I ever learned in like business, in relationship building, like being a good listener, like that is big, dude. Just like, don't interject your opinions, just listen. Like, listening is so valuable, dude. You can learn so much about people by just being like, calm and yeah. Anyways, you get the point. No, don't be scared, dude. Like, but I'm telling you, just go into an orthopedic surgeon, and they'll do a nerve conduction test for your wrist and your elbow. The surgery might, depending on your insurance, isn't that expensive. And if you just get carpal tunnel and ulnar tunnel, you'll be back to normal like between 4 to 8 weeks. For me, it's taking longer because I had a flexor tendon surgery too, so that's the one that takes forever. Yeah. I can break these chains. Yeah, just get it checked out, man. You'll be totally fine. What's good about carpal tunnel is that it's reversible, like, and it almost always is reversible. Like, you're gonna be fine. Turn the podcast series one, yeah. Hey, Jim Bob, how's it going? Jim Bob of 1989, you subbed ages ago, but this is your first stream. Damn, dude. Well, you came in on the very end. I mean, we have a couple games left, more or less. Depends on how this goes, but we'll see how it goes. It depends on how it goes, my friend. So yeah, we're in the Tower of Hoth. Hopefully the players will load in at an acceptable time here. I've never torn a pectoral muscle. I've strained it before, because I used to do some heavy bench press. Believe it or not, I had a pretty good bench. Yeah. Yeah, just go get it checked out, No Peace Just War. You'll be like out of commission for a couple weeks. They'll do one hand at a time usually, but after that, you'll be able to like enjoy things you used to, How do we get Turin on the Joe Rogan podcast? Dude, I don't think there's any way of doing that. You have to be, from what I can tell, you probably have to be a pretty big, some sort of a platform of some sort that's pretty massive. I used to watch the Joe Rogan podcast all the time at work. I still do occasionally. Yeah. I would love to be on it, dude. I would talk MMA with Joe Rogan all day. I'm officiating a wedding in a few months. As someone who's gotten married successfully, what advice would you give? How can I make it special as a supporting character? So, interestingly enough, Wagenstein, Lady Turin and I had we didn't have like a big wedding ceremony. We plan on doing that once we were able to save a lot of money and do a big extravagant Lord of the Rings wedding. But we basically just went to the courthouse, and Italian Spartacus was actually our witness. So he was like he came and was there taking pictures and stuff. It was a lot of fun, but we had a bit of a different experience because we're saving money for a big Lord of the Rings wedding someday. Yeah. Have you seen a Turin without hair? They're ripped, dude. My favorite thing is when on the Joe Rogan podcast they start talking about like which animals would win in fights and like if they could take an animal. Like, dude, that shit just gets so absurd. Yeah. Oh, geez, Arnor. No, I can never do 405 now. I could never bench over 400 pounds. No hell. No way in hell. All right, guys. So for Grombrindle's forces, he's got Dwarf Warriors with Great Weapons, Thunders into the Sunset, and then Longbeards with Great Weapons. This is just like a straight to business build. It's just guns and Great Weapons. That is it. Yeah. Yeah, Italian Spartacus is a true bro for sure. He came and was our witness. Yeah. He was like taking pictures. Andy Graham, turn your stream as a perfect combo of content and charisma. Keep up the good work, buddy. Hey, Andy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Those are some kind words, dude. No, I've never done DMT. What is the largest animal I could beat in a fight? Oh, dude. I'd have to really think about that. But if we wanted to have a full discussion, I would be down for that. See, I love absurd shit. That's why I would love to be on that podcast. Yeah, so for Hadries went with a screen of Ironbreakers. So triple Ironbreaker. Hammers on the flank with Gotrek and Felix, it would appear. No, Felix and, who is that? Belagar Ironhammer. And in a massive artillery line. So that's the difference between these two players. Grombrindle went with like a gun line using Thunders and, you know, those type of assets. And Hadries went with an artillery line. So we'll see who pays off here. The largest animal I could beat in a fight. Well, definitely like, you probably couldn't take any sort of like people who think they could take any sort of a chimpanzee are just so wrong. Chimps are freaking ruthless. And like the amount of strength they have, it's just absurd. Like they can generate so much more power than they weigh. It's insane. Oh man. I mean, like probably like some farm animals, like, you know. Anyways, let's focus on the game here, because now you actually have me thinking about it. Yeah. I'm kind of out of shape right now too, so I don't know if it could be that much. Anyways, a very nice ambush in the back here by Grombrindle. I like how the dwarf versus dwarf mirror match is actually turning into a podcast. Like we're just not talking about the battle at all. So yeah, the Rangers are in the back. That's a really good play, and they've actually pretty much killed the Goblobber of Hadries, which is beautiful play right there. That's a value city. But, you know, Hadries is able to get some Dwarf Warriors back there and should be able to chase those guys down. But how much damage is the artillery of Hadries doing? I think Hadries needs to advance his Ironbreakers, because if he doesn't, the problem being is that the Thunders are going to be able to get in range of the cannons, and then Bread is just simply going to get buttered. So as far as the armies go, I mean, I would say that Grombrindle may have a slight advantage, but again, Felix plus Belagar is going to be strong. But man, the amount of Thunders he has, those guys are going to be nasty. Like they're just going to pound it down. Yeah, chimps would absolutely destroy a human. Absolutely. I mean, in hand-to-hand combat without any like other tools, dude, you could probably take an alpaca. Yeah, I bet you could. I bet you could take an alpaca. Alpaca are very like, they're mean though, actually. One of my friends growing up had an alpaca, and it spat in my brother's face and then kicked him on the ground. And I was like, damn, that thing is mean. Super mean. Blasting charges in the front line. Like, I'm surprised at how much damage blasting charges do against armor. It's like, look at the 85 armor of these Dwarf Warriors just get melted by those blasting charges. It's pretty crazy for sure. So Hadrian's getting some good value out of the blasting charges, and oh no, but he got juked a little bit. One of the Rangers went around the flank here of these Dwarf Warriors, and now one Ranger unit is in the back line. This is a disaster for Hadries, because these Rangers are going to be able to sweep up and just basically kill all of these cannons in melee combat, which is really, really painful. So now the Longbeards with great weapons are being pulled out. Yeah, they're going to be in, and the Longbeards with great weapons will trade pretty well with Ironbreakers. Their AP values and their decent combat stats will definitely be very nice. On the far side, Hadries, Belagar, and Felix able to do some good damage here with the hammers, and those Longbeards are getting crumped down. But yeah, that one Ranger in the back line honestly could be the deciding factor here in this game. Like 100%. Yeah, look at that. Only 2 models left on those guys. They're going to break right now. Hadries should probably pull something back there. Like pull those Ironbreakers back there and peel them off, because losing all 3 of your cannons, like those cannons are going to generate so much damage over the course of a long grindy game. But just being shut down by like one squad of Rangers that cost 500 gold, these Rangers have single-handedly already cleared out 1,000 gold worth of value, and it's only going to get worse. And now the Dwarven gun lines, the Thunders, I mean, more or less functional. They've all taken a little bit of damage, but this one has taken a lot. But they're going to be able to really pound home on a lot of these armored dwarves. And the Ironbreakers will take it okay, because they do, of course, have the shields, but it's not going to be great for them. And yeah, the Rangers continue to cause problems. And look at this. The other Dwarf Warriors in the distance are just chasing these Dwarven Rangers, who 33 speed against 28. So the Rangers should be able to keep ahead here. Oh yeah, hippos are scary too. Yeah, hippos are brutal. Of course, the Dwarven artillery crews are stalwart. They're holding well, but this cannon is stuck. And I guess Hadries just figures like, you know, I'm just going to keep ripping shots while I can. I'm not really going to allocate resources to go back there and deal with it. And now Hadries is pushing out using Belagar, Felix, as well as the hammers to try and get into the Thunder lines back here. And he's gotten back here to an extent. He's got some Dwarf Warriors back here, but it looks like Grombrindle, obviously a Dwarf player, is going to know how to get that crossfire and pull things apart. But yeah, it's a close game, and I feel like Hadri's is actually getting some good value in the front line. Those Ironbreakers are holding surprisingly well, and I don't know why these guys fell back. It looks like some of the Quarrelers fell back. Okay, that's interesting. So Grombrindle falls back, and now he starts shooting the advancing Dwarf Warriors who are coming to support. And the reason why he's trying to do that is to get rid of them, so then he can go free range on the cannons once again. If he stayed to fight the cannons, the Dwarf Warriors might get him in melee before he's able to really punch them like this. So yeah, interesting trade there. Grombrindle also coming around the flank here with these Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, so there's going to be even more pressure on the back line here for the forces of Hadri's. Hadri's elite squad, though, is doing well. Hammers and Gotrek and all these boys are just kind of hustling here. And let me pull my mouse. It's getting a little bit stuck here. Why would you run for the Rangers? You definitely need to chase down the Rangers because Hadri's army has no other missile pieces aside from artillery, so the Rangers could get in position to really just be annoying, so I think you need to deal with them. Here you have the Hammers, 54 models. Belegar and Felix are all waddling after this Longbeard unit here. This group of Thunders is being chased down, and yeah, for the most part, Grombrindle is securing this middle position. His gun lines are in okay shape, but man, those cannons are still going, which is huge for Hadri's, and you can see they're actually pounding those freaking Thunders because they're at a side angle, and when they're at a side angle and the cannonball is able to go right down the pipe like that, it is just balls deep damage. And those freaking Ironbreakers, look at the Norgimlings Ironbreakers. They're able to hold back like 2 units of Longbeards with great weapons. Just absolute raid bosses, these units. And they're up to 119 kills against Dwarves, which is pretty incredible for sure. So, 2 cannons still functional. Grombrindle is able to finally get back there and shut one down. Felix Jaeger could be the deciding factor too. The healing on Belegar is going to be really, really good. And the Hammers are also able to get a charge on the great weapons of Grombrindle. And Hammers will win in combat here, especially with the support of Belegar and Felix. It's going to be a bit of an ugly fight for sure. And Felix is, giving that constant healing to those characters, which is very, very powerful. So some of the gun units still being chased down. I feel like Hadri's is slowly coming away with this game. Grombrindle does have a couple gun units. And but when Gromby shuts down these cannons, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, those cannons obviously are a pretty big factor in the balance of power, but they've more or less paid for themselves, those 2 cannons. They've done some pretty big damage over the course of this battle. And now we have Belegar pushing up the hill with the Grumbling Guard. Double Belegar, oh no, that's actually just a Dwarf Lord. Okay, so Grombrindle brought a Dwarf Lord. He opted to go a little bit wider. Yeah, it's not as bad as I expected because they brought different armies. Like they have very different playstyles. It's very distinct. So we're able to really kind of take a look at each one and identify what's what very quickly here. So yeah, this cannon's going to be offline. This other cannon will fall shortly after. Let's go ahead and see what Hadri's has. Hadri's has the Hammers, the Hero Goon Squad. He's chasing down these Thunders. And he also has a full health group of Dwarf Warriors just hunting these Rangers into the Shadow Realm here of Grombrindle. So I think Grombrindle's ambush was really, really cunning. Very, very solid stuff. Risky, though, because if there had not been any Slayers back there, if there had been a couple Slayers back there, those Rangers would have been massacred. So it was risky, but it ended up paying off in the end. And, I guess he could have hid those guys. So it's hard to say. Yeah, this feels like I'm like casting a historical Total War game while talking about which animals could defeat one another in combat. Norgimlings Ironbreakers just grinding it out in the front. Obviously, their melee defense is so absurd that even against great weapons, they're able to hold 169 kills. Who would have thought that they would perform so effectively against all these armored foes? But apparently they are. And they're finally starting to waver, man. The missiles from these Rangers, it does add up. They're in combat, taking quite a bit of damage. But those Ironbreakers, man, they're the true heroes of this game so far from Hadri's. So yeah, all the cannons are more or less offline. The miners are going to be able to chase them off the battlefield. And now we're kind of preparing for the final battle for the fate of Middle-earth. And what's kind of scary for Grombrindle is that Belegar is better than a Dwarf Lord. And also Felix is here, who's a great anti-infantry armor-piercing character that also heals Belegar. So I'm a little bit concerned that Belegar and Felix are just going to hard carry this game. That is for sure. That is for sure. So here comes the boys. Felix and Belegar have pretty much just been waddling this entire game, haven't been in combat too much. The Hammers are shortly behind. Dwarf Warriors with great weapons chasing down the Rangers, which is certainly a good choice. And Hadri's also does have a cannon crew here. So the cannon crew could potentially go back up in the hill, get back online, start shooting again as this battle does progress. And now we have the duel of duels. We have Belegar versus the Dwarf Lord. Perhaps this Dwarf Lord was a usurper trying to take back or steal Carrick 8 Peaks from King Belegar. He's not going to have that shit. That's his claim, man. Belegar appears to be doing pretty well. Obviously he has healing, so he's got to be doing better. And yeah, the Hammers now make the charge. 34 Hammers, they're confident. And Hammers do have a good charge bonus, or by Dwarf standards, it's 18. So they're able to get a decent charge. They're actually, wow, so same as Dwarf Warriors. I always thought Hammers had a better charge bonus, so I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry. Could chat beat? I wouldn't want to fight a Night Goblin, but I'm pretty sure I could, in Bear hand-to-hand combat, I feel like the average athletic human could probably take a goblin. Yeah, halflings for sure. We could all take halflings. Yeah. So anyways, the hammers do get broken. But now Hadri's is coming in with a pretty much full health group of confident dwarf warriors. And Felix and Belagar are going to be able to jump in, but nice play here by Grombrindle. He does rotate back here and gets his Thunders to shut down that cannon. So these guns are going to be able to last samurai those advancing dwarf warriors. Look at these proud lads. They should have just ran for the trees, though. It's kind of a mistake charging in here, in my opinion, because they're just going to get just massacred. But, you know, grudges to be settled, all that sort of good stuff. And, excuse me. Where's the sound? The sound should be here. You just should refresh the stream, and it should be totally fine. But yeah, it's quite a pitched fight. Belagar here is getting healed by Felix, and you can see here the Dwarf Lord here of Grombrindle is getting worn down, and though Grombrindle does have his Rangers, I don't think he's going to have the teeth to deal with Felix. Like, Felix and Belagar are just manhandling this Dwarf Lord, and they're going to be able to deal with these low-tier Dwarf troops pretty effectively as well. Yeah, the cannon coming back online was nice, but Gromby was able to force it off. But they're only broken. They might still come back. Thunders, could the Thunders carry this game? I'm looking around. I'm not seeing much else. These Rangers still have pretty good ammo. I think at this point, Grombrindle probably has to go into like a bit of a kite mode. Like disengage from the main fight. Use all of the ammo that you possibly can from these Rangers to try and take out these Dwarf Warriors. And then maybe isolate and deal with Felix. You got to kill Felix. Because Felix is just healing Belagar. And healing on Dwarves is so good. Like, getting HP off a dwarf model is already one of the more difficult things in the game. So being able to heal them is, like, super solid. I refreshed already. No game sounds. There is no sound? That's weird. Hold on. Huh. You guys were right. I turned the game sound earlier. Maybe I accidentally turned it off again. I'm so sorry, guys. Well, yeah, it should be good now. Let me check. Hold on. Yeah, okay, we're good. That's weird. Thank you guys so much for pointing that out. That's a very, very strange bug there. So Hadri's currently doing his thing, man. He's on a bit of a tear. No, I prefer to have sound on, like a little bit of background sound. It makes the gameplay way better. So I'm sorry for those of you guys watching and missing out on the sound. Yeah, really sorry about that, guys. That always pisses me off so much. There's a hotkey on the keyboard, too, that turns off your sound, and I think I probably accidentally hit that while I was moving around the camera. But dude, guys, Hadri's got this game. Belagar plus freaking Felix, like, carried hard. And the Ironbreakers, they held so damn well. Those blasting charges did so much damage. And yeah, that was just ludicrous. That was ludicrous. You guys missed the beard scrunching. Oh, man. Sweet sound of black powder. It's on, I know. It's on now. Army losses. And Hadri's with the victory in the Dwarf Mirror match against the Dwarf main Grombrindle. Yeah. Hey, Chaotic Blizzard, thank you, man. It's better with some yelling dwarves, 100%. Hadri's with the upset there. Able to go up there. The Ironbreakers, man, they did well. They held. The cannons did some good damage, too. Let's see what they're saying. GG, well played. It's great. So next up on the Jockich, who do we have? We have Liam. If you're still here, Liam. I don't think he is, but we'll check. Then Lost Soul 62. So Liam is coming. And then we have Lost Soul, and then we have RN, if he's still awake. I know he's in Poland, though, so he's probably asleep by now. Oh, he's still up? Okay. He will be the final champ here. Norgamlings are kind of crazy. Yeah, good luck, man. There was so much running. All right, so, you know, I'm feeling wild. We're going to do the Spirit Essence of Chaos. It is time for the Close Quarters Battle of Battles. Is that 2 wins for Hadri's, or is that 3? So Hadri's defeated Grombrindle and then F-Pod, I think. Yeah, or whoever was before that. All right, let's get the wheel. Summon it. And now for Lambie. The great Lambie. Tomb Kings. TK for Lambie. And now for Hadri's on this tiny map. What is he going to get? Oh boy, here it comes. Chaos. All right. Chaos Hadri's. Good luck, have fun. So it's going to be Tomb Kings versus Chaos. Hadri's, I'm sure, very happy to have gotten a close quarters faction on the small map. How much do you need to save for a Lord of the Rings wedding? Quite a bit. And it's more so about having financial stability in every other aspect of our life before we do that, so. The 300 IQ play for Hadri's was the flank overload that forced the Thunders to turn sideways, therefore allowing the cannon shots to punish. Yeah. It's 3 wins for Hadri's, is it? Yeah. Is it 3 wins for Hadri's, guys? I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. This is going to be fun. Granted, you know, I actually have a weird feeling that Chaos is actually really good in this matchup. Like, I feel like Chaos does well against Tomb Kings. Neither of them are going to care that much about the map being small. So, Scorpions and Chariots, yeah. Scorpions are good against Chaos, for sure. You got to have something to kill Shaggoths, though. Dragon Ogre Shaggies are really strong. Archaon's really good in this matchup, too. Burning Head is insane. Hadri's beat Zablaski, F-Pod, and Grom. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Good call, Turin. No reason to risk the fight. Yeah, for sure. We'll stream our Lord of the Rings wedding. My brother, like, on several occasions has dressed up like a hobbit for Halloween, so he'll be a great hobbit. We're going to try and get Italian Spartacus to be Gollum because he can do the voice. It's funny because Italian Spartacus is like a muscular guy, so having him as Gollum in like a loincloth is going to be so funny. Oh my god. If he's willing, of course. I would never, you know, assume he's going to do that because it's a pretty ridiculous thing. Yeah, I think Chaos is good against Tomb Kings. Burning Head, Archaon, Shaggoths, Killy Infantry. You know, you can get there pretty quick. So, I don't know if I've seen Lambie play too much. So, we'll see how this goes. You just let the guest pay for the wedding? Yeah. We want to hire professional costumers. So, like, at the wedding. So, if people don't, like, have costumes, they can, like, get dressed as Lord of the Rings characters when they arrive. Yeah, didn't Zablaski beat F-Pod in the Chaos Mirror match? And then Hadri's would have beaten. Let me ask Hadri's. I'm just gonna ask him. Many wins you got? I'll ask him right now. Nick Orr, put this towards your Lord of the Rings wedding fund. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Nick. Honestly, I wouldn't really mind that much Chaotic Blizzard as long as their aesthetic was Warhammer Fantasy. I wouldn't be upset about it. Like, I don't want them to add Sigmarines in, like, you know, the Stormcast Eternal shit. Get that out of here, you know? But, yeah. If I had a Lord of the Rings wedding, your parents would disown you. No, man, come on. It's about what you would enjoy. Your life is yours to live, you know? Okay, well. Hadri's doesn't even know how many wins he has. He's like 2 or 3. Oh my god. Nobody knows. Well, Italian Spartacus's Gollum would be great. He would have to go full Gollum, he'd have to shave his beard, though. If anyone objects, you can have Uruk-hai on standby to pepper them with arrows. To give him the Boromir treatment. Oh my god. I like many Age of Sigmar models, but like I like regular humans more than I like these like super alpha, like, you know, just, you know, perfect warriors that are just, you know, I don't know. That's why the Empire's so cool and Stormcast, you know. I have played a couple Age of Sigmar games with my Cities of Sigmar army and on Tabletop Simulator, and it was fun. I had a good time because I basically felt like I was playing with a fantasy army. I had, like, you know, State Troopers. I had a Griffin with a Warhammer. He's played Skaven and Dwarf so far. Yeah, I think Hadri's is at 2. Yeah, Gollum would be the ring bearer. That's the thing. I think Hadri's has 2 wins, guys. Can somebody go back and check? Because you can rewind in the stream. just go back and check. Yeah, Jonathan Kelly, the army I did play was Hammerhall. Because I just ran a bunch of Demogryph Knights. No, I would have to cut. I wouldn't be able to have the mullet. Yeah. Hadri's has 2 wins. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right. So for the forces here of the Tomb Kings, we have Cetra the Imperishable on his chariot. Skeleton Archers, front line of spears, double Necrotech, Sphinx, and that appears to be it with a Casket of Souls in the back. It's a good army. Certainly has some teeth. The wheel. I'm sorry. It's just so excited. I can't help it. All right. Perfect. Wheel. And now for Hadri's, pretty standard. He's going to go with Mirror Guard, Chaos Marauders, and then you basically just back it up with a couple Spawn here. Dragon Ogre Shaggoths to fight the monster fight. Archaon to use Burning Head to roast the lightly armored skeletons. Exalted Hero and Chariot as well. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a scrap. We'll see how the deployment structure here for the Tomb Kings is. Let's see what schemes and tricks he has. Yeah, Hadri's had a good fight with Zablaski and then Gromriddle. I think Hadri's game was so long that it, like, both games were really long that I think it felt like 3 games. Yeah. Yeah, we have a Rohirrim charge at our wedding somehow. Well, Anna, you know, Lady Turin, my lovely wife, is actually really good. She's good at riding. Like, she's a great rider. She can ride horses and is very maneuverable and skilled. And so she could do it. I've never really rode before, so I would be like Gimli falling off the horse. Yeah. Cetra take the wheel. Yeah, Cetra is a good choice. We actually saw Aerocrastic win this matchup using the Tomb Kings with Cetra the Imperishable, beating Kolek Suneater. The Ever-Chosen Grand Finals, Aerocrastic versus Soothsayer in the Game 5. It's really, really good. So it can be won by Tomb Kings for sure. But I mean, I do think it's slightly Chaos favored, but it can be won by both sides, you know? Yeah. It's the Dawi game was very long, but that's to be expected. It's a dwarf on dwarf match. Yeah, Hadri saying Dawi makes it feel like it's been a long time. Oh, of course, all the comments coming in. Maneuverable and skilled. Oh, there you go, guys. The Slanesh infiltration in all of your dirty minds. It's okay, but she's actually very skilled. Yeah, horse riding isn't that easy. Like actually, like doing difficult maneuvers and like riding in certain terrain, it's difficult. Yeah. So Chaos is just going to bum rush here. Tomb Kings have a bit of a staggered defensive formation. Casket of Souls definitely is going to want to target Mirror Guard and or the Spawn. Like shooting in that general area will be very strong. A little bit concerned about the flank formation here though for Lambie. Not too much defense here. I mean, Cetra might go out there. It looks like a Burning Head's going to be going down on the Kepler Guard. We'll see if Lambie's able to micro. And Lambie does get out of the way. Oh, but the Burning Head like drifts. Oh no! That Burning Head just roasted those Kepler Guard. And those archers. Oh, poor Lambie. Lambie doing his best though. Oh no, but what is... No, he charges Cetra. So I understand. A little bit quick on the draw there. Cetra charges into the Shaggoths and the Goon Squad. And now the big Sphinx is coming in. But not before Cetra just gets done dirty right there. Like, Kepler Guard got roasted. Now we have Chariots in the back line here for Lambie. And Hadri's just going ham. Granted, the Sphinx doing good damage against Archaon. I mean, that could be a potential way back into this game here. But I don't see that going terribly well at this point. With Cetra being that low and the archers all being compromised. The Casket of Souls is defended by some spears in the back, which is good. But, man, the Shaggoths and, like, the Archaon Goon Squad is just going balls deep and taking out the Sphinx. I mean, this thing is just getting crumped. Oh, just crushed. Down it goes. And now the Necrotect is on foot here. He's going to get circle beaten. Oh, no. It's easy to make those mistakes, guys. It's easy. So, especially against a great player like Hadri's. He's not going to let you forget him. But aside from that, that's probably going to be a quick game there. I think the Necrotect's going to die in the next, like, 15 seconds. The Dragon Ogre Shaggoths of Hadri's are going to go back here and just eviscerate the Casket of Souls. Look at it try and run. The Casket's going to try and flee. And you definitely need some mass against Chaos, like some Nekar Horsemen or something to lock these guys down. You know, the Sphinx, you know, certainly could have fought back with a little bit of spear support, but in this case, I think it's just, it is over. Game over indeed. Yeah, Ushapti Great Bows are good in this matchup too. Having like one Ushapti Great Bow just to kind of poke on the Shaggoths while you defend it with like the Sphinx and some other monsters could be good. It wasn't countered in many... I mean, Hadri's just outplayed him, which is totally fine. Hadri's is one of the best players in the community, and this gentleman here may be newer to the game or intermediate, so it can happen to anyone, especially on this map. It's a very small map, so the battle gets going very, very quickly. Mirror Guard getting into the archers here. Dragon Ogres are going to be pulling back towards the front line. Cetra is drifting about pretty well. You know, he's done a good job keeping Cetra alive, but yeah, no, he's about to get Archaoned. Ever-Chosen coming in to make Cetra serve. The Blade of Petra is activated. Archaon doing his circles here. A little bit staggered, but he is going to get crumped. Down he goes. Cetra will live in this river for the rest of eternity. Well played. Hadri's well played, man. Certainly a clinic you put on there. But yeah, you know, it's a good lesson to learn from about like the timing of engagements. Like when you make those mistakes and take that kind of a damage, it's a good lesson to like, you probably won't make that mistake again for a long time, you know? Lost Soul 62, you're next, dude. Hadri's making the Dark Gods proud. All right, so now we have Lost Soul, I believe. Well played, Liam. Hadri's is a tough opponent. Hold your head up high, dude. Don't feel bad about that. That's could happen to anyone. So we'll get the Lost Soul in here. Wait, later for the fun. Was fun. See ya. Hey, see you later, Lambie. All right. So Hadri's just need, if he wins the next two, he'll win the stream, basically. He will win the great King of the Hill. Troll Country. Lost Soul said he was scared after seeing that. I certainly do not blame him. Are you allowed to show this on YouTube? All right. Yeah, no shame, brother. All right, so now let's go ahead and pull up the wheel. Let's roll this bad boy. And here we go. So it's going to be vampire counts for our challenger. And for Hadri's, and for your boy Hadri's, he's going to be getting... Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the Skaven! Skaven for Hadri's. All right, good luck, have fun. It's going to be counts for Skaven. We saw this matchup earlier. Hadri's gets his main faction. He says, oh no. Well, we'll see. Lost Soul mentioned that I believe he's a newer player, which our tournaments are open to individuals of all skill levels. So we'll see if he's able to pull off an upset against Hadri's. Hadri's, you got the Skaven, dude. You're not Chaos. I see him sitting on Chaos. Tiny rats on a tiny map. I know. I know. Such is the fate. Such is the fate. Great learning experience getting smacked in on a stream. I remember that when that happened to me and I got so motivated that I realized I had a lot to improve on. So yeah, it's good. 100%, man. 100%. So... Lost Soul, if you're listening, bring double White King with Scab Scraths. You know, whatever Vampire Lord tickles your pickle. I don't really, yeah. Aside from that, that's like a good start. Yeah. And don't box it up too much. Because it's gonna be something. Hellman Gorst, dude, you know, Lost Soul, you could always go for the Gorst man. A Doomwheel rush against Undead. Doomwheel's like terror is one of the biggest elements there. Yeah, it is tricky for sure. Sadocastic 24, yeah. So we've actually had a pretty long King of the Hill today. How far in are we? Okay, 3.5 hours is usually like my sweet spot right now. I'd be happy with that. The small map will help the vampire counts for sure. But Hadri's is one of the best Skaven players out there, and also he's you know, I'm sure he'll be totally fine at adapting to this. We saw the Haggard Box of Doom earlier from Random Nicks, which was great. I wonder if Hadri's will do something similar. We'll see. Blood Knights. Blood Knights are okay. I wouldn't go too heavy on... I like one Blood Knight in this matchup. Like, I like Vargulfs, like, because you can juke Skaven threats and like they're really annoying. Like there's a bunch of ways you can play this matchup with counts. At least a couple, not a bunch. A couple. Gorst is his only hope. Gorst is risky because if Skaven go for a box, he can win it for you. But if they go for a gun line, he just gets dunked on. Like it's bad. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. Random question: is Total War Warhammer 3 Kingdoms worth it? I mean, if you're, I didn't enjoy it because I've gotten so spoiled with Total War battles. But yeah, like I've heard people enjoy 3 Kingdoms. It depends, yeah. If you really like campaign, then yeah. But if you're more of a battle guy, then probably not. Yeah. Gorst ride the whip. Dude, are you dropping some E40, some Bay Area here in chat? I remember Tell Me When to Go by E40 coming out when I was in high school and being the only song that played over and over at the high school dances, along with Little John, Yin Yang Twins. Oh my God. Dude. it's such a funny image. Like I went to this, so I went to a high school that was like, it was a Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I'm not religious, but I went to a Catholic high school, and and we used to have school dances, right? So then like we would have a DJ come in and they wouldn't like really like screen the music. So we would have like this school dance with all these like 15, 16-year-old kids at this Catholic high school. And they would like be playing Little John, you know? And like for some reason, like they were super strict about a lot of things at school, but they were not strict about like that music at the school dances. So you would just have like Little John being like, let the sweat drip down my balls, you know, just like, and then all these like Catholic high school kids dancing to Little John. And then like the Whisper song by the Yin Yang Twins, like it's just so foul and like, you know, sexual and like, you know, oh, it was so funny. I remember that vividly. Yeah. Gorst ride the whip. Shake them dreads. Oh my God. You guys are bringing back memories now. Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. It seems you guys are rooting for Lost Soul 62. Hey, man. He could do it. Skeet Skeet. Yeah, I know. And that would play. And I remember there would legit be like a nun. Like some of the school like dorm staff were like nuns and like, you know, like religious folk. And they would like be there and just like not know what was being said in the lyrics to the song. Oh. Yeah, I'm mostly Italian and Irish in terms of my ancestry. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, correct. But I'm American, obviously. Yeah. Probably Piotr. Yeah. But it was how you doing, little mama? Let me, dude, I remember that. How you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Yeah, it's so good. Dude. Oh man, high school. And then 50 Cent was really big when I was in high school too, like Candy Shop, Into Club, 21 Questions, I think, Many Men. Dude, I remember at track practice we used to have a little haggard like old 90s boombox where we used to play that stuff. Well, War Master Horus didn't have dreads. He had like cables in the back of his head and he had like a ponytail thing. Yeah. The Skeet 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 song we're talking about is Little John. Get Low is what it's called, I think. Yeah. It's from like the early 2000s. If I were to join a mafia family, I would be like the character that Robert De Niro plays in every mafia movie, you know, where he's just like kind of an outsider but kind of accepted. Yeah. Yeah. The Wheel of Doom shall be removed. Don't worry, guys. We'll get it before the players load in here. Yeah. No, those Catholic high school dances got pretty crazy. Yeah. It was really mainstream, yeah. Back then. Also, we had like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Mudvayne, Taproot. Like God, there was like so many other bands that were pretty popular. Metallica still had some albums coming out. They had like Saint Anger, which was a terrible album, come out in my high school. Foo Fighters were pretty big then. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Incubus. Yeah, I could go on forever, guys. Yeah. Man, Eminem was there. You know what? I heard this genre of music, and there's a YouTube channel I stumbled across, and the music they do. But in many De Niro movies, Sarov, he often plays like an Irishman who's kind of an outsider. It's like a very common theme in his career. Me Sloth, thank you for the 5,000. I'm not sure what currency that is, but $5. Turin, streams make my weekend much more exciting. Keep it up. Hey, you got it, brother. You got it. Thank you so much for that generous donation there, bud. Hoobastank, Papa Roach, dude, yes. Oh my God, you're bringing me back. Papa Roach, cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Dude, suffocation, no breathing. Dude, that was, oh my God, you guys are bringing me back. Drowning Pool. Oh my God. I remember watching World of Warcraft highlight videos like on early YouTube to Drowning Pool. Like of like some like Night Elf Warrior. I think it was like Swifty or something. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Now I've gotten so off tangent, I can't even remember what was happening. Like I'm just out of it. Dude, Rage Against the Machine was great. Yeah. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. Dude, yes, it is. Of course, man. I'm not going to miss that reference. Offspring was great, too. Hell yeah. I love the Deftones also. Yeah, Deftones were great. My Own Summer, Shove It. Be Quiet and Drive Far Away. Hexagram. Dude, I used to listen to Deftones a lot. Yeah. Green Day. Yeah, Green Day has a couple I liked. Chop Suey. You know, the band System of a Down is actually from the same city I live in. Yeah. I've seen them here in this city. Disturbed. Yeah, Disturbed was great. Down with the Sickness. Sum 41. Dude, I get so like sad, nostalgic listening to all this stuff sometimes. All right. New metal, Nickelback. Look at this photograph. All right, I gotta stop. I'm sorry. You guys are like overloading my nostalgia senses. Modest Mounts. Yeah, Float On. That was a good song. Michael Isaac, thank you for the 20. Just saw the notification for the stream now. Happy to catch some of it live. This is the very end, Michael Isaac, and thank you so much. All the small things. My favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song is Under the Bridge. Yeah. Yeah. I live near Glendale, California. And so I definitely have enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, it's great. Bunch of boomers in this chat. Yeah, it's true. Total War is an older audience, in my experience. All right, guys. I got to focus on the game. I'm sorry. I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm going to try and focus on this. So zombies in the front line here for your boy Lost Soul. On the flank here, he does also have some Black Knights. A good choice. Black Knights are a very cheap flanking option. A couple Crypt Ghouls for some nom-nom. One thing that Lost Soul, if you are watching this back after the fact, for your Crypt Horrors, you want to spread them out to the maximum width, just like you do with your infantry. Because if they're more bunched up like this, they're more susceptible to being hit by multiple missile attacks from Jezzails and Rattling Gunners and artillery. If you line them up at their maximum width, you're going to get more value. But aside from that, he's got a White King and a Banshee, a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with the proper spells up in the sky. A bit of a mistake, though, not bringing Helm of Discord. So he might be a little bit new to using this character, but you always bring the Helm of Discord, bud. But aside from that, like, you know, formation deployments, more or less okay. The Crypt Horrors, just spread those bad boys out. Black Coach is also a very nice element that can put a lot of pressure on your opponent's army. But if you're going to bring the Blood Dragon Lord, you got to bring the Helm of Discord, or else you're going to pay the Troll Toll. Oh my God, Rammstein, Jesus. Yeah, I love Foo Fighters. Times like these, like, I used to listen to the Color and the Shape album. Like, that was probably my most listened to album in all of high school, was the Color and the Shape by the Foo Fighters. Hey Johnny Park. Obviously Everlong's on there. There's so many good songs. Yeah. And that is that. So here we got Fellbats swooping around the side of the formation, perhaps going to lurk on some of these Rattling Gunners here. We will see. And it looks like the Blood Dragon Lord's going to be used to go in and fight these clan rats. A little bit of a mistake there. You kind of just want to push past them, let some zombies fight those bad boys. But Hadri's always does this. Every single game he plays with Skaven against aggressive armies, you're going to see summons just to target their advance. Now for Hadri's force, he does have some Rattling Gunners up on the high ground. He's got the Warp Grinders here, Slingers, and then mostly monsters. So he doesn't have too much of a missile line, which is good. You don't want to be protecting too much. Now, the key to success here for Lost Soul 62 is he wants to make sure that he surrounds and gets that engagement like all at once. Like he needs to get the full surround and not trickle in. If he tries to go with the Reaganomics approach, you know, that trickle down theory, it's not going to work. You need to really commit everything at the same time to be successful against a player like Adri's. In this case, the Slingers are going to start throwing their pebbles, and the Rattling Gunners are going to be opening up on the Blood Dragon Lord, who is going to be jumping in. A bit of a risky affair, but may be able to get some damage. I mean, on the Hellsteed, though, the Blood Dragon Lord won't hit too hard. But oh no, Deathmaster Snitch, and now it's going to be Lost Soul's first lesson in overextending here, as the Blood Dragon Lord is just getting rammed by this wheel, also attacked by the Deathmaster. Thankfully, he's taken the damage pretty well, but we'll see. Invocation needs to be used right now. The Vargulf Gorilla is coming in also. A Helm of Discord here would be really nice to like lower the melee attack and different things like that. Now, the Black Coach has jumped into the side of these spears. Fellbats have been used on the Rattling Gunners, which is a good play right there. And yeah, some of the Skaven Assassins are taking a minimum amount of damage, but the Blood Dragon Lord does overcast an Invocation. Should be able to get away here, depending on the pathing, but yep, back up in the sky. There you go. So now the Vampire Counts do have a good opportunity to get the Banshee and to get the White King and also to get the Vargulf and really go after these Skaven Assassin characters. That would certainly be very, very impactful. Black Coach still grinding away. Black Knights in the flank looking to get into the back line, and it looks like the Fellbats still causing ample disruption here in the back line and going after the Rattling Gunner. So front line of Skaven Slaves is broken. Now the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers are going to be piling into the frontline fight. And honestly, you know, Lost Souls isn't doing bad. I mean, one little misplay there with the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord certainly cost quite a bit, but it's not game over per se. A little bit of a misplay with the Black Coach too. You got to cycle charge that thing. You can't leave it amongst spears and help hits. Hadri's able to bounce back there very quickly with his assassins and take those guys out. But the White King is over here fighting. White King is a bonus first infantry character and against light armor can do quite well, but you really need to make sure if you're in a gooning situation like this to like be focusing actively. And it seems like Hadri's does have the advantage with the single entities. And oh, look at this! The Blood Dragon Lord getting rattling gunned incredibly hard up in the sky, being forced back right now. And here we have Graveguard that need to be pushed forward. The Vargulf, the Skaven summon line, and this is why Skaven summons are so good. You're able to really, halt the advance of these troops, and players often forget to re-micro them after they kill the summons. So the Vargulf's coming up. It looks like the White King is going to be afflicted by the Rival Hide Talisman. He has gotten some damage back on the Deathmaster here, but it looks like the Vampires certainly are in dire straits. Up in the sky here, we do have the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. Sub 500 HP in just a moment. The Rattling Gunners certainly hitting home there, hitting the nail on the metaphorical head. Doing some good stuff there, but it's looking like this is going to be a game for Hadri's. Black Knights weren't able to really penetrate. You got to pull them back, get those Black Knights up, go through the seam right here. It's a lot to micro for sure, but things like that need to happen if you're going to be able to beat someone like Hadri's on his main faction. But here, the Banshee on the low ground, still fighting the good fight. Obviously, the Assassin plus Deathmaster do not do magic damage, but he could perhaps run into army losses here, but the Rattling Gunners are unloading and certainly doing a lot of damage. Dude, I had to look at chat again. I love Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains is also one of my favorite bands. Really, really good. I mean, I like 5 or 6 Alice in Chains songs a lot. I like Soundgarden quite a bit more than Alice in Chains, though. Chris Cornell is probably one of my favorite singers of all time, dude. His voice is so good. And Audioslave and Soundgarden, it's just freaking amazing. Anyways, Banshee here, crumbling down. It's only a moment before army losses, but well played, It was a 5-minute game. It wasn't, And here you can see the Vampires are able to get into the back line. Now, if the Vampires had played a more conservative game, perhaps not overextended the Vampire Lord or the Black Coach, just played that slow push, they'd be in the back line right now, and their other assets could be alive. But a couple overextensions early cost him the game, but it was a good scrap. It was a good scrap indeed. It was. And you always have to bring the Helm of Discord on that Blood Dragon Lord. Always. It's so good. It's so good. Snickich does hit very hard. He does. I know Hadri's has gotten Skaven twice today, I think. Yeah. And basically now it's just clean up of the Vampires. I mean, over here they have a little force of some Crypt Ghouls and Horrors and things like that, but they're going to get dragged down. Deathmaster is too healthy. The Hell Pit and the Furnace are both alive, so there's ample Mortis Engine effect, and that should be army losses due to triggering here. Yeah, Chris Cornell passed away, which is sad. Hey, Ben Lopez, thank you for becoming a member here on the channel. Appreciate it. Yes. The hero, Ben. Join us, brother. Join the membership. All right. So, this is it. This is the final battle of the stream. We have one more after this. Hadri's fighting for the throne here. So, if Hadri's wins this, he wins the stream. If he loses it, then he ties with Random Nicks. So now we have... Oh, oops. Gotta rehost that. Oh, failed the host game. So Hadri's, I'm rehosting this. Sorry. So now we have one more game. If Arn is still up, I'll be very, very impressed. Well, not impressed. I'll feel bad for him also, but... All right, Arn versus Hadri's. Let's get those bad boys going. I do not know who Frisky Bisky is. Is this Arn? Does not look like it. No. Okay. That is not Arn. See if I can find Aaron here on the list. Rolling, 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 rolling. Where art thou? Yeah, I wonder if he's still awake. Aaron appears offline on Steam, but he always is hidden on Steam, so. Hadri's, you're up. Ben Lopez, here they come. Yeah, to snuff the Rooster. Dude, Rooster is such a good song. Oh my god, it's so good. It's only 4 a.m. for you. Oh my god, I know, I feel so bad. These streaming hours have been really brutal on the folks from Europe. So Ben, yeah dude, Rooster is one of my favorite songs. I know like every word to that song. Thomas Gallagher, loving the 2000s nostalgia train. Great stream. Hey, right back at you, dude. And you'll get a little bit of that almost every stream. And Generic Nathan, still new to Warhammer 2, but love the game and your channel. Keep it up. I will. I will. You got it, boss. The final game. All right. We'll do Oakenhammer. It's fine. We'll start where we began. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god, freaking Smash Mouth. I remember Smash Mouth. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger. It's just so good. All right. The shape of an L on her forehead. All right, let's spin the wheel. For Aaron, here we go. Oh, Bretonia. So he gets Bretonia and Hadries. We haven't gotten a Bretonia game. Let's go. Hey, Lady Turns here. Oh my god, why? Another mirror match. Jeez. What are we playing? Historical Total Wars today? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god, why? Dude, the odds of that are so slim. Oh, they're so slim. Oh my god. Oh, Hadri says I don't deserve this. Oh my god. Well, at least it's an interesting mirror match. This one is very fun, the cat fights. The wheel is probably broken today, I know. Mirror match stream. I know, you guys, we're not doing a mirror match stream. You guys get it here. Poor Hadris, he's just like, why? I should go to Vegas. I think I got 3 or 4 mirror matches today. It is a mirror. It has to be, guys. The gods will it. Rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah. So good. Dude, it's a legit RNG wheel. I promise you. I made this build like a year ago and I'm going to use it. Good. Aaron, I'm glad to hear that, brother. This is like a Medieval 2 battle. Yeah, there you go. With a little bit of magic mixed in. Who made the wheel? Streamlabs. Streamlabs made this wheel. It's just the built-in one they have. Dude, we're still alive. Yeah, this is the last game though, 100%. Lady Turin, my wife, we're going to Vegas together, and with my good luck, we're going to be millionaires. We're going to sit at the table and be like one of those like haggard gambling couples from the movies that are just all like extravagant and just cackling and winning all the time. It's going to be great. All jokes aside, I have no interest in going to Vegas, and I hate gambling. I just like my brain. I feel so much remorse if I lose a bet, or like it's just like I can't. How long of a streak? Well, if Hadries wins, then oh my god, I'm like wiping sweat off myself here. We haven't. Did I miss another member? No, that was Ben. Yeah, it was Ben. Okay, it just said message retracted. I do know what haggard is, Sarav. I've adapted it to my own usages. I know what the actual definition is, but in my hometown, it was used very differently. Oh, yeah. So the word haggard in my town I grew up in. You know, like, I'm sure a lot of you guys in your various towns or wherever you may have grown up, there were certain words in, like, your local district or community that, like, was said there, but, like, it wasn't a thing in, like, other areas nearby. In my hometown, in the generation I grew up in the early 2000s, like, in Ojai, for some reason, the word haggard was adapted to be, like, used for everything. But generally, like, more of, like, not derogatory, but kind of a, you know, like, it's so hard to articulate. But like it has some inflection of its original meaning, but generally speaking, it was just a local term, like basically. Like, oh, that's haggard. Like, that's not good. Or that's like crappy looking. That's haggard. Like, you know, it's just like, it's just how it was in my hometown. Nate Garrett, thank you for becoming a member. Much appreciated. Cheers, Nate. Oh my God, CKY, Flesh into Gear. I used to like CKY. Yeah, they have some really good songs, actually. Like, really underrated. Gotrek on Gotrek action. All right, last game of the stream, guys. Gather around, my friends. Let us do battle. Oh. The mullet has been slain, yeah. Dude, I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I was starting to look like a homeless person. Like, the mullet was, like, getting tangled, and since I'm not able to wash, like, use my hand effectively, I couldn't wash the hair. Yeah. It's been slain. You guys will see the new haircut in a couple weeks. Yeah. I got, like, the complete opposite. 96 quite bitter beings. Yeah, it was really good. Dude, guys, I was looking like a stray dog. It was like getting knotted and dreaded in the back and just tangled, and I just, like, I couldn't deal with it with one hand. Yeah. Nate Garrett. Oh my God. Don't worry, guys. There will be more absurd haircuts in the future. Lady Turin was certainly happy. I got a haircut. The source of all my power. It's quite the opposite, actually, because when I got the mullet, I got fat and out of shape. Literally, I lost power with it. I should do some hand steroids. I know. Tell me about it. Breaking Bad haircut. All right, guys, and now here we are. It's going to be the Bretonnia versus Bretonnia Dread Mirror. And it is going to be Peasant Bowman. So Peasant Bowman with pox arrows, a massive halberd, and no cav. What is this? Oh my God, guys. So we have a quote-unquote elite Bretonian army. It's foot squires mixed with halberds. Foot squires, halberds, and battle pilgrims, backed up by a paladin, a grail piece, and some archers. And there's going to be a field trebuchets as well. So RN is like playing this like a dwarf Bretonnia build. Yeah. And now for the forces here of Hadries and his Bretonians. He's got King Lewin up in the sky. Quad trebuchet with some Grail Knights as well. So Hadries has opted to bring some infantry. So let's see how the elite infantry box does. I mean, it's very much going to be like a weird trebuchet duel for a period of time. It's just going to be, yeah, it's going to be wild. Oh, the wheel. You know, I just thought you guys were super excited to see the battle. And you were just yelling, oh, I love the wheel stream. Romulan dog, it's probably true. Wheel Coon is here to stay. The wheel is eternal. No, it's going to be gone. So yeah, okay, guys, let's re-summarize these armies real quick. For the Bretonians here, Peasant Archers, Paladin, Grail Relic, and for their leadership, yeah, it's going to be double Paladin with Fey Enchantress. It's a box of like elite Bretonian infantry, like elite. And now for the forces here of Hadries, it's Peasant Mob Infantry, so much less quality in infantry, but quad trebuchets backed up here by King Lewin Leoncoeur and Grail Knights. Yeah, looks like it's going to be triple Grail Knight, actually. Guys, I advertised the Wheel of Doom in the title. You got to come to expect it at this point. The wheel stream. You guys are getting the wheel stream. You just got a whole army introduction with it. Look, have fun. Let's get this party started. Quad Boucher. How unchivalrous, I know. You know, guns, I suppose, are unchivalrous to them. All right, the battle's underway. This is going to be a very interesting one. Yeah. This is going to be very, very interesting. So here comes the peasant mobs. The field trebuchets are going to be opening up shop as well. You guys want the wheel back? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Yeah. Elite Bretonian infantry should come with quotations. Hadries does also have the Damsel of Beasts, or Damsel of Manticore summoning. So, yeah. I don't know. There's going to be some Manticores. As far as the lore of magic for this side, Fey Enchantress is going to be the only caster with Lore of Life, which is, always pretty good. Fey Enchantress is very good in those blob fights. I mean, the Mortis Engine effect could be pertinent against the Grail Knights and some of those different assets like that. So, who are the lords in this fight? Well, it's going to be King Lewin against Fey Enchantress. Perhaps Carcassonne is leading a rebellion against Bretonnia in the north, and things got a little bit out of control. The Hadries trebuchets are blessed. And, the blessed trebuchets actually are going to force this army to advance. Because if Aaron wants to sit here and trade with his 2 trebs, he's going to lose horribly, like against 4 trebuchets. And those field trebuchets are going to pound his foot squires to dust. So those trebs really, really need to or not trebs, but the forces of Aaron's Bretonnian army really need to advance here because those trebs will eventually get their value. The troll toll will be paid. So, I really don't like the wedge formation. Sometimes if you switch to the web formation in the middle of a charge, it cancels the charge. I found, I personally never use it. I think most Bretonnian players don't, but perhaps someone with a little bit more experience with Bretonnia in chat can answer you guys. Yeah, Romulan's correct. There's not enough Doom Wheels in this game, and that's causing an existential issue. So it looks like the trebuchets here for Hadries are actually going after the field trebuchets of Aaron, which I don't know if I agree with. It looks like Lewin is also going to be landing over here because there's just some haggard peasant archers to shoot him, and he doesn't care about that. So, instantly both field trebuchets here for Aaron are kind of offline to an extent. The Grail Knights for Hadries are just hiding in the Shadow Realm. They're just sitting back here, they're just cackling, they're enjoying life, and as soon as most of the trebuchet capabilities are cleared off, they will run up and most likely start cycle charging foot squires and or rear charging halberds. They obviously don't want to take a front head-on charge or anything like that. So yeah, there you go. 1 peasant archer is offline, the trebuchet's offline. King Lewin just going balls deep back here. I mean, the 2 paladins could peel off, although I think they're the Virtue of Empathy paladins, so they're the foot paladins. So yeah, they're going to be on foot. So at this point, Aaron just kind of has to sacrifice his back line. He's he can't defend it. He has no cavalry. He has no mass to really chase down King Lewin. Pretty unfortunate situation to say the least. And now the trebuchets are going to be shooting into the advancing foot squires. But this is where the battle could potentially turn. We will see. Shetland Apache says, wedge is good to switch to before issuing a charge order when you're trying to break through a line. Yeah, great point, man. Certainly good feedback. And yeah, there's a lot of credibility there to that point. So the peasant mobs are going to be meeting foot squires and halberds in combat. They will have a very, very bad time there. But trebuchets have now switched their firing arcs to start attacking the foot squires. The first manticore has been summoned by Hadries, and that manticore is going to be going after maybe paladin, foot squires, or there's a number of targets that are okay. King Lewin and the Grail Knights just going balls deep in the back line. You can see these Grail Knights were able to circle all the way around and going to make sure that these peasant archers are 100% shattered. And here you can see Hadries able to basically break these guys. And yeah, now the Grail Knights are just coming to feast. And the problem with the braced halberds is if Lewin attacks the halberds from the back, he'll unbrace them. And then from there, the Grail Knights will probably decimate them in the charge, and it'll just be brutal. But now Aaron's forces have reached the front line. Currently, Hadries is pretty far ahead on the balance of power, but if the trebuchets are compromised and overwhelmed by the elite, quote-unquote, elite infantry, nice chalice of potions right there, actually, really devastates those men-at-arms. That could be a way for the Bretonnian forces of the Fey Enchantress to get back into this battle, because currently, as it looks, it's looking pretty good for Hadries. Granted, 2 trebuchets, one's offline, the other one's going to be offline relatively soon once these battle pilgrims get through. Here in the back, King Lewin and company, that's the thing, men-at-arms with polearms just do not hold well against Cav. Like you think they would against Cav. If they're not braced and facing perfectly, they're getting sandwiched like this. Look how badly they get destroyed. One of them got shattered instantly. Granted, these are Grail Knights, so, take it with a grain of salt. But the Grail Knights just hit absolute trucks on their charge if they're able to get that juicy, juicy goodness here. So, the Bretonnian forces here of Aaron have pushed through, and now they're going to be advancing towards the trebuchets. Hadries has lost 1 trebuchet here. The other one is running away from archer fire, and Fey Enchantress has also taken a little bit of damage herself, but we'll see as they do advance through here. And yeah, we certainly got a scrap on our hands. Those halberds really got dunked on pretty good. Fey Enchantress piling into the trebuchets here. It looks like those forces are doing the same thing, moving towards this trebuchet. But the big concern is once the Grail Knights come in and Big Papa comes back and starts to ride through many of these lightly armored infantry and these Grail Knights and things like that, there might be a glimmer of hope for Aaron with the Fey Enchantress aura. And also, you have to remember, Hadries is using Manticore summons, which means the balance of power is falsely inflated. So though it looks like it's massive, once the Manticores disappear, it could get a little bit better. But I'm concerned that 2 foot paladins are not going to be able to stop Lewin from killing Fey Enchantress. He can cycle charge, he can pull back. They're on foot, they're not going to be able to keep pace. So there's many things here that are a little bit dangerous in that respect. So King Lewin going to war here with the great Paladin of Bretonnia, trying to goon them out away from their support. And it looks like here he does have his Beastcaster, and yeah, he's going to be able to kill the Paladin. Foot Paladins are okay. They lack AP, though. Lewin is just going to be able to go deep and pretty much do whatever he wants there. Some Grail Knights chasing down archers in the distance. Definitely should pull those guys back. But I mean, Hadri's entire battle line has run. And by his entire battle line, I mean about 700 gold worth of peasants has run, as well as the field trebuchet. So it's really not that bad of a loss. And yeah, the Grail Knights are just massacring whatever they make contact with here. Lewin going in once again after this Paladin, getting a rear attack there, taking quite a bit of HP off that bad boy. And now the Grail Knights are able to charge in and have made contact here with these peasant archers. Those guys are going to be getting run over here. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Those peasants not having a great time. Certainly going to be breaking and routing, and the Grail Knights will be hot in pursuit. So Hadri's probably just going to be picking off all the ranged assets, anything that can force him into a bad position. And then from there, he's just going to... the Beast Slayers of Aston actually getting some damage here. Yeah, but it looks like, what do we have? The damsel as well as the other damsel fighting. So Lewin's trying to protect his ladies here. Ever the chivalrous man, King Lewin, doing the best he can. And now we got some Grail Knights chasing over here as well, going after those foot squires. In the distance, we have Grail Knights coming back for Hadri's, a whole nother unit of Grail Knights. It's going to be a brutal surround, because what's going to happen is Lewin's going to go in, he's going to pop the Sword of Corone, and all the Grail Knights are just going to sandwich that final blob in the end. Here, you can see the Grail Knights, again, the rear charge on the foot squires, doing massive, massive damage. They're taking huge casualties and huge HP damage. Yeah, the charge bonus of Lance Formation Grail Knights, look at that, 106. That's pretty sexy right there. That is a lot of damage, my friend. And they're able to really hammer down those foot squires. Lewin coming in once again. He's going to be diving in after the Paladins. And the foot Paladins, though they can make a stand against him of sorts, but Lewin with his self-healing and the ability to cycle charge here is just really, really nasty. But, you know, both Damsels of Hadri's are going to go. I mean, could we see a surprise comeback with the Mortis Engine drain? The Mortis Engine effect of the Fey Enchantress is very, very powerful. This is why the Bretonnian peasants don't revolt. Yeah, I suppose not. Grail Knights riding down peasants is everyone's fantasy here. Oh, well, that's fair play. Lewin taking a little bit of work. The Paladin's kind of, chipping a little bit of HP off him. Grail Knights pulling back once again. These Grail Knights going to be slamming into the back of these units, although it looks like their charge was a little bit strange. It was like at the last second, but yeah. Those Battle Pilgrims got tossed into another dimension. You could see like the whole formation was just shifted. Thankfully, though, Aaron with a good play. He did use the Shield of Thorns, but it looks like the Sword of Corone is now active, perhaps? Or maybe just wore off. Lewin back up in the sky. I think he's going to go after Fey Enchantress at this point. She's a much easier prey than the Paladins. She's very, very squishy in that respect. She doesn't have a big HP pool. Only 2,300 HP left at this point. And yeah, it looks like the Grail Knights of Bretonnia are cleaning up shop. A couple Paladins and Foot Chantress left, but I think the Fey Enchantress without her Mighty Unicorn is going to be no task. And we have the glorious duel of the Damsels versus the Fey Enchantress. They're coming in with their canes, trying to fight for the favorite hero, King Lewin. Lewin able to finish off the Paladins here. Looks like one of the Paladins is broken. As soon as he breaks, he's chased down by Grail Knights. He won't be coming back. And yeah, he's actually just terrified, so he might still come back. I feel like Paladins, like these great Beast Slayers, right, should be immune to psychology, but they're not for some godforsaken reason, so bit of a strange thing. Anyways, Grail Knights just chasing down what troops they can. King Lewin and his Damsel squad are in the fight of fights, but they should be able to win that, to be honest. I think the one Paladin is terrified, or he's actually naturally broken, so the Damsels are not going to take that shit. Look at them. These are some pissed off ladies, and they're going to show that Paladin what Bretonnia is all about with their big canes. And here, we have King Lewin against Fey Enchantress. Certainly a bit of a mismatch there, but it looks like Lewin's going to come over and try and secure the kill, while the two Damsels are going to go back and fight against the Fey Enchantress, which is quite funny. And the Grail Knights are going to charge in as well. And that will probably be army losses in just a second. And it looks like Hadri's is going to be the grand victor of today's King of the Hill, just barely surpassing Random Nix's 4 victories with Game 5. Well played, Hadri's. Well played. He survived, I think, 2 or 3 mirror matches today. Yeah. They will indeed. The mirror matches are concluded. We had the Dwarf mirror, we had the Chaos mirror, and the Bretonnian mirror. Please never make me do that again. I did enjoy elements of those games, but I'd rather not do that again. All right, guys, that is it. Hadri's is our grand champion. Let's hear a round of applause for him. We are done. The Paladin did run from the Damsels. That was pretty freaking hilarious. Quite a sight to behold. So, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to go hang out with my smoking hot wife. Gonna go enjoy life. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. It was certainly a very unorthodox stream with all the damn mirror matches we got. We survived some hard times with those bad boys and the treachery of the wheel. Congratulations to Hadri's. And thank you to the mods for sticking around. You guys are aces. Couldn't do this without you guys. We got some new members as well. Thank you guys so much for becoming members here on the channel. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It says name retracted, but yeah, thank you guys for becoming new members. Thank you guys all for your donations. There was so much today as usual, and you guys are just way too generous to me. I don't deserve it. So Thank you guys. I appreciate it. No, I don't love mirror matches. Hadries, thank you for suffering through those, man. You made it a very entertaining stream. Well played. Yes, the slow clap of the gods. But again, guys, thank you so much for becoming members on the channel and your donations. It means the world. Thank you so much. It helps me keep doing this for a living. And yeah, also the 2000s nostalgia train. That was a blast, man. The 90s and all that sort of good stuff. I feel like mirrors are kind of the fun X factor, though. Like, hey, Daniel Segura, right back at you, man. Thank you. Thanks for the stream. That was pretty entertaining. It was. It was indeed. All right, guys, I'm off. I'm going to go hang out with my lovely wife. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you all for your support. Means a lot. Make sure to drop a like on the way out if you guys enjoyed the stream. And until next time, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, but my next stream probably will be Tuesday. And that's going to be Random Nicks facing off against Loopy in the finals of the ECL 7 qualifier, which was postponed, but we'll be back on Tuesday with that. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And we'll see you guys on the other side.